သမားစု one expert ကစားသူများ one expert ဒါသင်ရဲ့ pick ပဲကျေးဇူးပြုပြီးယနေ့ညရဲ့ကျေဝေများကိုကြိုဆိုလိုက်ကြရအောင် one expert မှာထိပ်တန်းစုများကိုရယူထားသူ Dota 2 hero များအကောင်းဆုံးတည်ဆောင်မှု Hunter Lancer အကောင်းဆုံးပံ့ပိုးမှု Mossy အကောင်းဆုံးအလေလံ Zeus
work pretty well with Pugna, as in getting the early tier 1s. I would probably assume one of sort of disable, so the Puck, if he slips up, he gets caught out and dies. You need that threat, especially when you pick Puck this early. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. And the other thing I want to note is that Navi has been banning out almost exclusively offlaners from Noob, so I don't really remember his entire hero pool, but I do remember him playing a lot of Lycan, a lot of Doom, so I'm wondering what he's left with here.
He's been playing Lycan, Doom, Mars, Marcy, Beastmaster, and Undying so far.
I can see an Undying come out. We just saw Undying have a terrific
Unfortunately,
performance. Oh, okay, never mind.
I think every
and the Marcy was banned as well.
Yeah, I'm almost certain every hero that you listed.
Yeah, he's got to dig deeper.
Yeah. It's a tough one because, you know, Noob did have that role change for himself, and so people were wondering when he came to that off lane just exactly how he was going to settle in, a little grace period. Now it's like, okay, he's got this hero pool, and Navi, like, maybe he's going to be that weak link, and that's what we can focus.
Right. I wouldn't be super unopposed to something like a Dawnbreaker, because right now you're playing with Puck and Hoodwink. They have really, like, Hoodwink is a nice support for helping set up kills. If they just have a way to like let all their heroes connect, I think it will be hard for Navi to deal with. I don't think like either of these supports really like being ran at so far.
Yeah, I think it's a good call. I think it combos well with Puck. There's not that many offlaners left, and you also don't have that much info to go on if you want to pick your offlaner here, which I think they should. From this position, I think it makes more sense as opposed to just picking your carry and letting him get countered, especially because the offlane pool is so small because everything's banned. I could see something like Dawn. Maybe there's something else we're missing, but I think that is a good call. And as well as whatever GH likes against Rasta. I think maybe I don't know, ET's in the pool, but I could see ET being a pretty good hero for GH. Combos really well with Puck.
Yeah, there's always more team fight. You want Magnus? Oh.
Yeah, Fia loves Magnus, especially position 4 Magnus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big fan of Pos for Magnus. Oh, he's gonna bring out the IO again. This is like the only team that's gonna play IO this tournament. As we saw in the stat earlier, it hasn't won yet, so.
Yeah, that one game.
Winning, yeah, 0-1. That's all you need. But we'll see what they pair it with. I think IO feels a little bit restrictive as a hero, as to like, I'm already looking at this draft and like, I personally don't like having an IO when I'm playing carry, because he just follows you around and you're just kind of chilling and jungling, and he kind of wants you to play certain heroes like Gyrocopter or more
Marcy.
it might be.
Marcy is banner.
It's very restrictive, and I like it when my IO can just go to my mid laner
and
do stuff with him, but like IO is not a combo. So I'm very curious on what their plans would be. I guess IO plus Primal is a combo.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
No,
I feel like IO needs to play with someone other than the carry, because I think just sitting next to the carry doesn't work very well. And doesn't
potentially let's
I
game.
can see a couple options here for Navi. I think they can pick a Templar for Got the Juice, which I think it's probably his best hero by far.
နောက်ဆုံးပွဲလေးဖြစ်သွားနိုင်တယ်ဒီပွဲ Navi ကိုရှုံးပြီဆိုရင်ပြုတ်ပြီပဲဖြစ်ပါလေ Navi တဲ့ထုံနည်း၎င်းပဲ Nigma ကိုရှုံးရင်ပြုတ်ပါပြီအဲ့တော့
I can see those kinds of routes they could go
နိုင်တော့မှ
down.
elimination round ကိုဆော့ခွင့်ရမှာ
So
ဖြစ်
maybe
ပါတယ်
TMA has to play something right now.
နေ့က Nigma နိုင်သွားလားဘယ်လိုလုပ်နိုင်မှာတော့
what that would be. Maybe something like Underlord. I think I've seen him
ပြန်
play
ပြီးတော့
before,
comeback
which is
ခံလိုက်ရ
okay. But no, they go with the Templar. I think this makes sense. I think it is his best hero, so he's someone I would like to see play TA.
Yeah, it looks good for the most part. It could be a little scary because they are playing a lane, depending how they lane it, of course. But like, whenever I see Primal, if you have no way of like stunning him, and he can just fully trample on you, because like the Decrepify doesn't help at all, right? There is a world in which if you get a good bushwhack, you can break the refraction and you can die to this. So I'd say you have to definitely be a little careful in the laning stage, but if you can get out the side laning stage, it's like really, really strong. I do like this pick quite a lot here, and I'm very just curious on how they're gonna round this out, because a billion offlaners are banned, and you have this monkey mid, you have this TA, you kind of need this offlaner that kind of rounds out this whole line. Not sure what that's gonna be with the hero pool as it currently is.
I
I'm
never
actually
banner
kind of
to
mag for them now. Just to, like, not to talk about him too much.
Carry,
but,
guy you want
whenever
it,
you play
Templar,
the
think
IO
with
lineups,
loyal
the whole
lad.
point of IO is he's always tethered to someone, so you can pretty much always find like at least a 2-man.
Nigma fan တွေကတော့တရုတ်ငယ်တိုင်းလို့ပြောရမယ်။ဟာတရုတ်မဟုတ်ဘူး Navi ကတရုတ်မှမဟုတ်တာ
into Shaman Hex is like a really easy way to quickly lock
အ
someone
ကြိုက်လေ
down.
အမှန်တိုင်းပြောရရင်စိတ်แท้ရှိတဲ့အတိုင်းပြောရရင် Navi နိုင်ပဲထင်တယ်
He has played Centaur.
စိတ်แท้ရှိတဲ့အတိုင်းပြောရရင်နော်
When I have heroes like super scared of heroes like Centaur, it's not like
Yeah.
an unplayable matchup or anything, but yeah, I like the idea of these Magnus, maybe Tide Hunters. I don't know how good that hero is. Having big team fight
duration under လည်းကြိုက်တယ်
abilities
duration
would be
under
nice.
PMA is like
အဲ့တော့ tempo တွေကြီးပဲ
incredibly versatile. Like if you look
Navi က
at
လည်း
the
IO
heroes
နဲ့ဟိုဘက်ကလည်း
played,
Templar နဲ့အဲ့တော့
this
duration
guy
က
is playing everything.
under
He's playing
Masul.
Venge off lane, Pango off lane, Queen of Pain off lane, Primal off lane, Timber, Mag. I feel like
okay with
for all
Pango.
the bans, like Noob feels worse than PMA does.
I can see a couple of things. I think I like Underlord the most. Perhaps with
အော်မနေ့ကတရုတ်နဲ့
Ursa's
ပွဲ
not banned, so with an Ursa
အဲ့ဒါ
ban,
game
because I
3
think
ရသေးလား
Underlord is a
သူတို့
decent answer to Gyrocopter already. And it will
Yeah,
round up
low
their
ah, le
lineup
pare.
where you have a bit of extra disable.
နိုင်နေပါပြီ
heroes,
မကနလန်းနေလည်းရ
plus
နေ
you
ပါ
have
ပြီ
some magic
ဆိုပြီး
damage,
တော့
and you can buy pipe, which is pretty good this game.
တင်းဝင်လုံးတာ ghost က
I would
အနေထိုင်မတက်တာ
Think about Underlord if I were him.
နိုင်ကြီးကင်းနဲ့ safe မက
Kinda
စားဘူးဒီ
curious
တော့
what NGX is gonna end up pairing with this IO, because like Fear mentioned, it does limit your hero pool a little bit.
အဲ့တော့ Nigma တေချာအောင်နိုင်
so we'll see if they still go
oh
for gyro,
Underlord
or if there's something else that
okay
could potentially pressure this
defend တော့မှာ
Underlord.
early tempo defend တော့မှာ
It's mainly just ranged heroes at that point, right?
What
အာ
about
စာကြီး
Razor?
ပန်းပြီး Underlord ပစ်လိုက်တော့ကြောင်ပြောက်ပြီလေလို့
It
Nigma
is.
ဘာလို့လောက်ရမှန်းသိ
Yeah, I
တော့
mean,
မှာ
that
မဟုတ်
could work. Razor, I probably don't want.
အော်
more
Razor
turn
တော့
anymore.
ရှိတယ်
What about the
Razor ဆို
Razor?
Templar ကိုလည်း
What
နိုင်
you
တယ်
guys?
Just very
လက်ကြီး
strong
ဆိုရင်တော့ဒီချိန်မှာ
strong
Razor ပဲ
Lord.
Razor carry easy
You
ပဲ
can just
IO နဲ့
chase him
တွင်
down.
ကျန်း
He's
တယ်
kind of a slow hero. They don't really have many disables.
Underlord ကိုလည်း လိုက်ဝိုက်လို့ရ
And in the game, I think it's a decent matchup against TA and Monkey if he ever gets on top of them.
အော် Morphling
No, Morphling.
Morphling.
Ghost
So
Morphling
this one I've always been on the fence about. Like,
Ghost
in
Morphling
theory, Underlord is good versus Morph, but it goes both ways. The thing that Underlord doesn't do to Morph is he doesn't kill him. Like, percentage-based damage to Morph, he doesn't care. It's never going to take him off guard. He's very hard to kill in that regard. But at the same time, the Atrophy Aura is one of the better abilities to CS against the Morphling in the lane. So I don't think Morph really pressures Underlord either. So what I'm getting at essentially is that you take away a lot of damage.
Wiki က
from
ဝ
this
င်မရဘူးမ
Morphling,
လား Wiki ကကြာနေ
But on the
liquid
flip side,
liquid
though, this Underlord
liquid
can't
media
really
server
kill
down
the
နေ
Morph
2နိုင်လောက်ရှိပြီ
Okay, so quite a bit of a stalemate is what we're.
I like the Underlord personally versus the Morph.
တကဘာလုံး
I think
တကဘာလုံး
this
ကြာတာ
aspect
တကဘာလုံး
doesn't really wow me at all.
Yep.
ဘာထည့်လဲဆိုတော့ duration under
These Morph players like Morph versus Underlord. That's all I know.
Vision
and
and
sometimes
Arte.
it works.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if it falls into what you were saying, Flyer? It's like, you want a little bit of comfort, right? You could be eliminated out of this series. You do want comfort. This is something that he's very comfortable on.
ပီယာနဲ့
think so.
fly
My
နဲ့
main issue is that they picked this
Yeah, but
IO,
F.
but I see like zero purpose for it. Of course, they understand the hero a lot better than I do, and GH does as well, but I'm not seeing it, so I think I like Navi's chances a little bit more. NGX kind of went for like, let's just scale, pick Morph, pick Puck, hope this goes late game and we win, which it's an okay idea, but I would still like to see more cohesiveness, so I'm gonna go with Navi.
Okay. And yourself,
Fly
Ryan,
now, he
you've
did
heard
it.
from the other two quite a lot.
I'm kind of just hoping that they won't farm super hard on Puck. I mean, they will, but I hope they don't. I hope they've used those 4 heroes and kind of apply a lot of pressure. I think if you can use IO's like ability to like burst heal to out survive whatever Navi has, I mean, I don't see how Navi easily starts a fight. Whereas I can see this Primal and this Hoodwink just running at everything.
Okay, so for you right now, the main issue for Navi and why you're kind of siding with NGX is the team fight
I'm
initiation.
not siding with anyone. We're
No, you gotta.
completely neutral at all.
No, you gotta. No, you're not allowed to be neutral.
No.
I'm not gonna go into the game until you choose a side.
God, I love Navi so much. Let's go.
That's it. That's the sort of hype I needed because right now these two teams, one of them potentially going home at the. Well, one of them will be going home.
Navi ကိုမကြည့်တော့မသိဘူးတဲ့ချတယ်တင်တာမချတယ်တင်တာ Navi ကကောင်းတယ်ချတယ်Navi ချနိုင်တယ်အဲ့ကောင်နေ
Thank you very much, Nat. That's right. We have Navi versus NGX.
အဲ့လိုက်အာချုံနှကောင်လာအဲ့နှကောင်ဆောင်းကြိုက်
I think in terms of our prediction, it was a close call between the two making it to the top 8. I think we both chose them as like 9th, 10th, something like that.
ဘယ်သွင်းနေတွေ့လဲတဲ့ဘယ်သွင်းနေတွေ့လဲဆိုတော့ဒီနှစ်သင်းရဲ့ဟိုဘက်မှာဘွန်းနဲ့
important to do when you're very bad at predictions, which we both are generally.
ဘွန်းနဲ့ပါနဲ့ပါလေ
Here we go into game number 1.
အနည်းညာတွေကပေါ်တယ်လေ
Yeah, some
အဲ့ဒါ
interesting heroes. We get to see. Well, all right. Let's just talk.
ဘွန်းနဲ့ဝိုင်း
quickly.
ကက်တယ်လေ
Which we've
အဲ့
seen
မင်းညာတွေက
million
ပေါ်ထားတဲ့
versions
နှစ်
of
ပွဲ
this in the past, but this tournament not as much. But Underlord for the Navi side.
Yeah.
Love this hero.
Yeah, Fly called it. He thought it was going to be a good pick with the Ursa ban, and he got exactly what he wanted. So, yeah, I think a lot of the things they were talking about has me slightly concerned for Nigma Galaxy as well. This Morphling versus Underlord matchup should be pretty good for Underlord in lane. You're going to buy Pipe against Puck and Hoodwink, which is going to significantly mitigate damage. And an X factor of Underlord, of course, when picked against Io is you can match relocate. So when he relocates, you can throw down a Fiend's Gate and actually bring sometimes comparable numbers, which is one of the big X factors that Io has as a hero is outnumbering situations, and Underlord being able to neutralize that. Just having the threat is actually powerful enough sometimes for Io not to be able to make the play, knowing that Underlord will take a little bit of harassment. He'll be okay.
Yeah,
Lane when you
are
are
the
bounty
IO a bit because there's some criticism from the panel, and I feel like this is potentially a strength or a major weakness.
Navi တော့ဖြစ်တယ် Nigma ရှုံးတော့တယ်ပြောတာ
They're
sorry
picking these heroes that maybe they don't
Day
necessarily
one
make
နဲ့ဟို
sense
ဘက်က
for the game,
တစ်ကြီးက
at least from our perspective.
လဲမှာ
But
Monkey
they
နဲ့
just like the
ပတ်နေရ
heroes that
Monkey
we
တာ
see Coddle
ပုံမှန်
being
ဆိုရင်
first
ဒါ
pick
စုမင်းနဲ့တော့မ
for
ပြောတတ်
example, even when it wasn't against the Marcy, which we thought initially that was the main reason for it. Now we're seeing the Io with. I mean, it's not like
ပြီးရင် Templar Tempo နဲ့ဆိုရင်
we've seen it before.
အန်ဒါလော့ပိုက်ထည့်လိုက်တဲ့အချိန်မှာ
a powerful Io.
ဒီကမှာပဲ damage ကထွက်ပါတော့မလားစဉ်းစားနေ
Probably the best IO player in the world playing it.
Yeah, for sure.
So, it's been. If
Morphling
nothing else,
ကျန်းလာ
for me,
မှာ
it's
ပဲ
been
နိုင်မှာ
cool in
ဒါပေမဲ့
this
အဲ့လို
tournament
ကျန်း
to
လာ
see
ဖို့ဆိုတာ
GH
Templar
return to
ပေးကျန်းမှာမ
form,
ဟုတ်
you know, trademark heroes. He's played Coddle, he's played
Day
IO.
one လည်းအခြေအနေမ
Not
ကောင်း
only
တော့
has he done it this tournament, like you said, nobody else is doing it. So they really believe in their individuals and their, you know, specialties as players. I think that's cool to see, but you know, you want to see the results with it. I will put the asterisk
Liquid
on
DS
that.
Liquid DS မပေါ်သေးဘူး bro.
Performances on
Liquipedia
Coddle, and we'll see about the
ရ
IO
မှာပဲ
has not
မြင်ရ
been the
မှာ
reason they lost. Like I don't think the Coddle picks were a
Sister
problem.
Underwear
GH's itemization and overall
Sister
play has been
Underwear
completely
အဲ့နှ
solid,
ကောင်
and
ဆောင်း
I think
ကြိုက်
they got what they wanted
ဘာ
out of
ပြော
the
နေတယ်မ
heroes.
သိ
It's more of a team cohesion and late game decision making thing
ရွေး
that
ရှင်
has
ပါကြ
cost
ရွေးရှင်
Nigma Galaxy a lot of
and
their games. So with that said, if like Fear was talking about, if you're trying to play this one for late with Morph and Puck, my biggest concern is I
Game
think
1 ကို
Nigma
Navi နဲ့
Galaxy's worst
ရွေးရှင်
phase
Anda
is
နဲ့ကြိုက်
late
တယ်
game.
အဲ့နှမျိုးကြိုက်တယ်
You really want to, if you can crack the code for Nigma Galaxy on how to stabilize and not throw away leads, this team is going top 8. I think it's the biggest Achilles heel is themselves. And maybe Io is that hero. Maybe Koro has been looking at it and thinking, all right, if we get this burst heal, if we get this, you know, mobility on the map, that is going to solve the problems that we have. I mean, we'll see if it's true or not, but it definitely is a bit of a curveball here.
Yep, only time will tell. And yeah, like we said, this is elimination series. Both teams 1 and 3, and we've cast series for NGX, and it felt like they definitely had opportunities to win.
Yeah.
They were playing at a very high level. It's just kind of like the panel is echoing, just inconsistent.
Yep.
And you and I have yet to cast this Navi squad. I haven't gotten to say got the juice a single time until this moment. So crowning achievement for me. He is playing the TA.
He was your most anticipated player to cast all year.
Yes, all
and
year.
For a lot of people, it's because, oh, wow, he's like ranked 2 on the leaderboard. He's super promising up-and-coming hero. For you, he's got funny name.
Yes,
and
of course.
That is how people are different. You know, there's levels to this stuff, and you like what you like, we like what we like.
You You say we. Is this the AI?
Well, yes, the hive mind.
Okay.
As we say that, though, we were having a great time in the green room last night, yelling "Got the juice." So I think I was a part of that too. So I'm not innocent here either.
Okay, good. You're learning the meme.
A godly name, to be sure, and a name that I'm sure if he makes the main stage, the fans will love to cheer this juice. You know, it's got a good ring to it. Let's hope
got
he
some
makes
good
the main stage
sponsorships potentially in the future as well for that, I suppose. But yeah, so far. In terms of the lineups, Noob, we've seen him play a lot of these tanky offlaners before. He's been kind of inconsistent as well. I feel like he might be the key to NGX. If he can get off to a decent start, feels like he has huge impact on the game.
I think that's a fair criticism, actually. He might be, if not the most, then at least one of the most polarizing players in this tournament. Not in terms of like attitude or, you know, experience from pubs or whatnot. It's just himself. Like, his performance in one game can be great, and then you just flip a switch for the next game and it just doesn't quite work out. I will say overall in terms of performance, I think Primal Beast is, in my opinion, one of his 3 best heroes, so that's a good start. You're definitely getting your players on. The hero doesn't necessarily
စုမင်းကလည်းပတ်ဖြစ်နေလို့အကယ်လို့စုမင်းကလက်ရွှတ်တို့ပါလို့ဆိုရင်လက်ရွှတ်အာယူတက်နေတဲ့အကွက်တွေပါဟိုပြီးတော့အားမလဲ Sound Spray ကွာ အာယူ Sound Spray ဆိုလည်းတက်နေလို့ရတယ်
Pretty rough.
အပတ်ကြီးကြတော့
don't have to worry about
တမျိုးကြီးပဲတက်နေလို့မကောင်း
The distribution here, I wonder if he's been played almost
အဲ့
exclusively
တော့ IO က
I think Nigma
ဟို
Galaxy might
ဂေါ်ဒီလာနဲ့
be
တွဲ
the
မှာ
only
ပဲ
team to run.
ရမယ်ဂေါ်ဒီလာနဲ့ကလည်းအရင်ကျန်းလွန်းတဲ့
It's
ကွန်ဘို
obviously
တစ်
it's
ခု
hard to keep
မ
up.
ဟုတ်
There's
ဘူးကွာ
so many games. It's hard for us to keep track of
ပုံမှန်
everything.
ကွန်ဘို
But
တွေက
you
တစ်
and
ခုပဲ
I have only seen it as a mid, I believe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, see if that works out better for him. The role. I find when Primal is played as a mid, there's a lot of pressure on the hero to snowball the game. I think in the
got the
offlane, it's a little
juice
bit
got
more
the
forgiving.
juice
Sumail in the mid lane, 17-3 in CS versus the 20-7 of Niku, so neither are even leading the charts for the game.
ဒီမှာ
It's been very
မပြတ်ဘူး
hotly
နော်
contested so
သူ
far.
မေးနိုင်ကင်းနဲ့ထိန်း
Sumail
ပေး
a
နေ
little bit intimidated by the fact that Niku is the age that Sumail was when he peaked.
Yes,
At
very
16
intimidating.
years old here. It's funny to see this development. You feel like Sumail is old because he's been around for so long. He's like
still so young.
Well, he's like 26 now or something.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Just disgusting.
That's what happens when you win TI when you're... He was 16, right? He was 15 at DAC and 16 at TI, I think?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, when he got that person-only ages of his.
Niku gets the Jingu stack.
Ooh.
Doesn't have Boundless up, but we'll be
And
able to
I know
keep
it,
a decent
I'll
amount
tell
on the creep wave now. That's top lane. Noob with the
Hold it,
onslaught
hold
and
it,
the
ha,
trap.
hold it, ha.
The juice goes down, and Radius
Noob
looks
က
like he'll be
ပ
able
ပ
to
လက်
get
တွေပါ
out, but
ယူပြနေပြီ
that's
ဟေး
the big
ဂေါ်ဒီလာကြီးနဲ့
kill for the NGX
Noob
side,
is
not
doing
only
it.
for
What
the
the fuck?
hero, but also the fact that it is first blood.
There's something I know about juice boxes, Shannon. It's if you stomp on them, they splat.
That's true.
And
But usually they have some AoE effect damaging you.
Yeah.
Not the case this time.
I don't know what kind of juice you drink, but I really think that's the case for me.
Okay. It's just an American.
what kind
thing, I
of
guess.
juice you drink နေပါ
It's just so acidic that it starts burning your leg.
ဟိုတင်းပါရက်လေ
Yeah, we
ဟို
do
တင်း
like
ပါ
our
ရက်
chemicals. Can we
Well,
say?
can't argue with that. All right, 10 seconds until
Hou
the
tin
6
ba ra
minute
do
room.
ba lo,
Very
takha ma
important in this
ma
game.
bat
Sumail has empty bottle here. Niku, obviously playing as Monkey King, will not buy
အော်မီ
one.
ကတော့တိတ်မပတ်ဘူး
You can tell that
အဲ့
the
တော့
supports
တိတ်မ
are
ကြည့်ပြဘူးအဲ့
hovering.
ဟာ
And unfortunately for Sumail, we'll lose that 50-50. The top rune was being covered by Omar, but will not be getting it.
And Noob taking some nice neutral action into his exit as Riddies can only look on.
I really like Riddy's camera shot here with that hoodie on. It's nice.
Oh,
It's got
yeah.
some,
Looks like a Sith Lord.
yeah, a little bit villain-like.
Should get that on.
Speaking of villain, this is the direct opposite of a villain. GH, of course, can
He's an angel.
probably could not play a villain if you told him to. That would be a good content piece, getting GH to be a dick. Actually be really
Yeah.
good.
Little do we all know, he's a real pile. But
Happy to help, Slacks.
it
I'm
doesn't
here all
help
day.
that the heroes he plays are also very. I mean, he played Caudle and Io, right? Very light.
Yeah, but the
Hero.
hero he got famous for and discovered for was actually
နောက်
Magnus.
ပွဲ
GH
တဲ့
was a
နောက်ပွဲက
beast
ဟို
on
ကောင်
mid.
လေးရှိသေးတယ်လေတူတူတွေလား
All right, Ghost.
Liquipedia
getting some pressure
down
into
နေတော့
that
ပြလို့မရ
Underlord,
ဘူး
But yeah, PMA just doesn't really seem to care very much about Morphling's attacks in this lane.
ဟုတ်တယ်နှစ်ပွဲနိုင်
So
နှစ်
they're
ပွဲ
both
ရှုံးသ
just
မားတွေ
farming, but
ပြန်သေးတယ်
As Fly was pointing out, this is a great
ဝဲ
lane
နဲ့
for
ဝဲ
Unlock.
ရှုံးသမား
He's
တွေ
gonna
တွေ့
be
ဖို့ကြံသေး
farming
တယ်
well and
ဒါ
currently
တ
top
ပွဲ
of the
နိုင်
charts
3 ဝဲ
sitting
ရှုံးသမားတွေ
50
တွေ့
CS
နေတာ
minutes
အခု
7
Navi
is
နဲ့
very
Nigma
unusual for an offlaner to have this much farm.
တူတူသမားတွေ
It's
ရှိ
just
တယ်
completely
တူတူ
free.
သမားတွေ
IO is never going to pressure you, and Morphling likewise. So curious to see how PMA is going to go about this. He'll go for the Soul Ring first, which is completely standard. But is it going to be that
Yeah,
pipe
Niku-
rush? Are
Niku-
we considering an Atos here?
အားရဝေးဖောင်ထိုးတာချောင်းထိုးတယ်
Zayats is there to assist, gets the hex. Looks like
Okay.
that's going to break things up. So NGX
ဝေး
not
ဖောင်မ
able to
ထိုး
find
နေ
their
ဘူးနော်အဲ့လို
prize.
အရင် physical လေးပါလေ
Going fishing was Sumail, but no fishies to be found. 8-minute power rune coming up.
အားလာရတယ်ဘိုတင်းပါရက
The NGX are in a pretty good position to pick this one up.
အ
though.
ဘိုတင်းပါရကြီးကပြောရမယ်ဆိုရင်
Science is kind of
တစ်ဖက်ကအရင်နိုင်ပြီးတော့နောက်တစ်ဖက်ကခမ်းဘက်
Gotta
ဆိုတဲ့
concede both runes
အခြေ
here,
အနေ
so
တစ်
this
ခု
time Sumail will get one. And
အဲ့
again,
အခြေ
he's
အနေ
on
တစ်
the
ခု
wrong
ဘက်က
side.
မှာ
Yep.
Very unfortunate, man. 25% chance of that.
And it's an illusion rune. Not the best, but he'll take what he can get at this point. So Morphlings these days, how fast do they want to fight on a typical day in Dota?
Generally, you kind of want to farm until your second item, right? Like you see Morphlings go Vlads into Manta, and then you're kind of interested in participating in the video game. He has queued up the Vlads. It does get a bit different with IO though, because you have this ability to show up for low commitment types of plays and then return to farming. So perhaps they're going to bring him into some coils. But yeah, it's largely contingent on what GH wants to do. Ghost definitely does not want to take the initiative.
Yeah, at this stage, it feels like Noob is not even laning anymore. He's
Noob က
second
network
in
ဒုတိယ
net worth of
မှာ
the game. He's been in the
တိုက်
jungle
တာ
for the most part, but means a
ပ
free
ထမအောင်
game
ရောက်
for
တော့မယ်
TA
Noob က
at the same point.
Yeah, playing the classic Axe style here with Primal Beast, you just cut between the towers,
အဲ
grab the
တောင်
wave,
အောင်
and
လာ
bring it
ခိုး
into
ချိုးတာ
neutral camps and farm both
ဒီ
at
ဝါ
the
ပြီ
same
အော်
time.
မသိဘူး
Has
အီတာရီ
the
ရဲ့ blade
self-decrepify. Want to go for a little cheeky nether blast on the tower. It looks like it's going to cost him his life though, as Ghost should be able to bring
Yo.
him down.
Ghost က Morphling တော့
He
ပိုင်
said
နေဟာ
Vlads is next, and yeah.
ဟိုကအဲ
Looks like they're
body
finally gonna
block
try to do something
အဲ
against
စစ်ဖောင်
Noob.
ပြောင်း
It's
ဘာ
off the
ညာ
onslaught, so it's going to miss a lot of the creeps now. Going to be denied, in fact.
It's going to
But-
cost them a mid tower.
Yeah,
though.
that's a
Mid-tower
pretty big deal.
လည်း
Sumail,
ကြိုး
level 7 now.
I actually think this is to be honest, to put it bluntly, I think it's unacceptable to lose this tower at 9:30 like this. I feel like Navi cannot give
Oh,
IO
sorry,
this much
di
space
male.
on the map.
How many neutrals has he
Noob
killed?
ကစောင်းရမ်းနေဖက်နေပြီလုံး
They
That's
literally
it
just took him with
92 ကောင်
IO puck
Level
sitting there
8
hitting the tower, right? Like I feel like this was maybe a moment that PMA should have just TP'd or gated mid and just stood there as a wall with Firestorm and held this tower. Like, if you think of how IO and Puck both, as a matter of fact, play the map, opening up early towers, in particular mid and of course the enemy safe lane tower, makes a massive difference for their ability to find plays. So for me, that's a little bit of a miss there for Navi. Considering how well they're farming, they could have sacrificed a tiny bit to hold that on the Underlords. I have to question that. See who will pick up the slack here in mid now. Now it's also a little bit awkward, right? Now Zayas wants to sit there and get level 6, but he doesn't have the protection of the tower anymore.
မသေးလို့မသေးလို့
So he's very timid.
နောက်ပြီးဖြစ်နေလို့မသေးဘူးဖြစ်
Yep, Zayat's picked off here. Sharpshooter coming for him, but the heal's coming at the same time. Silence is not going to stop that as well as Niku jumps in trying to
ရ
force
ဒေ
the
ဘယ်
shot
ဒမ်း
to
မေကြီးနဲ့
GH.
သူ
Zayat
မေးရ
eventually
အဲ့ကြောင့်
dropped
နာ
it.
ပါလေလို့ကြည်နေတာဒီကောင်စပယ်တွေရော physical တွေရောနားတယ်
The coil is going to dissuade the rest of
Oh,
Navi from guns,
boundless
but
strike.
The boundless strike does get GH in the end, and here comes Noob with good old-fashioned trample right on top of Riddies.
Oh.
Pulverize to follow. You would think this will be an eventual kill. Indeed, it is with the illusory orb from Sumail. So what started
သူ
out
မေးက
as
ဂျားတွေကနေ
looking
ကတ်တိုး
like
လေး
an
တွေ
easy
နော်
pickoff
ကတ်တိုးလေးတွေ
ends up
ကေး
being
ရနေတယ်
basically a full team fight.
ဘယ်ပဲ
Good
ကေး
one
ရ
at that for Nigma Galaxy.
လွန်ကလည်း
Not
သွား
at
ကောင်း
all,
တာ
just
ဟိုသူ့လွန်
farming.
က
So is TA, of course, but
ကွက်တီဗတယ်ဖြစ်ကန်ဒီမှာမှာ
overall,
ဒေဘယ်ဒမ်း
we
မေ
do
ကြီး
get
ထ
the
က်ရ
better numbers exchange. In the carrots carry matchup, TA will be ahead by a little bit more than a level on the Morph. It's pretty standard when you play Morph or any hero with IO, you are getting a bit more experience on that support, and of course that comes to the expense of the core, but in addition to that, TA is also
ပြောလို့ပြောလို့ပြောလို့
The pit into
Noob,
the shackle.
တော်
but
ပြီထင်
the
တယ်
attribute shift was already activated.
Eh.
They're still doing a ton of damage through all of this as Ghost gets off the waveform, attempted TP, and he is
အိုးလွတ်သွားတယ်
That was as
ဒီကောင်
close
လုံ
as
သွား
it
တာ
gets.
နော် agility ပြန်လဲပြီးမှ strength ပြန်လဲသွားဝေါနည်းနည်းလေး agility နည်းနည်းပြန်လဲပြီး strength လေးနည်းနည်းလေးပြန်လဲလိုက်တယ်
for Navi. This is going to open up
အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်
bot
လွတ်သွားတာ
tower. Whenever you're playing Pugna support, You want to get those tier 1s nice and early, leveraging the strength of Nether Blast.
မနေ့ကကြတော့ဘာလို့အဲ့လိုမဆော့တာလဲ
Best
လို့
pushing support.
မနေ့ကတရုတ်ကြီးနေဆော့တော့ဘာလို့အဲ့လိုမဆော့တာလဲ
They used to.
မှန်
Enchantress
ကဲ
also
အခုလို
doesn't
ပွဲကို
really
ခက်ခဲဆော့ရမ
do as
လို့
much. And whenever we see Leshrac, well, they take the other
တရုတ်ကြီး
facet.
တွေကိုနိုင်ခဲ့ရင်သူတို့က elimination ကသွားပြီ
The new king in
နောက်
town
တစ်ဆင့်
as
ရ
far
တော့
as
auto
that
သွား
goes.
အခုတော့ခက်ခက်ခဲခဲ
He has a
မှာ
fast- I'd
သုံး
say
တွက်ဆော့
fast.
နေရ
It's a decently timed level 7 here for Riddies, so 4 points in the blast, and they're gonna go for
ဒီ
a
လို
move.
နာပြီးနိုင်မှာ
Smoking
ပြော
up.
လိုက်လို့ထင်တယ်တမင်ထည့်တာ
Trying to
နာပြီးဘက်မှာပါ
connect
ထည့်တာ
up top
ရှုပ်လို့
and try to
ဒီကမှာ
find this
နိုင်အောင်လို့
primal
လို့ပါ
beast once more.
That might be a gate play. They have the Dark Rift, of
တမန်
course,
every
at the
game
ready.
pep mob late game တော့ပူ
Taking
ဆောင်းပါလေ
decent amount
သူ
of
မရ
damage
MK
from
ထက်တော့
Got
တော့
the
များ
Juice at half
Oh, bah.
HP. As the rest of Got the Juice's teammates are arriving, but unfortunately for them, it looks like he's scared off the Primal Beast.
They might just want to brute force top tier 1 and then take the 14-minute wisdom. I really like this play if they have pre-planned it by the full minute, because when you have Shaman and Pugna, you know you're getting this. So
That's true.
this is
You have
a
some
nice
push.
time
Shawa
to
တော့
do
ချိုးလို့
it,
ရန်
but
ကော
at
င်း
the
တယ်
same
နာ
time,
ပြီး
how do you cover your own one bot? You
Shaman
could
နဲ့
TP or
Pugna နဲ့
already went back through the gate, so if he just
Ah,
stays
yeah, နောက်
here,
နောက်ကနေ
he
ပတ်ပြီ
can
နောက်ကနေ
cover
ပတ်
his
ပြီ
own wisdom, and if the
What the
fight
juice
breaks out of the
ကိုတွေ့မှ
left
လား
lane, he
No
can gate over there.
Sumail
Pugna
runs
ကို
right
ရင်
into the
တွေ့တယ်
Pugna. It's going to be a lot of damage to Riddies.
အို
but sniper
းထိတယ်ရအောင်
by
အေး
Omar.
ဟိုဟာကြီးက
Very nicely
ပြောရှာမန်
done.
ဟိုမှာထပ်မိသွားပြီ
The snap. That is going to be the death of
Wow.
Zayas as well. So both supports from Navi taken out pretty swiftly.
Ah, yeah,
Oh,
no,
the
who
trigger
overturned me,
does
Wabi?
it. Got the juice in a bit of peril. TP's coming to his support as Noob try to apply some pressures. Niku shows up as a treat, and that's going to force the rest of NGX on the retreat.
ရအောင်အေး
Niku continue with the right clicks. Jigu Sex almost up. PMA
ဒါမှမဟုတ်မန်ကြီးကင်းမန်ကြီးကင်း
have too much
ဒီကတစ်ချက်တစ်ချက်နဲ့တေတော့မယ်အေးမန်ကြီးကင်ကဂျားထဲမှာရောင်လျှောပြီးရောင်လျှောပြီးမန်ကြီးကင်းအားနေတော့လို့နာဗီကဘယ်လိုတွေချနေတာမောဖလင်းမှာရောက်လာအိုးဖြတ်တိုက်ပြီးအကုန်လုံးအိုးလာလာ
The heels coming up from the Pugna as
Yeah.
Tia continue to take damage from
မနေ့ကဘာလို့အဲ့လိုမဆော့တာလဲ
It's
လို့
not enough quite yet. GH continue the pressure, but still the snipe does hit the Pugna instead of the TA as PMA gonna get gone on out by Sumail and GH. Riddies extremely low. The Firestorm just clips him. It looks like he's
အဲ့
gonna
တိတ်
heal
တော့မ
through
သိ
it.
ဘူးကနာဗီကကောင်းတယ်သိမလို့လို့လေးတွေပဲဒါတိတ်တော့မသိဘူး
Is it only one kill?
1k ပဲရဟုတ်တယ်
Okay, never mind.
1k
That's right,
ပဲ
they
ရ
died at the beginning.
GH is so good at IO, man. It's like, it's the little things. If you just watch how he constantly repositions
Wow.
and navigates the fight with his
အခု
hero,
ကျတော့
he
Nigma ကြီးက
barely
ဆော့
took
ပြရ
damage
မယ်
in that entire exchange.
ဘယ်ရောက်နေလဲ
Just
အဲ့ IO တို့ပါလို့မ
really
နေ့က
a masterclass in how to play this hero. Of course, he is bronze tier on IO. I guess he's Dota Plus inspired.
Can't afford it, I
Yeah.
guess.
He is.
TI winners these days.
တော့
huh?
များလဲတင်း fight
It's
တလွဲ
always,
ချပြီးရှုံးတာ
honestly, one of my favorite things in Pro Dota is watching hero specialists play their heroes
ဦး
when
တက်
they're
ကြီးတော့ချတာ
not
တော်
meta.
တော်ကောင်းတယ်
Because it goes to show just how good you are if other teams are not running stuff and
Yeah.
you can still make it look good, right?
It's true.
And there's the early mech here, 15 minutes coming out, so much
ကြောင်
more
ကြီးက
burst
အ
to
စာ
come
ပိုင်း
the
ပွဲ
way.
တွေကိုရှော်
On the
ပေး
side
တာ
of
လို့
Navi,
လို့
you're not buying Vessel.
Okay,
Me,
they're
Wabi.
nice. They got the shackle to follow. That is
Oh.
the death of Sumail. Omar a little bit
Dan
too
shot,
late.
Dan
Actually couldn't
shot.
do anything anyway.
Dominating.
Surfboard in range
Dominating
of the tower as
Kong.
well with the Nether Blast to follow.
Yeah,
So
it's another
more
tower.
pressure to these tier ones as Navi's lineup very well equipped to do this. Will there be a deny coming out? No. Riddies gets credit for that. When you have two supports that can do this,
Yeah.
such a benefit to your team.
Absolutely. The
insignificant
D ward or the serpent ward here, GH will take the last hit on that away from Noob.
နေကမှာဆော့ပြနေတာ game 1ပဲနောက်ပွဲ
Never
သူ
seen
စား
him upset. He always smiles.
Hey,
even
well,
when
only
he gets
there,
stomped, so he's probably happy.
intro
Says,
one
good job, GH. You deserve that one. You got it. You got me.
A true masochist, I suppose.
A nice polar opposite of Ghost, who generally looks concerned even when they are stomping. He's always a little bit. He's very focused, and Noob is. It's a good dichotomy there they've got going on.
You're really loving that word this tournament.
It's like the
Niku,
first time I say
bushwhack.
it.
Gets the boundless strike
Oh,
to
that's
stop
a
the
good
life
one.
drain. The
Oh,
but
but
Yao
Lao
just
eh.
amplifies the damage of Sumail as his orb rips right through him, and now some pressure to the tier 2. Navi gonna mount a defense, it seems. And that's gonna force NGX back.
Still, they are the ones setting the terms, and I think, historically speaking, for this team, for Nigma Galaxy, that is, they look on average the best when they have a lead and they have IO. So this is a good, you know, it's a good start. They're not ahead by much, but in terms of just the flow of the map, I feel like they are getting more of the aggression out there and control. You can see the game in terms of win probability pretty much steady, and of course, a big part of that is Got the Juice being stupid farmed on the TA. 204 CS at 17 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Not too shabby, ahead by a full 50 over the Morph. But Ghost... I'm not sure if you would agree with this. I think his individual best performances for this team have been
match him. But got my name in it.
they really are
Main a bowl, but Toto young. Baby.
Shackled to death.
Yeah,
Serpent ward used as
to
well.
make on your nearly pure later.
Another death to Sumail.
Casti tight. Nigma Casti in a tight. Main back in the wall, different.
5 of the 8 for NGX.
You don't see it. Tell them, don't you? Not town. Not town, you're up yet.
We did have, unfortunately, for Sumail, we did have a game you and I cast yesterday.
I didn't know what
Liquid, arguably, from my perspective, one of the worst games he's played at TI. That was just a really rough one.
Yeah.
So hopefully able to bounce back from that. See, 2 deaths in this game. By no means is this at the same level at all as that game was, but you know, you want to see these players bring their best, and you know Sumail is capable of completely taking over games. So probably a good target player to focus. Speaking of focus,
yeah, that's a lot of focus on to. Oh, he's actually going to keep the puck.
We can be Wabi. Oh, now my battle Yakwa
With Sumail and G.
Sumail sign a machine.
Dude gets off the pulverize, stunning quite a few here. He's going to drop for sure. First to die is him. It's NGX. They want to retreat. They get the support in the pug now, which is what they initially started with. Oh, the Hex.
Oh.
Niku. They get the Jingu stacks as well. Underla comes with a nice bit of power. Just evaporates. Omar will follow suit as Got the Juice with a triple kill.
Got the Juice. Got the Juice is doing it.
It's got it for sure.
Who's got goals, man? Now some
Sadia, damage output in that fight was Pugna. Probably a lot of nether ward value there. Guess there is a lot of damage coming. The thing that's interesting here is that even if Pugna does a lot of damage, a lot of it might be inconsequential because of IO, right? You have to look at not just damage done, but you have to look at how bursty it is. IO is exceptionally good against slow damage over time, such as the TA shots. No way.
Navi Junior
easily the grand prize for
Navi. Name out. Junior ဖြုတ်လိုက်တာကွာ
No question.
Junior Navi ပြောင်းလိုက်တယ်9កောင်လုံးတူတူပဲဒီ9កောင်
And I would argue this is a really important phase of the game for Nigma Galaxy to do well in these fights. When you itemize Crimson Guard on Primal Beast, you're delaying the timing of your hero to be like a teamfight monster. It's much more of a defensive approach. And I don't blame him for buying it here. You're playing against TA and Monkey King. It is very good for your lineup, but you got to get because if you just farm, it feels like a waste. But then when you do take those fights, better make sure you get the value and win them. At this point,
offlane flying
this
anybody
Crimson Guard ends up not really netting them much. You're just delaying the BKB Shiva refresher, which is an incredible trio of items this game. Against TA Monkey King, you really want to get 2 pulverizes off.
Godzilla ဟိုကတော့ထည့်ထားတယ်ကွာ
having
Crimson Guard တော့ထည့်ထားတယ်အဲ့တော့ Tower
against
Defending
MK
ကတော့နည်းနည်းရမယ်ပေါ့နော် High Ground
So,
Defending
If this were to be a game where Noob got really farmed, I think he could carry this game as Primal. It does happen on occasion that this hero is the centerpiece, even from the offlane. But Crimson slows you down massively.
And Navi, 20-minute game, 4K lead already.
Yep.
Not too shabby. Definitely in the driver's seat at the moment with Got the Juice at the front of that vehicle.
Yep.
14K net worth.
Looking for the 21-minute wisdom
Morphling
Ghost as well. That'll be even
ဒီကမာတော့ပိုကောင်းတယ်လေကင်းရောက်သွားတယ် Morphling ကတော့ပိုကျန်းတယ် Templar တဲ့ညာကြီးလုပ်လို့ရ
Bushwhack to start things out with the sharpshooter as well. Hex does come out. This is eventually going to be the death of the roster. He's able to use his shackle to full duration. Is this going to turn into a full team?
Shaman မသေးဘူးရောင်ကြီး Shaman တွေးတဲ့စလေးနဲ့တွေ့လားမသေးပါဘူးနောက်ကနေပကနာဟီးတယ်ဟီးတယ်ဟီးပြီးသူ့ကိုယ်သူ chicken ပြောင်းသွားတယ်
and the wisdom shrine.
What Damage ကမလောက်တော့
They're
ဘူး
actually
ဗျာ
gonna continue here? Oh,
Huh?
Sumail, he
No.
gets bursted.
Oh my God.
goodness, as Ghost, all he can do is watch and discuss as Omar trying to help out as well, but he has to be careful as Navi not
Pakana,
scared to
Sonida,
push the
Pakana.
envelope. They're not punished
အာယို
at
healing
all.
လောက်တော့တနာတယ်လို့ပါပဲပကနာကြီးကစောင်းရမ်းဟီးရကြီးပိုဆိုးတာအဲ့ degree 5 အုပ်လိုက်တဲ့အချိန်မှာ morphling physical တွေ but physical ဘာမှမဝင်တော့
and life drain onto Zayats, which in turn
Wow.
gives them a full 4.2 second shackle there. If those things don't combine, if the supports don't clutch that up, they're gonna lose that fight immediately and the shrine. But
အဲ့မှာကြည့်ရောတွေးတစ်ဆက်လေးကိုမသေးသွားပါဘူးတဲ့
this just looks like an immediate kill, but gets
ကျော်
off
တော့
to
မ
the
တွေးထိုင်ပြည့်တယ်
big slow here, and then
degree 5 အုပ်တယ်
crap
မ
life
သေး
drain
ဘူး
glimmer, and this full shackle gives
Crazy.
Amp plenty of time for Niku to get off a nice Wukong's command. And good focus firing here, taking down the IO is the best possible start to a fight here.
What
for
the
I
Navi.
thought
juice.
this was going too far.
got the
but
yeah.
juice
my goodness.
unifier လုံးနေပြီ unifier ကလည်း
Yeah, he was
ဝဲ
not
အခုမှမိနစ်20ပဲရှိသေးတယ်လေ
Especially the-
unifier
the
ရဖို့ကလည်းအဆင်မပြေဘူး
Everything working out though for Navi.
နောက်ပိုင်းအဲ့ကြောင့်
Second
late game
down,
ဆိုရင်တော့
the
အဆင်ပြေလာ
Juice
မှာ
just
morphling
continuing to
flying
increase this
scardy
lead
သူ
as
မင်း
the decimal
unifier
10 stacks already.
plasma အဲ့ဒါမျိုးတွေရလာရင်တော့
BKB not too far in the future.
နာဗီအဲ့ဒါအဖြစ်ခံမှာမဟုတ်ဘူးကျွန်တော်နေတိုင်မင်းတိုင်း
Concern
တိုင်မင်း
here
အတွင်းမှာ
for Nigma Galaxy to be
Yeah, man.
sure is damage issues for the time now.
ကျွန်တော်တို့
You're
လုံးနေ
playing against Decrepify, you're playing against Life Drain, and you're playing against Refraction. And with the early game going the way that it did, and of course the aforementioned Crimson Guard, your damage is largely sitting on Morph. Puck isn't there yet. Puck has like a really interesting damage graph where you get Witchblade and you're one of the strongest heroes on the map for like 5 to 10 minutes. Then that falls off, and then you're looking at your next, like when you get Octarine Plasma or whatever, then it starts picking up again. Nice little footwork here from Omar. All the way along the outskirts.
Omar wasting a bit of Navi's time, but they still get the Aegis, and they're still in good control of this game number 1. Only a couple hundred gold away for Got the Juice to finish off that Daedalus. Wait, is that just a... Wait, what is... Just a casual Demon Edge for now?
He bought MKB.
Oh, he went MKB for a while. Okay.
He saw the Eagle song on Morph, and
Yeah, well...
probably a no-brainer. I think it also gives the True Strike. It's not that important, but it helps against Hoodwink.
Yeah, that's true.
So a little added value.
So now a tier 2 tower taken out by Navi.
Yeah, they seem very comfortable. They're even going to start knocking on the front door here.
No Serpent War, so this is likely to be a poke.
Pugna is good at this.
Yeah.
So is
No more
TA.
wave.
They're not giving up until more heroes come back.
Yeah, this tower is almost dead. Trap's gonna provide a little extra vision so he can right-click from afar. There's the fortification finally coming in, and well, the wave is not far away. Got the juice, of course, with the Aegis, so nothing to really fear. Now they have a full BKB for Niku. But this looks like a full mounted defense now from NGX. Tower is taken out. Does Navi continue? Looks like that is the case. Got the juice. Will continue to
got the
poke now.
juice ကဘာဖြစ်နေလဲ
Uses the hurricane.
လောက်က
Blink
ဝင်
and
လာတ
retreat,
ယ်
so
လို့ဒီမှာ
they'll be happy with that exchange.
I'm not so sure they're backing off just yet.
25မိနစ်မှာမကတလန်မရသွားသေးဘူးကွာတာဝါပဲရသွားနော်ပထမ Egypt
Galaxy though. This is a pretty crucial fight.
အေးလေမတွေ့ပြီတွေ့ပြီ
Sumail first starts out with
ပကနာကိုစမိတယ်ပကနာကိုစမိရဆိုရင်တော့ဗတရနိုင်တော့တယ် Oh, ဒါတော့မသေးသေးဘူးပကနာ သေးသေးဘူး
In the midst of all of this, there's the dark
Ah.
rift though, and Noob
သေသွားပြီနောက်ဆုံး
be able to take out Riddies.
သူသေ
to
သွား
start
တယ်တော့မ
things
သိ
up.
ဘူး
Another full shackle onto Noob. Zayas is just doing work as Sumail super low on HP. Illusory Orb. Got the juice, cannot catch up. We'll have to be happy with the 1-for-1 exchange. It's still a support for a core.
ပကနာကိုအရင်တက်ရတော့မှာ
Zayas has just been completely
Nigma
dominating
အနေ
from
နဲ့
his roster.
အဲ့ကောင်ကအဓိကပဲကျန်တဲ့ကောင်တွေမတေအောင်လုပ်နေတာအဲ့ကောင်ဖြစ်အဲ့ကောင်တေသွားရင်ဗတရဆိုင်လို့
Better
အဲ့လို
positioning. He
အ
even
ဆင်
picked
ပြေတဲ့
Tumblr's
အနေ
toy
ထားရောက်
with cast range as well. So he has an extra 350.
Positive metal attitude.
The cast range.
I mean, the fights are starting on his head, and both him and the Pugna, they survive for so much longer than it seems like it's going to be the case. As Shiva's now online for PMA. Do you ever see, how often do you see Ags on Underlord these
ညီမလိုကြီး
days?
second tower
I
ကြီး
feel
ပတ်
like
ယူ
the
နေ
item
ပြီ
is
အေး
crazy.
It's very common after Gleipnir. So since he has the Atos, I do think we might get there. If the game goes long enough, that is.
Yep, nope. All he wants is a creep, but got the juice. Doesn't want to give anything
ဟောတဲ့
else
juice
up.
မန်ဂိုးတွေပါမာတာအေးအိမ်ကနေပြီးတော့တ
I
ည့်
do
တီး
think,
လေး
though,
စား
that
လိုက်
previous fight was
ဟမ်
a really good illustration
reflection
of the
လေး
damage
သုံးလိုက်
problems
tower
that
ယူလိုက်ဒီကောင်နေဒီ
Nigma
agent
had.
နဲ့ပဲ
They
လုံစားနေရတော်တော်များသွားပြီ
killed the
second
bot,
tower နှလုံးအောက်လန်းတက် tower တစ်လုံး
dropping everything on him.
plus agent နဲ့လုံစားအများနေ
So desperately need to get
Still,
further.
yeah, Ghost has
Tell
600
Uma,
gold
tell
still
Uma.
for his BKB.
Oh, he didn't convert his eagle. Wait, did his courier die, or did he just not upgrade the eagle song? He just didn't.
Yeah, it's just a casual Eagle song. He sees the
Oh.
BKB, and that's a bit
ဘာသာဖိုက်အပြီးမသွားလိုက်ဘူး ghost က eagle sound ကြီးဝယ်ထားပြီးတော့ BKB ပြန်သွားနေရဘာတွေတော့
Boundless strike connects onto two with Wukong's command to follow. Can they get to the other side though? A bit of an awkward engagement as the Crimson Guard doing a lot of work to keep the
Ai
Primal
ကောင်းသွား
alive
ပြီ
and relocate to save them.
I will relocate
But still
ဒါပေမဲ့အဲ့ဂျားထဲမှာ
not
ပက္ကနာ
bad
တက်လာ
for
လာ
Bobby.
လာ
Wukong's
ဖောက်နေတယ်လေ
command,
တာ
they
ဝါ
can
ကို
still push.
တာဟောလာလာဖောက်နေတာ
Ages
သူ
down
များတွေက
15 seconds, though.
ဗတဲ့ဆိုင်နေတာ तू ကခိုးချိုးနေတယ်
There's the Serpent Ward.
အာယုံတော့ပက္ကနာ
Final BKB
မွေးတိုင်းကြီးနဲ့
for Ghost.
ပုံ
This
မီလေး
has to be
မက
defense time for NGX.
မိုက်လာဖောက်ပြန်ပြီပက္ကနာ
Looks like they'll get the
Hey,
Serpent
Eda
Ward,
Lan
so
Teda
Navi
did it.
backs away with this Aegis timing.
One more Nether Blast would do it.
လာမဖောက်ရဲ
This
တော့
is
လာမဖောက်ရဲ
extremely
တော့
disciplined if Radius doesn't try to snipe this with a Glimmer Cape.
ဟုတ်တယ်အဲ့ဒါလည်းကြီးနေအဲ့ကြောင့်အဝေးကြီးကနေလန်းလန်းဖောက်နေ
It's
တာဒီ
gonna
ကောင်
regenerate. I feel like he could have thrown his life away to get a blast in there.
ဒီ
but-
သွားချိုးလိုက်တာဗျောင်းချန်နေဖြစ်ကုန်တယ်ဟုတ်ပါ
Okay.
အစကနေကမာတာနေသလိုလိုအဲ့လိုဗတဲ့ဆိုင်ပေါက်တည်ရဒါပေ
Very safe for all these
မဲ့
young
အပေါ်လမ်းမှာ
kids.
ဗတဲ့ဆိုင်တာ twin မဲ့မဲ့လေးတွေနဲ့အများကြီးလွတ်သွားတယ် နာဗီကဘန်ကီတစ်ကောင်ပဲတေးချာချာတေးသွားကျန်တဲ့ကောင်တွေကအဲ့လိုသွေးတစ်ဆက်လေးနဲ့လွတ်သွားတော့တာနေတယောင်ဖြစ်သွားတာ
Another
ကွာတ
team
ကယ်
that has so many young players on it. It's 4 out of 5.
နာ
right,
ဗီ
on this
နေကမာတာနေတ
I
ယောင်
mean, I
ဖြစ်
guess
သွား
Spirit at TI8 had
တကယ်တမ်းမ
Miposhka,
တာပါဘူးလို့ပါလို့
Okay.
right? Or what was Spirit's first TI with Miposhka at the helm?
နောက်
Because I
ရွှေ
feel
ရှုံး
like
ထွက်ပြီ
Miposhka
လား
kinda-
ထွက်ပြီဒီ
basically the roster that there is
ဒီ
now
စီရီးကရှုံးတဲ့အသင်းထွက်
instead
ပြီ
of Rue. Was it TI9 that was their debut?
That's all three.
Because they did do well at their first TI, right? And then they won the next one.
I think it
နိုင်
was
elimination
Was it
ရောက်
TI9? I
Yeah.
feel like that was Miposhka and the others were like an average of 20 as well or something. I could be wrong though. But
No, they're sporting an 11k lead now. And likely to wait for the next Roche. They'll split the map, gain all the farm at your disposal. Got the juice, will be going for the data list next. He is so ridiculously far. It feels like the morph, I mean, yeah, you're down 5k net
မ
worth,
န်ကီ
but
နဲ့ရှာမန်
hasn't
ဖတ်ရှာနေရ
been able
နော်
to find
အဲ့
much
ghost ကို
impact
လိုက်
in the
ရှာ
game.
နေ
The
ရ
Eagle
သိလား
Song will be turned into a
ghost ကစား
circle.
ဘောကအခုလိုမျိုးနေနေတယောက်တည်း
I
ထွက်
don't
ဖန်း
mind
တက်
it.
လုံးတော့
I don't know if the butterfly
လိုက်
really
ရှာ
holds
နေ
that much
ဒီ
value.
တစ်ခါတော့
You're
ghost က
dodging attacks from Monkey
ကြောက်တယ်မ
King.
ဖန်းတော့ဘူးတဲ့
Still, he does
Amari
not have
will
an
be
NPB
Bobby.
himself. Ironically, he has let his Templar Assassin pick it up instead of his namesake.
Yeah, true. That should be part of the hero, probably.
Yeah, this hero definitely needs more buffs.
As, all right, this
first
is gonna be a
agent မှာ
tormentor
တာဟုတ်တ
play.
ယ် first
Well,
agent
it's
မှာ
scanned.
ယူသွားတာ
This
တွေ
is
က
such
အ
a
ရန်
good
များ
area
လုံး
for
တယ်
Monkey King.
Have an idea. This is happening. The jump in from the Primal Beast
Huh?
with his ult. A lot of damage being
Templar
applied,
Shobi.
just when he
Oh,
comes to
Templar
BKB,
BKB
as he
ထွက်သွားတ
gets
ယ်
off his Wukong's command, but he actually ends up on the north side, and now he's going to get destroyed by
နောက်မှာ
Ghost
မန်
in
မန်ကြီး
turn.
ချောသွားပြီမန်ကြီး
As
ချော
Nuba
သွား
and
ပြီ
Sumail going to work to take out this Pugna as well. So 2 dead in favor of NGX. And PMA
အာဟုတ်တ
left
ယ်
to his own devices now. This is a
မင်းကင်းဖောင်ကြီးနဲ့
4
ပြန်
versus
လိုက်ရိုက်နေပြီ
This is eventually going to be his demise as
Can't
well.
be
So
Lamb
a
League.
really good fight for NGX.
နောက်တော့တန်းကီနော်နောက်တော့တန်းကီလီ
That's
အခု
big.
ချိန်မှာနေကမာထည့်ရင်ဘယ်လောက်လဲမသိဘူး
That's just
Morphling
confidence
late
from
game
you,
à,
because
chán này nó.
BKB blinks
Morphling
and
late game.
immediately pulverizes Tian. I mean, sure, you don't kill her,
Nigma
but you
thêm bao
force
lệ?
everything defensive. She did 52
ဒီမှာထည့်
damage
ငါး
in
သ
that fight.
6ဆ
Immediately, BKB's pikes out and then blinks away. And
အဲ့ဒါတဝဲ
the
နိုင်
rest
ဝို
of
င်း
the
ဆို
team
တော့ဒါ
just
ခမ်းဘက်ကမျောလင်းလို့ရပြီနော်
left behind. They did get the Tormentor, but that is not worth it.
No, certainly not.
Just look at this commitment here. getting him to half HP. A little bit of a repeat of what we saw in the previous series game 1, where Tidebound took a Tormentor and then got mega punished by
not sure
Extreme.
Niku wanted to travel with his Boundless there.
Yeah, maybe not. Just a little bit of a panic moment. But yeah, this is the... Seems to be a little bit of a trend today that teams are forcing this Tormentor and then paying the price even though they get the shard. Although in that other game it was the team that was trailing.
Secret ဆိုင်ရလာတယ်ဟုတ်တယ်
The
အဲ့ဆိုင်ရ
leading team is
Secret မှာဆော့ခဲ့တယ်
losing
ကော
some of that lead.
အန်ကြောင်မှန်ကြောင်မှာ
Oh, did end up going for butterfly.
NY ဆိုပါလို့ဆိုအသေးနောက်တဲ့ကောင်လေးအဲ့ကောင် NY တစ်ကောင်တော့အပိုင်ကျန်းတယ်အခုထက်ထိပဲဒီကောင် NY ကစိုး
Maybe
လုံးပဲ
seeing the value against Monkey King. After Monkey King buys Crystallis, he knows the MKB on him is not on the way. Maybe that was the piece of information that Ghost needed to change his mind, or just that extra influx of gold from that fight he just took. He got 2 of the kills.
ဟေး Nullifier ရသွားပြီနော်ပတ်က
Wow. This is
Yeah,
not,
the game can't
this is
ma.
not out of the realm of possibility by any stretch of the imagination for Nigma.
6ဆ6ဆဟေး
As I mentioned, they are very comfortable playing around this Ghost.
အဲ့စုံသွားပြီစုံလင်းဖြစ်သွားပြီ လေကိန်း item စုံသွားပြီနော် Offlane ကလည်း BKB
This is probably the
Fly
highest
အေး
hero in
စပြီအဲ့ network တန်းကြီးတော့ဘာမှမဟုတ်တော့ဘူးတိုင်မင်က Templar တိုင်မင်ကဒိုးသွားပြီနော်အဲ့ဒါ
Other heroes they play are also good in late game. They just somehow don't convert a lot of those. But with Morph, I feel like that's pretty stable. Sumail, not going to find an angle.
Sumail with Lincolns and a newly picked up Nullifier.
Yeah, you need that against Pugna. Morph doesn't want to buy it, get it on someone else for his sake. And as expected, Noob queuing up that refresher. He did get a little blade mail just for the...
Oh, this is going to actually show up on their doorstep. And Sumail and company can turn this to a big old fashioned
ကျုံမီ Ghost ကအကုန်လုံးဒါမင်းဆောင်ထွက်သွားပြီသွေးဖြည့်တာမလောက်တော့ဘူးပကနာလည်းမလောက်တော့ဘူးသွေးဖြည့်တာ
Be a trade in all likelihood again
I'm a
for
trader,
Noob.
huh?
So 1 for 1
Wait,
both
yeah.
offlaners dead.
He just didn't use his BKB. He got caught in a full shackle. BKB is ready. Did not expect that he wouldn't be able to get any sort of protection there. But that was the case. It's a 1-for-1 trade of the offlaners, but Navi Junior, excuse me, not Junior. Well, they were
လိုက်ဝါ
Junior.
လိုက်ဝါတကောင်နဲ့နော်
I
They
mean,
still are.
in some ways they are.
Yeah.
Very young.
They do get the range barracks for the side of Navi.
ဦးသားနဲ့တသောင်းဝဲထည့်လိုက်သေးတယ်မျောလင်းလို့ရနေပြီဟုတ်တယ်မျောလင်းလို့ရ
Navi
နေပြီ
Junior and Zayats get the racks. Into the pit.
စကန်အေဂျစ်ကိုသွားမချဘူးကွာစကန်အေဂျစ်ကိုသွားချလို့ရနေ
That top lane, although the rest of NGX looks like they
Not
want
in
to
it.
try to contest this.
This is a
Roche
4v4.
already pretty low. Yeah, with no Underlord, of course. Doesn't have the Dark Rift up either at the moment, but this looks like it's going to be a little bit
Navi?
too late. And down goes Rose, got the juice, has the Aegis, and now NGX on the run. Got the juice, wants to get really aggressive. Will change his mind instantly, though.
He has to
2
be
boomerang
careful.
stacks on him.
He has to be careful when Morph turns into him. It's a really unfair fight for TA when you're fighting another carrier that has refraction. She's complaining about the game being imbalanced. Wants to be the only hero to have that wonderful ability. So doesn't want to play against Morph and doesn't want to play against Rubik because that's just not fun. Immediate smoke move.
Anytime this wave is pushed in, they can Dark Rift and just go for the buildings. Always something that NGX have to worry about. Oh, Courier.
အေးအတန်ကြားသွားပြီမကာရီယာကြီးရော
Ultimate Orb will make it way
Hey.
safely as Zayats finds the opening. As Noob has to
Give
pop
you
the
a throw,
BKB and
Ayo.
retreat.
မာတယ်
Forced that
ကော်စီလာ
very
ကြီးကိုပြစ်
quick.
လို့တော့မရ
They
ဘူး
needed to get that distance to prevent the shackle.
ကော်စီလာကြီးကဟိုဟာလေးရော
Another successful move for Navi, and this one
Boundless
could be
strike, but-
bigger.
Yeah, Lincoln's going to help save him. Would have been a really big kill with that gem.
Promising guy play မေးရလားမသိအာ
Yeah, very curious which direction Sumail is going to take this build now. Nothing in the quick buy. Could go Octarine, could go Ags.
Navi, again, Aegis advantage. Serpent Ward is up. And now placed. And again, the opening, this time onto Ghost. Already get hacked
Oh,
out.
Boundless are putty ha.
Very, very deep in this, but you can see the damage being applied to the TA. Got the juice in a lot of trouble. Pops the refraction, has that second life, of course. Fortification is now popped as Ghost turns into TA.
ဒီကမှာတောင်းလျှောက်ပြန်နိုင်တရားယူရတယ်လို့ပါလို့ဟေးပြောမရအောင်နော်လောလောဆယ်တော့ရေကြီးနေပြီဒီမှာမဂါတလန်းတော့ပေးလိုက်ရတာဒီထဲမဂါတလန်းကဘာမှမဟုတ်တော့ဒီ item အနေထားနဲ့ကတလန်း2လန်းလောက်ထိပေးလို့ရတယ်3လန်းတော့ပေးလို့မရဘူး2လန်းလောက်ထိပေးပြီးဆော့လို့ရတယ် offlane late game ပတ် late game
Just like in real life, one snake stronger than 5 man. Guess it depends on which men, but
It depends on the snake. If it's an anaconda, like yeah. What are you gonna do?
I don't know if you're 5 people, you could probably find a way.
I don't know about that.
Oh. Well, I think this one is bigger than an anaconda, to be fair.
Yeah, true.
And it looks scarier too. Navi are not letting up though. Immediately onto their next play.
Leading the way. Sumail.
Oh, Shaman. Oh, panic.
Of course, he
Shaman.
does have to get through the Lincolns.
Yeah. Seemed like he blinked into just a little bit of fog there.
တကားဒီပါရပါ
But, yeah, even
Now,
if
that's a
Offlane.
good item for Ghost. This is where he's going
အ
to
တ
start
ခု
to
ပဲဟုတ်တယ်
really
ဆောက်ဘောလို့
take
မသေး
off
မ
as
သေးဖို့
the
တော့အရေး
Scotty.
ကြီးတယ်အဲ့လိုစတန်
All the extra stats to
အခု
work
လေ
with.
ဒီကောင်သွေး1600ပဲလှည့်ထားတယ်ဂျယ်လတီတွေလှည့်ပြီးတော့မသေးသွားဘူးတော့လိုတယ်
Links in. Gonna get pulverized. Remember, this has 2 lives to work with, so just gonna force that and
နောက်မှပတ်ဝင်လာပြီ
use his BKB. They're gonna try to
On let's
reset
try
the
knock
power
out
strike.
main game
Taking
သွေးတစ်ဝက်
as Ghost turns into the Monkey King.
ဟောတော့မင်းကြီးကဟိုအင်းနဲ့ကွာဟီလင်းလိုတန်စီနဲ့
Comes out the Underlord first to fall.
အဲ့ဒါတော့ရှော်သွားရ
Now the full shackle again onto
ဟော
Noob.
ပတ်
Zayat is
ပွေတယ်
absolutely
ပွေတယ်
obsessed
ပတ်
with
ကတော့
Sumail.
တောက်လျှောက်
Phase shift. Blink out, but the Hex now onto Noob again. He's in the thick of the brunt of the damage. GH tries to connect with it, gets disrupted now, but
တော့ဝိုင်း
Niku
မင်းကြီး
gets destroyed
ခံဘက်
by
သွားပြီ
Omar.
ခံဘက်သွားပြီ
Applied to Noob. Finally, the Primal Beast is taken out. As congregations of the deep are what it takes to take out Zayats. 3 for 1 in favor of NGX and got the juice all alone. Attempted TP. He's
Wow,
fine.
he actually gets out of that situation 1v4.
လွတ်သွားတယ် what the fuck
That is so big for him.
He
to
on
win
the
this
look
game.
on.
It's obviously a great fight for Nigma Galaxy overall, and this time around, I think they leveraged Noob so much better. They're sending him in, he's tanking up a ton of damage. Sure, he dies in the end,
90
but
ဆူမီက
the
2 man
amount
army
of
လောက်တော့မှာ
space
အခုတော့လုံနေပြီလေ
that the Primal Beast made in that fight was massive, and of course,
ဆူမီကအနောက်မှာဘက်လိုင်းတွေအကုန်လုံးကို
committed
မွေ
his
နောက်
full BKB to killing off Underlord. Well worth it. Get those auras out of it, get all that damage mitigation away from the fight so that you can continue. And I have to say, Shannon, even though they've taken a lane and a half, I'm starting to feel Nigma Galaxy more and more in this. I think this morph is reaching critical mass and becoming a serious problem for the Navi side. Just one more damage item and Ghost is going to start bursting these heroes. He is, however, queuing up Satanic. I can't say I love that. I feel like when you have Io at your back and you have
overkill.
You have Io at your back and you have Primal Beast playing super space for you.
What
in
would
the
you like
fight.
to see, like a Daedalus
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah, get a Daedalus. Get in there and make sure you overwhelm the cores, right? You have TA who you can actually kill very fast once Refraction runs out. With Daedalus, you can even kill Monkey King in the Wukong's command. Satanic feels a tad too defensive. Okay, Noob Seep's unhappy. Guys, 3 for 1 isn't good enough. I said he was always happy. This is the...
I mean, look how big the model is of Primal Beast. It feels like he should never be dying.
Yeah. Maybe he was probably upset at the game rather than his team. He's like, this is bugged.
ကဲနောက်တဲ့ဘက်တဲ့တပွဲဆိုရင်ပွဲပြီး
Does the blood rights on
That
the side.
is
Back on
really good
Aldrin
on
Go.
Primal, by the way.
ပရစမာမပါသေးဘူး
Once
နော်
he
ဒါ
gets
တော့
the refresher.
What's his facet? Is it
Ferocity. Everyone plays with it. So he has the bigger AoE. The third pulse of Pulverize covers like 2/3 of the screen. With Dazoon, for sure.
Well, Navi? Do they wait for the next Roche, or will they try to poke
ကိုမဝင်
again?
လာလို့နေဝါထည့်ထားသေးလား
They're
နေ
in
ဝါ
a
မထည့်
hurry.
ထားဘူးနာဗီ
Have a
ဂိမ်း1ထည့်
reservation
တာ
at the
ပွဲ
nearby
စားတဲ့
pickleball court.
အခုနေကမခံပတ်နေပြီခုနှစ်စားနဲ့
They have the
ခုနှစ်စားကို
Roche.
ထည့်ဖို့ကြည့်တာ lock
Ghost
ခတ်နေ
gonna
လို့
use this time. Take. Oh, GH, careful now.
I guess
He will
the
be
shard.
rewarded with the shard. Okay.
So that's the tether damage. Pretty useless, to be honest. I don't think GH is ever really being in an offensive position here.
Okay, Serpent Ward placed. They're going to be able to take this out pretty fast, though.
And as long as you do this on melee Rex, I don't think Nigma Galaxy care that much. This is
Yeah.
going to regenerate. So the next attack onto this barracks, it heals 5 HP per second, so that's 300 a minute, right? So in 3 minutes, it's full HP again. And with the cooldown on Snake being 2 minutes, well, you're not really making much progress like that.
Yeah, he's going towards the refresher though.
Yeah, then he'll get it.
So
ရွေးရှင်အန်နာလည်းအများဝင်လို့ရ
That
ပြီ
is
ဟုတ်ပါ
a pretty meaningful win
ဒီဘက်တဲ့
condition
MV
here
က
for
ဖား
Side
နေ
Navi, to be honest.
ပကနာဘာလုံးမရအောင်၃កောင်လုံးဝိုင်းတီးနေအဲ့
Yeah, it
ရန်
does
ကဲ
feel like
crit တွေ
there's
တော့
a-
ကြည့်နေရ
I mean, that's
တ
gonna
ကယ်
come in the
critical
next
moment တွေမှာ
6-7
ပြဿနာတော်တော်ရှာတာဒီနေ့လေ sprint နဲ့
I feel like
parivation
winner
နဲ့
losing the Galaxy might actually ban
စော့
Shaman
တာ
next game.
ရှာမန်ချုပ်နေတဲ့အချိန်
Looking
မှာ
at how
အဲ့
Navi
ဘေး
win
နာ
their games and
တော့
Zayat's
ခရီးက
overall player profile.
ဟို
It was
အင်
the
ဘေး
same
ထွက်
when
လာ
I
ဘွားဆိုတာ
believe
ရှာမန်
it was
ချုပ်တာ
in
ပြတ်
Valencia,
သွား
I saw him play. He was almost
အော်
only
ဆို
playing
တယ်
Shaman
အဲ့တော့
Fly.
ခရီးတွေ
Yeah,
ဒီလန်
just
ထဲ
really
မှာ
likes
ရံမ
using
ဖြစ်ပဲ
X zeros,
ရံမ
and if
ဖြစ်
you're
မှာပဲ
gonna
ရ
ban
မှာ
one
သိ
of
လား
them, you're absolutely taking out
ဒီလန်ထဲ
Shaman
မှာ
and
ဗတ်တဲ့
Rogue.
ဆိုင်အဲ့တော့ခရီးတွေကဘေးကနေထွက်ထွက်
Specifically
လှော်တာ
because
လှော်
that
တာဆိုတော့မြင်
large
မကောင်း
circuit board has just made such a big dent in their base this
တောင်း
game.
တောင်း damage ထွက်တဲ့
If
spell
Shaman
ဆို
was
ရင်တော့
lying, I think
ခံနိုင်ကြအောင်ပါဒါ stun ကြတော့ကွာသိလားအဲ့လို channeling တွေပြတ်ကုန်
the
ဟော
circuit board
ဆို
has been the reason.
Yep, that's true.
BKB now for PMA. That's a big pickup. Should allow him to stand his ground way more against the Morphling, mitigating a lot of the other damage. And of course, giving him the repositioning tool of just putting down a pit and walking away, waddling. I would love to see him get an Ags when he has to Zune Blood right. I just want to see it, man.
I know.
I wanna
feel
see
like
Glype near
I must
Ags.
be overrating this because I feel like I rarely see it. It's like it feels like a luxury item in pro games.
Yeah.
But Glype near Ags, yeah, and Dazoon Blood right, that is insane. I mean, it's a global route.
စစ်တန်းတွေပါရအောင်ရအေးတုံဒါဒီကောင်
Yeah.
နောက်တစ်ခွက်
I'm
လို
proud
သေးတယ်
supports by
စစ်တန်း
Ags
တွေမထည့်ပဲတကယ် daedalus ထည့်ရမှာ
for similar
ပို့
reasoning.
ကစစ်တန်းတွေအစား daedalus အရင်ထည့်ပြီးမှ
NGX grouping up in
စစ်
the
တန်းတွေ
bot
သွား
lane.
တဲ့တယ်
Not gonna find anybody here.
အန်ဒါလောကိုပြစ်ဖို့က daedalus လို့ပေါင်းတိုင်းပြစ်ရုံ
And this next Roach does feel quite pivotal.
Yes.
If Navi can get it, I know they have a 10k lead, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it feels more like the lane advantage is carrying them at the moment.
I would agree with that sentiment. I feel like this game is pretty even. So, if the Aegis could somehow go on the side of Nigma Galaxy, it's going to be very difficult for Navi to push at least for those 5 minutes. And if Navi themselves get it, not necessarily a guaranteed lane at this point either. Would have been a couple of things that gone a little bit differently. Felt a lot safer with this third Aegis, but probably not going to be enough to just win out immediately.
Yep, Roche not quite up yet. Another minute or so, potentially, to spawn. Is he actually going for Divine this early? Oh, it's going to be Nullifier. Okay. I saw the Sacred Relic Demon Edge, like,
There it is. Nullifier for
ဒီလိုကိန်းနဲ့ကြာရတာဝက်
So
red
what
တဲ့
can we
အ
get
ကွက်
rid of?
တွေ
IO Ghost
တဲ့
Scepter.
ဟိုက
pretty good.
battle protection က
Get rid of?
ပြင်ထားတာ
That's
ကို
probably
အဲ့လိုအကွက်တွေ
Really anything else he's
ဖြည့်တော့
done.
ကအရန်လှုပ်ထားလုံးလို့
Wait, sorry.
battle
I'm misreading this
protection
lane.
အဲ့
That's
သွေး
Nullifier.
တက်တဲ့နှုံကိုတင်တာ battle လုပ်လို့မရ
they
အောင်
do have 5 BKBs. As there is the big item for Noob.
Oh, he did get it. Okay, I was just seeing
Refresher.
things. So, what are you nullifying except Ghost Scepter on IO?
probability က28ပဲရှိတယ်ကွာဒီကမှာ
Force Staff on Hoodwink, I guess?
ဒီချိန်ဆိုရင်
There's
35လောက်တော့
much.
ပေးတင်နေပြီ35 40လောက်တော့ပေးတင်နေပြီလား
Crazy
အဲ့တန်းနေ
Ball
အပြည့်ပဲ
might actually make a really big difference to remove Crimson. That's probably a big consideration here for Niku.
All right, Roche is up. And this is going to be a fight and a half. But Navi have the advantage of they can just wait around, wait for these lanes to push. Of course, NGX do have IO at their disposal, so they can deal with it.
Yeah.
And they do have global presence on both sides with the Underlord on Navi.
Yeah, these refreshers are starting to be really big, though. I say these. I thought Shaman was going to go for it, but when he went for the BKB instead, he's obviously delaying it massively.
Yeah.
So the only refresher in the game, as a matter of fact, is on Noob. And if he can find 2 pulverizes back-to-back, that is a potential fight winner on any core. Of course, he's not level 25 yet for that incredible talent. 67% increased pulverized duration. Whenever you see a number like that, you just know it was higher and got nerfed. It's like, there's no way that was the first version of this. It used to be double, which was crazy, and now it's 2/3 longer, which is crazy.
တမန် BKB ရအဲ့နည်းနည်းပြဿနာရှိတယ်တမန် BKB 9 second
When you
နော်
refresh, how does that work with the AoE? It just stacks
ဟော
out.
အဲ့လို lock down လိုက်နိုင်လို့ကတော့ဥမာ Morphling တို့ပါတို့အားပြောင်းပြီး BKB နဲ့ချုပ်ထားလိုက်ရင်
Your AoE for 15 seconds, so
ပတ်
yeah.
လဲဖြတ်ပေးလို့မရတော့ဘူးနော်
That's pretty insane.
It is crazy.
All right, they
ဘော
know
ဒီ
they're
လာ
going
ကင်
for
ပေါက်
Roche
ပေးမှရ
now.
မယ်
Bottom lane being dealt with a bit by an illusion from the morph.
Just occurred to me that Roshan's roar kind of sounds like Primal Beast, so maybe it's a mating call. Primal Beast very quickly
And we'll
reacted
see if
to that.
Noob wants to get involved.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see Zayat's on the bot lane showing himself. Going to be pushing in slightly, waiting for the creeps to push in, and then maybe going for a Serpent Ward play on the barracks. That'll only be the second lane, so it's not like it's for Megas, it's Ghost. He wants to go for Roche instead. Traps inside the pit.
They don't get vision though.
Got the juice at the ready.
Don't know.
Are they actually,
ပလိန်ဝင်လုံးနေတာနော်ဟိုမှာ
are they actually going to sneak this Roche right under their noses?
โอ้
Yes.
ရိုချယ်ဝါပြီ
That
အေး
is unreal.
မသိလိုက်ဘူးမသိလိုက်ဘူး
Really big for this
ဟိုရှမန်ကလည်းအောက်မှာတာဝါခိုးချိုးလုံးနေတာ
Toss them? No,
It's too late
Yeah, this
now.
is too late.
Man, that was a little bit disconnected. If Navi could have pulled off this play, say 15 or 20 seconds earlier, that could have actually been difficult for Nigma Galaxy to weigh their options here with this bot lane under siege, but
Wow.
like
That is
this,
a huge shift now.
that cost them nothing, and now the snake is on cooldown, so now you don't even need to worry about that if you make a move yourself now. You couldn't have asked for a better situation if you're a Nigma Galaxy fan. That was basically everything for free.
ဒီကခိုးချိုးလို့ရ
Gifted.
လွယ်တော့မလွယ်ဘူးဒီခိုးချိုးဖို့က
Maybe showing some of their inexperience on the big stage here on the road to TI. And now in the cover of smoke is NGX.
ဟိုဝင်သွားပြီ
jumping
လူ
in.
ကတိန်
Snoop
တိန်
with the
ပကနာကိုရင်မိတယ်
Pugna. The nullifier applied to him right now as well. Trample doing a decent amount. A second pulverize. He's still not going to die. Noob is actually taking
Yeah.
more damage than the Pugna. Actually,
Mobila
died
yin
to
show
the
var.
Pugna. And now Niku.
Mobila er ved
outside
javne.
Wukong's command.
Ah.
Boundless strike. Not going to be able to get the kill he was looking for. His Ghost
Ah, yeah.
super low on HP. Turns into Monkey King. Gets the balance strike to the other side. Is Zayas with the Hex. Do they have the control? Yes. The Shackle. Do they have the damage?
ဘောဒီလိုင်း
Got
ဝင်
the
ပြီး
juice
ဟို
to
ဟာကို
make
ကင်
sure
ပေါက်
of
ပေး
that.
နေချိန်မှာ
Life
မောဖလင်းပဲ
number
ရောက်နေ
one.
တယ် BKB ကြီးပြီးလိုက်မလားဘူးလား
Pit of Malice to start things
Ay,
out.
macha
Ghost
baby
City
la.
is
Why?
BKB for this moment. Waveforms away. Omar in the vicinity. Is there going to be a buyback for Io? Can he get the relook in time? Nullifier applied to the Morph. But the Boundless strike is
David
down. That
Machiu.
is the death of Ghost. No more Morphling for 90. Does have buyback though. As they find the opening onto Omar as well. Pit of Malice holds him in place. That is a dead hoodwink. And just like that, NGX crumbling.
Navi with the
အေး
fight,
ချင်လဲရထားတယ်
giving them the roche
Ah,
so that they
no,
can survive
တွေ့လိုက်လားဟို
outside
ကော
their base.
ဘောဒီလာဝင်ပြီးတော့ refresher တွေပါနှိပ်ပြီးတော့ပကနာကြီးကိုနှစ်ခေါက်ထောင်းပေးတာအဲ့ချိန်မှာတကယ်ပြစ်ပေးမဲ့ကောင်ဘယ်ရောက်နေလဲ BKB မသုံးကျင်လို့ဆိုပြီးတော့ तू က အန်နာလော့ရဲ့ root အကွင်းထဲမှာအကြာကြီးမတက်ရက်နေ
Fortification is popped.
Brother,
Serpent Ward plays as
brother,
well. They have
ayan
to
lure,
deal with
brother,
this. You
eh,
gotta
brother,
pick
eh.
and choose which lane to defend. It looks like it's going to be bot.
That's the extra HP now.
That is
That's a
a
lot of
gigantic Serpent Ward. And they're going to jump in. I got the juice. Get the balance strike as well. But they're going to use the Lotus, it looks like, to heal Ghost. Or maybe that was the cheese, in fact.
Mid-racks, it's Megas.
Mid-racks down. Mega creep secured for Navi.
Wow, that is... that is just symptomatic of some of these Nigma Galaxy late games. It's just... How was that the result of them getting a free Roche? That's
That
just
is-
crazy.
That is unreal.
They had 2 full pulverizes on a Pugna, and they didn't kill it. So it just seems very, very disconnected. Like
BKB လည်းသုံးလို့ရဟုတ်တယ် BKB သုံးပြီးတော့လုတ်ပေးရမှာအခုချိန်မှာ hero game အကောင်ရလိုက်ပြီဆိုတာနဲ့ဒါ 4-1 fight ဆိုတဲ့ pressure နဲ့ကွာ late game battle တွေကဆိုင်လို့ရတယ်လိုပဲဖြစ်ဥပမာ agent လည်းရှိတော့ BKB မရှိတော့ဘူးဆိုရင်တော့ 4 ယောက် 5 ယောက်ကကျုံးလို့ရ
He never used BKB until his second life, right? And that was after his whole team had died. So
ဟုတ်တယ်မှာကိုက caster တွေလည်းပြောနေကောင်းတဲ့ BKB မသုံးဘူးတဲ့
Get our wish, Shannon. He's got Ags
Second
on the board.
life.
Now we just need
ကြာ
the
မှ
life
သုံး
here.
တာပေါ့နော်
To see those big rings, draw a Venn diagram.
open ပေးထားတာဒီလောက်ကောင်းနေရဟော
Are we going to see the refresher roster?
အာယိုနဲ့
Only
link ပြတ်
3K
သွားမှာ
into
ဆုံး
it,
လို့
so
လားတိုင်းဦးအာယို link ကဘယ်ချိန်လာချိတ်ချိတ်ရတယ်
Firestorm and allies.
စဉ်းစားတာမှားနေပြီ
pretty good.
It's actually quite decent. Just throw it on the Monkey King or the TA when they go in.
Yep, solid shard.
Also increases the damage.
Speaking of
Yeah.
shards, Moon Shard
wait.
forgot the juice. And he's fully decked out. I don't know what you do from here.
Well, you
Ags,
can-
I guess.
Ags, yeah.
Which, yeah, that's more global presence for the Navi side.
And why not? You gotta use your gold for something, right? I guess you could buy a Moonshot from Monkey King. It's either that or you get Ags. I don't know. I suppose you could also get Refresher and do some switcheroo with your BKB. Pop BKB, swap in Refresher. That's probably better. Now Sumail finally getting an Aghanims. This puck is coming online in a big way now, level 25 and Ags, but it just feels a little bit too late. Just too little too late with that one fight outside the base.
Yeah, and
They were making it
the
exciting.
real issue is the buyback situation.
Yeah.
0 on NGX and all 5 for Navi, so they can throw 10 bodies at this. And Sumail, Boundless struck. Can take a ton of damage here. Is he just dead? He is! Just like that, no buyback at all, and now Ghost with the BKB in full retreat. GH can't do too much to help him. Is mitigating a ton of damage. Finally tethers, but this is just
GGWB
Navi
look
taking game 1, which it looked like theirs for a long time, and then NGX coming back with a
ကိုယ့်ရဲ့ gas လည်းမကင်နိုင်တော့ဘူး Navi ထည့်တာ
literally within 2 minutes, it was just given back right up to Navi again.
Navi ထည့်ပြီး Nigma ကိုကယ်တင်ထားမရဘူးအဲ့လည်းမရ
Not at all about the
Ah, let me
result.
have a
That's not
hoop,
it.
yeah.
I wanted more in this late game.
Yeah.
I was like, this is getting really exciting. 7K only up on Navi. You lose the Roche. This is going to be some epic late game big team fight situation. And then Nigma Galaxy just go out with a whimper. Just got run over 2 fights in a row and lost. That was leaves a lot to be desired, unfortunately.
Yeah, so Navi take game number 1. NGX
နံပါတ်
one
9
game
စမ
away
ထည့်မိ
now.
လို့ပေါ့ကွာ lock ခတ်ထားလို့ထည့်မိရင်ကိုဒီထက်ပိုပြီးတော့အသေးကွဲနေအောင်နံပါတ် 9 စထည့်ချင်တာဟော draft အနေထားရလေကင်းရောက်နေပြီ909ပြီကွာအဲ့ဒါကို
Call from Wild.
Roshan
Card.
လည်းရပြီးသွားရောလား
Now it's going to be the onus is going to be on Boom on how well they react
GG,
to
man.
Jack Boys getting jumped here as he is going to start challenging him. Stun in from behind. Sonic Storm gets laid out. No opportunity for an ultimate to be dropped. They've already burned through the mana, and the teleports in from Boom Esports just means more kills for Wildcard. As the Decrepify and a toss away gives Tims a chance, an opportunity to actually get away. They limit the losses to just, nope,
man.
they got the glimpse on him. That's going to be a 3rd loss for Boom Esports.
Exactly what you want with this lineup. Power of the Dark Ascension, starting things off. You bring numbers and you catch Boom off guard. Another super influential kill on this Medusa.
Legitimately, I think that was a game-winning, game-losing moment,
Yep.
right? If they stay in the top lane and they get jumped by Boom Esports with the Quap there, they lose that fight and all momentum is gone from this game.
That's a massive swing, especially if they can convert on the tower. It's looking a
ဘယ်ကဲတဲ့ကောင်းတယ်လို့တော့ပြောကြတယ်ရှာပြီပြဿနာကိုရှာပြီ
It also speeds along Fade to a Fade.
ဒီဝဲရှောင်းအိမ်ပြန်ပြီမလား yes ဒီဝဲရှောင်းပြက်ပြီတော့ဖြစ်တယ်ပြုတ်ပြီဒီဝဲရှောင်း
Back in, trying to keep him inside the silence, and he ticks out.
Man.
As Big Num catches him with a Thunder Strike. All of a sudden, Fade went from no boots to almost phase boots.
နစရှုံးတော့မထည့်မိလို့ပါကွာဖြစ်နေတယ်တဲ့နိုင်ကြီးအိမ်မက်တွေပါဆက်မှာ
All while your Sven is farming.
ဒါကတော့ဒီလိုပဲလေတက်နိုင်မလား
Kills into some tower pressure.
ထည့်မိလို့မထည့်မိလို့လို့ဒါပြောရမှာပဲ
The fight to the Night Stalker.
နေထားကြီးကွာခမ်းဘက်သွားမယ့်အနေထားကြီးကနေ
You know, gets jumped, you try and TP and save him.
မနေစရာ
But I feel like that's just the wrong idea to bring the Quap down to this Night Stalker lane in the first place during nighttime.
I mean, the thing is, even those TPs were slow. It was not a move they were expecting.
Yeah.
They went in 1 by 1. They ended up canceling the 2 at the end because they were just so delayed. This is a nighttime where it felt as if Boom could have just farmed and had TPs available to counterplay and stalled this period out. Instead, they got sucked into Wildcard's great move and have paid a massive price for it. This game has completely equalized. Exactly what you wanted to see out of this Night Stalker. Like you said, Phase Boot's done. Huge win for Fade during this period.
And this is the thing you were talking about with the Helmet Dominator, right? Pick off into threatening the tower, something Night Stalker is kind of okay because he's got some physical damage, but he's not the fastest. But the Helmet Dom speed things up significantly, and now he's got 3 minutes left at the second nighttime to look for another pickoff into a tower push.
They can get another kill in the river or that Radiant jungle area, transition it into some pressure on tier 1 mid. That's like the theoretical ideal right here. Might not be able to find it just if Boom plays super defensive, and I don't think you just want to force the tier 1 mid with Night Stalker plus Helm creep. You kind of can, but you're worried again about Boom being able to group up ahead of you and meet you 5-on-5, 4-on-4, whatever it is.
Fade takes the creep wave. I'm not sure if RCY really appreciates that, because RCY is still the lowest net worth core in this game.
We'll put some pressure on the tower. Well, they're looking for Armel up here.
Get the glimpse back into the Static Storm. With the Sven behind him, they certainly have the damage. The Blade will not protect you here. Does a lot of damage back to Yamsen, but not enough.
That's a painful kill, but a great kill. Getting the Sven involved, very little use. Still have Lasso to play with, still have a lot of Storm mana on the map. Now you can look for this connection into mid. I mean, Boomer just sitting here, sitting ducks.
Jab's gonna be grabbed. Does have a mech. Has plenty of HP to work with, but he doesn't have a Pugna because Pugna was jumped on by the Night Stalker in from behind. The sound's going to wear out, though, and now we can turn around and start getting some of those heals. Toss forward, jab. He actually gets tossed into the team, gets a wall off, and Wildcard are unable to get a kill. Boom. Playing defensively around their tower will stay alive.
Helm mech already done on this Darkseer. He's tanky. Sister Shroud, full wand. Night Stalker's not able to solo the Pugna completely. Would change that fight a lot. Not enough damage in the tank, and no one else helped him jump that target. I think that was a nice opportunity for Wildcard, unable to capitalize. And every time you miss one of those fights going your way, it is time for the Dusa to just farm. It feels kind of bad.
Speed, he tried to take a gander, see if Boom do not go for their Wisdom Shrine right away, but Armel was already in place for it. Good read by Yamsen, moving to the other side of the map at the right time. Klopp is playing up here, and there is a trio between the Tiny, Pugna, and Darkseer, currently looking for heroes in the jungle.
I mean, Boom can continue to look for stuff with the Queen, but they honestly don't have to force the issue too much here. I don't think they're under a lot of pressure to aggressively take space away from Wildcard, as long as all their cores are finding farm and not getting picked off.
Yeah, time is on Boom's side here, right?
For sure. You can just protect your cores. Protect them pushing the lanes in, look for the occasional play with the Sonic Wave or whatever. That's kind of the tempo you're looking for. Look for a freebie here on this Disruptor, and you should get Bignum.
Easy pickoff and a valuable one. Bignum, he was getting the last hits on a lot of these kills. He actually had a dominating kill streak.
And now you enter that daytime period that's
Wikipedia down up, yeah,
the
right.
initiator and look for the aggressive plays. We'll have a Dark Ascension soon.
Down on me, what? Wikipedia, yeah. Don't tell me no.
He's going to teleport away, but he's spotted. Avalanche will stop him in time.
Wikipedia down up. 3 နာရီ 3နာရီလောက်ရှိပြီ
Even got the kill to the Dusa. That's just
3နာရီကြော်နေပြီ
pure juice.
They do have Darkness coming up. It's
you gotta stop that. I mean, that's illegal right there versus Disruptor.
Yeah. I'm always a little bit skittish about using Darkness so early into a daytime, because it just feels like there's this gigantic opening for the enemy team to pressure you once the Darkness expires. But if you can get the right kind of team fight here, going after jabs first and caught the Pugna inside the silence, this is good setup for Wildcard. 2 quick kills for them and some galvanized stacks funneled to RCY.
Oh, they are hunting, man.
And they've got the Night Stalker Disruptor duo.
Oh, yeah.
You get the clear vision, the chase down combined with the glimpse. Unfortunately, the Disruptor not in position to get the extra kill for them here.
Good sequence, though. 2 kills into the tier 1. Exactly what you're looking for. Every Night Stalker ulti. More stacks for the Storm, as you said. And double Blink Dagger reveal. Not something Boom were prepared for. Definitely a lot faster pace from Wildcard. Game 2.
Yes.
Which is what you want to see with this lineup. Just got to keep making good plays like that. You can't take your foot off the pedal for too long in this game. But your cores are now in a good position. This is where you kind of want it to be.
2,000 net worth lead for Wildcard, and they will be forced to take a breather as it is daytime with no darkness. So expect Boom to be the aggressors now and see if they can claw back that net worth lead. into their own favor. Once again, the trio of the two supports in the offlaner will go looking. Not pairing up with the Quap. They've left the Quap to do a lot of the lane shove, which is kind of interesting. They want to make sure this Quap continues to scale up. They go after Fade. Fade can blink away, though. Blinks out before Tims can get
Nigma အိမ်လွှမ်းနေပြီလား Nigma အိမ်လွှမ်းနေပြီချစ်တစ်ချက်ကအိမ်ကိုလမ်းပြီးနေပြီနောက်ထပ်တစ်ချက်ပဲကြံတော့ခြေတလန်းအိမ်ဘက်ရောက်နေ
incredibly unreliable against these blink cores plus the storm.
Yeah. They do have the ability to pressure objectives if they fail to get kills, thanks to having a Pugna. So that will be an off-lane tower down. A glimpse back on Tims, but there's no way Wildcard are trying anything here.
Yeah, not against him either. Tanky target.
Yeah.
Amp damage in the top river if anybody spots it. I mean, this has been a great period for Wildcard. They really turned this game around. I mean, your Storm's ahead of that Queen by 1,000 after that start.
Yeah, seriously.
And he'll get the amp damage here. Witchblade online, Kaya done. He's got Lotus. He is strong right now. Not the prettiest game for RCY, but he ended up in a very solid position. And you look towards Armel, he had such a beautiful start off the mid lane, the Sonic Wave kill top, and it's turned into nothing here. Gonna have to go back to Jackie. He's gonna have to lead the charge with nice timings on the Medusa. Can absolutely do it. Still a very good Medusa game.
Double ward setup on the top lane where Jackie is pushing out.
Oh man, look, this would be
the one hero
huge
that has not slowed down too much is Jackie's Medusa.
Oh, this could be a sick bait.
Are they going to be baited by the Manta? They will not. They get the jump. They have killed the Medusa. A massive pickup for Wildcard. And another straight push into objective. And this is another Tormentor timing.
လိုက်စီလာလည်းမခံနိုင်ဘူးဒူတာလည်းမခံနိုင်ဘူးခုတ်ချက်တွေ
They
ခုတ်ချက်
control
တွေ
this
ဆို
side of the map. They'll be able to play with that vision. It also
ပြင်းပြင်းပြင်းဆို၄ချက်လောက်ဝင်ခုတ်လိုက်အသက်ဘယ်ကထွက်လို့ထောက်အောင်မသိ
Wildcard continue to stay in a very good spot here. Ooh, got the
အေးစပန်သွားကြိုင်အောင်ကွာ
Dom creep jabs.
စပန်ကြိုင်ကျင်လာပြီ
Switch
တ
to
ဖြည်းဖြည်းနဲ့
something else.
အကုန်လုံးလိုက်ခုတ်ချင်သွားပြီ
difference from that game one.
နောက်ပြန် elimination ပြီးရင်သူက TI က3ရက်လားမသိဘူးနားတယ်
Strength is the 5 on 5.
play off က17ရက်17 12 13 14ဟုတ်တယ်17ရက်နေ့မှပြန်စမှာအဲ့တော့မနေ့က9ရက်နေ့ပြီးရင်
Really well.
7 9 10 3ရက်နားတယ်
Up, they're forcing little engagements, little skirmishes. Not
အဲ့ဒီမှာ
every
စပန်သွား
single
ကြိုင်အောင်
coin. They're outnumbering Boom. That's super important with this kind of lineup. Making it work.
တိုးမဲ့စင်ခြေတလန်းစုပ်တယ်
Boom. We'll smoke to the Tormentor.
lucky တွေလေးဟောရောက်စီ
Hoping to catch Wildcard.
ကြောင်ကြီးကခေါင်းဝဲပြောင်းတော့ညံညံမပြောင်း
This is dangerous.
သူကပြန်နိုင်လောက်လားတဲ့
If you're
Male
Wildcard,
Tundra.
you have to read when.
သူတို့ကတော့စော့နေပြီလား
Indicate they might catch RCY in the low ground here. They went up though instead of down.
မထွန်းတော့ဟီရိုတွေကိုတပွဲရှုံးတာ what the fuck
He's already made his zip away and he's got plenty of mana to work with.
Yeah, he's gone. The only way he ever
Nine
died
out
was
ပါတယ်
getting caught by the time. Yeah.
ဟီရိုတွေကိုတော့ပြန်နိုင်တော့ပါ
So the Tormentor to play for, but this is, as you said, a dangerous move. You're going to be a bit low. It's nighttime. Wildcard had the ability to contest. Boom do not immediately teleport out like Wildcard did last time. And Fade's already jumped straight in. Got a little attention. Yamson. Now it's his opportunity to make the initiation. Goes to the Dusa. BKB goes out. Silence on the Dusa. Trying to finish her up. They burn through the mana. No chance for Stone Gaze once again. Jackie is just unable to use his ultimate. And once he's gone, much of Boom is gone as well. They're going to kite him out here. And make sure that these heroes who do have damage to threaten heroes, kite them out, make sure nobody dies. Wildcard, look at the HP pools on all 5 of their heroes. They're all low, but none of them die.
Beautifully played there. Taking advantage of some low HP off the Tormentor. And some really nice stuns from Yamson. He goes in there, stuns, gets some damage off, kites a little bit, goes back in. He is just taking the fight to this Medusa. He's making this matchup look easy.
It really is. It's surprising how well it's working with them initiating on Dusa every time.
I mean, the biggest factor here is no butterfly for Jackie, right? If he has extra evasion here, it might make a world of difference.
Sure.
If you miss 2 or 3 hits from this Fen, you live longer, that whole fight can change. But you're a little faster on all your timings, these fights work out for you. I mean, that's Dota.
And another part is, they may have jumped on the Deuce and everything, but they also jumped on the Quap. And the Quap died at the start, right?
Yeah, take
you
Armel
would think jumping on the Deuce, that the tankiest hero, would give a free game for Armel to get a lot of damage out. But since they got on top of him with the Night Stalker, now catching John Well in the top lane, pushing into a tier 2 with a massive creep wave. Triple range creep, a siege wagon, and a Helma Dom creep. I think this tower's just dead.
I mean, they've just taken this game over. They have so many jumps. If you ever pull ahead in this game like this, you're just starting to jump people. You go in those fights, the 5-man ball from Boom is strong, but as you mentioned, you can jump 3 or 4 targets at the same time. You can pull that Pugna out. You can silence 2 or 3 heroes in the middle of the fight. You can jump the Dusa with the Sven. There's no clear target for Boom to focus down, and their focus fire damage is a little lackluster. It's mainly the Queen of Pain, who's just been completely shut down out of that early game.
Yep.
You need BKBs here if you're Boom.
RCY, Little Fearless, Avalanche, but the follow-up from the rest of Wildcard. It's an overwhelming.
ဘက်ကနာကိုတွေ့ရင်ဘက်ကနာကိုဝင်ခုတ်တာ
There's not much that Boom can
သိတော့
do
မကောင်း
about it.
ရှုံးပြီကွာဟိုကောင်
Tim's like he responded well with the Avalanche.
ဒီပွဲလဲ
behind them, but it's
ရှုံးတဲ့အတင်
all
ထွက်မှာ
five heroes.
ဝိုက်ကန်နဲ့
Wildcard
ဘော
are
နဲ့
just playing fast here. Going straight into the Ancient at 23 minutes. That maybe is a little bit too far. RCY, they're still going for it. Yamson follows through with a BKB. Does maybe get that kill, but he's low. And he's going to die. A Sonic Wave. They couldn't get the lasso out in time. Now they're trying to finish up Armel. RCY gets that, but now he's out of mana.
Really?
They're trying to get him over the cliff, and they do manage to do so. They all get out except for Yams. That was so dangerous from Wildcard. I cannot believe they just did that.
I love the idea, though. Like, if you're going to go out on your terms, you know, go out with confidence, aggressiveness, guns blazing.
I guess so.
It kind of worked out.
I mean, I love the idea of going high ground. I did not love the idea of diving.
No, that was
tier 4.
Nation အသင်းတွေကတော့16တက်
from Bignum at the end to bail those heroes TPs
အားလို့တော့
out
မ
so the
ကောင်း
Dusa
ဘူး
couldn't kill them.
တော့16
That was very
Oh,
clutch.
such a-
Otherwise, you pay a massive price on that exchange. But
Yeah.
it kind of worked out, I guess, you know?
It did. It did. No, it certainly did. I think the death on Yamson, honestly, is fine.
Yeah, it's acceptable here. You have, again, you still have to be careful about this, like, Dusa Sven matchup. If it ever gets to a situation where Yamson does die in a fight and the Dusa stands tall, you're going to run into problems. But as long as you keep these other heroes down, you're content with it.
I would trade a little bit.
Nice talk
of
about
on
Dominator
the
in it,
Sven
wow.
to give a
I
little
see
bit of
I
farm
think
to
it's him
the
of
Storm.
Giro,
So you
yeah,
can
yeah.
get the Storm to BKB. You have
Nice talk about
triple
Dominator.
BKB cores. You're untouchable in these fights. The Dusa doesn't do enough physical damage yet to be a threat, and the rest is all magic damage from the side of Boom.
Oh,
So-
yeah, your Tricore scales really well here. Even
Oh,
the
yeah,
Night Stalker,
and I know
I don't mind
Dominator
Warlock,
is somebody
the Night
down.
Stalker this game. You get to Nullifier territory, you're just going to run this Pugna down. There's no counterplay. It's a great Nullifier against Pugna Darkseer.
It is going to go into daytime here, but think any, smoke darkness play, any pickoff leads to Wildcard being capable of doing Roshan.
တာယူတာမသိ
They can honestly probably force it at
What?
night. The only thing is the 5v5 around the pit's a little spooky.
ဟာအဘီဘီ
You almost always rather
အဘီ
get
ဘီ
the
တို့မ
fight
စား
and
သေး
get
ဘူး
an
ဟာဘီဘီတို့
objective
နား
this
နေ
game if you're wild card. I think Boom are probably more comfortable
3 မိနစ်
straight
တူ
up
သေး
forcing an objective into a fight.
Yeah.
But they're behind, and they do not have the confidence to do that right now. And I don't know. this
performance
solo
အသင်
quest
ဂိမ်းသူ
build
တော့
is-
နိုင်လောက်ပါတယ်နော်
It did not pan out this game because normally if you snowball a bit more, the Dusa hits her timings, you're forcing objectives. You don't need the blink because they're going to come to you. But they came to you this game, and they beat your ass. And now you've not had that blink to try and make counterplays around the map, as we saw a couple of ganks failed because of it. Hurts your comeback potential. Makes your Medusa stronger, hurts your comeback potential for the other heroes. It's just more all in around this Medusa, which is the centerpiece of this lineup.
Daedalus plus level 20 soon on Yamson.
Good stuff for him.
I mean, with this facet, I've been feeling this a lot. It's just like, even when you don't have God Strength, you get this Daedalus build with the extra damage you're getting off the facet. It's just like, oof.
It's such a crazy damage power spike. I mean, this has to be the best Daedalus hero in the game, right?
Yeah.
Who is even a better Daedalus carrier? I know there's going to be a bunch of nerds out there that are like, oh, Terrorblade. But no. You're just a dirty Terrorblade spammer and no one likes you. Real men play Sven.
ဂိမ်းထဲမှာ Daedalus နဲ့အလိုက်ဆုံး hero က7နဲ့နောက်တစ်ကောင်ကဘာကောင်လဲတဲ့စဉ်းစားရတယ်ကိုလေနောက်တစ်ကောင်ကဘာကောင်ဖြစ်
Yeah, but
Morphling
that's
ပေါ့
kind of cheating, you know.
Yeah, it's
Tiny.
That's like saying like old, double Daedalus Ember.
Morphling တိုင်နေ
Like, oh, okay, yeah, technically you're right.
Tiny လည်းကျဲတယ် Daedalus
But it doesn't count.
that sound with paired up with Jackie Mouse.
အဲ့ချိုကြီးနဲ့အလိုက်ဆုံးက Mercy ထင်တယ်တဲ့ အာစီနဲ့လိုက်တယ်
Dark Ascension
ဓာတ်စီရလည်းလိုက်
period.
တာ
Get
ပဲ
those smokes going.
Iron
With
Shade
that
ပုတ်တာ
aggressiveness, you
ဓာ
have
တ်စီ
to
ရ
make it
လိုက်တယ်
easier
မာ
and
စီလိုက်တယ်
invincible in the fight. You just got to find some targets to slay.
Wildcard are playing this correct. There's smoke.
လိုက်ကန်လိုက်
and
တယ်
they're wrapping all the way around. They're not trying to shortcut it and run up blind into this high ground area, and they're leading RCY, lead the chase with the
what a
shield drop.
jump.
They got the initiation onto the Pugna, perfect start. And once again, the Static Storm Dusa not able to get off a Stone Gaze. Glimpse back into that one. They're
Doing
still taking
damage.
the damage though. Maybe they can actually fight this out still. Once again, Wildcard are playing for the kite though. They haven't lost anybody yet, and with the clear vision
သူတောင်
of
မြင်
the
နေရ
darkness
တယ်
and the
vision ကြီးနဲ့
disruptive
nice
glimpses,
soccer
it's hard
vision ကြီး
for
နဲ့
Boom to move around. They can't quite
ဝင်သွားပြီ
retreat, and now they're going to be re-initiated on. When they clump a little bit too much, they can double silence. A quick in and out from the Night Stalker and Storm Spirit. They got the Stone Gaze out of Jackie as well. Boom try for the retreat. Big Num looks for the glimpse. It looks like it's just going to be 2 pickoffs. The darkness does expire, and I think maybe
PA
Boom have
PA
limited
ထဲလည်းမ
the
လို့
losses
လေ
enough.
PA critical
Wildcard
ပါပြီးသား
cannot
ဆို
go for the Roshan.
ပါပြီးသား
What an interesting fight. Oh, that felt so good for Boom. Oh, okay, they do get something out of that, maybe.
Turn around pick, nice Ghost Scepter, and up the tree goes vacuum back in though.
Man, is that enough to do Roche here? Pretty tempting.
It almost feels like you have to try.
He's so close to Scotty
He
too.
is.
ဘငါတလည်းမမရသေး
This
ဘူး
game.
ပဲ
I was gonna
wide
say,
gag က
those jumps looked great for Wildcard. They
ဒူ
prevented
ဇာ
the
ကြီး
Stones
အဲ့တန်
from
ဖက်
going
သွား
on
ရင်
for so long. But Boom just
ပြန်
sit
ရှုံး
there.
နိုင်
This
သေးလားမသိ
Deuce
ဘူး
ended up doing way more damage than they expected. No Sven on top of him to
Stone Spirit
chunk
နဲ့
him
ဆို
as fast as earlier with the extra evasion from the butterfly against the
PA
Daedalus.
ရဲ့
It's kind of a nice item interaction for Jackie right now.
PA
If
လည်း
he
တဲ
gets
လဲ
to
တက်
Scotty,
ကျန်
it's going to ruin Yamson even more.
အလိုက်
That was
ဆုံး
a really pivotal fight in this game.
I
If
saw-
Wildcard win that, they get Roche. They might just win the game.
စဖန်တော့ဘယ်သူမှမမီဘူးอ่ะစဖန်က level 6က damage ဆောင်ရမ်းပေါင်း
If
တာ
they
ဆို
get
တော့
one
အဲ့
or
မှာ
two
ဒဲ
more
လက်စနဲ့
items,
သွား
the
လိုက်
lead is not insurmountable at all. We saw how strong the Deuce is as just the centerpiece in an engagement like
တိုင်းနေ
that.
ဆိုလဲသူ့ level 6က damage ပေါင်းပြီးတော့ဒဲလက်စနဲ့သွားလိုက်
have to force the Roshan.
offlane ကကြတော့ agility
This is
လှည့်ပြီး
on
damage ပေါင်းတဲ့
and it's
အတွက်
not nighttime.
ဒဲ
You
လက်
look
နဲ့
on
လို
the
က်
nighttime, you know Wildcard's going to be taken.
I don't think you can give this up if you're Wildcard. I think you can't fight it, but you could at least go for a steal. Not even going to do that. It's just gone. That feels real bad. I mean, this is a Scotty, Butterfly, Medusa, no counter, picking up an Aegis.
Yeah, you might have a 14,000 net worth lead, but the draft favors Boom as this goes late, at least for the Dusa versus Sven matchup.
Yeah, the Deuce is just so good in this game. You can't touch him right now. You have a 14 game lead, but you cannot touch him. You can still take fights. As we saw, they had very good idea about fighting around the Medusa, just killing everybody else.
Yes, and I think this is where Wildcard need to change their game plan for fights. Obviously, an Aegis on Dusa, you really don't want to initiate on him, but I think for the rest of this game, even when he doesn't have the extra life, you kind of got to start just jumping other heroes.
Yes,
and
100%. This
kill
is a game.
everybody else first.
I don't think you really want to try and all in him anymore. We saw it happen early, but it's just not going to be the case. Maybe you get like Bloodthorn or something on Sven, it changes, but for right now, you have a lot of jump. You have a lot of capability to jump the backline. Nullifier on the Night Stalker will help a lot. I think it's one of the big pieces they're waiting for. Very close to it.
It means they can jump a hero that is not the Pugna and still guarantee the kill.
As long as they don't have BKB, yes. And predominantly, you're looking at jabs right there. Take this Darkseer out of the equation. You take the auras out of the fight. It becomes a lot easier. A little harpoon build up for Yamson. Try and stick on some targets a bit more. You get that Shiva's on the Storm would also be a big damage jam. Shiva's plus the Parasma. Suddenly you're just bursting heroes down incredibly quick.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing we haven't talked.
Game 2
Right? Like the Shaman only had purpose that game because the puck was picked really early. I feel like the
Gage
puck
ကိုရိုက်ပြ
was picked
Gage
without
IO
really
ကြီးရ
seeing
ပြီ
much
ရှုံး
of
သွားတာ
anything.
ပဲ
Yeah.
เนาะဒီ
And it also had an
Game one.
incredible game. So when some heroes are
ဟိုကောင်လေး
picked
IO
and
မ
they
ဘန်း
have a
ဘူး
lot of
Gage ကိုမ
impact,
ခန့်တာ
you kind of have to
ထပ်
look
ပစ်
at why did they
ဒီ
have
တစ်ခါ
the
Let's
impact,
Shred
and
တို့
this
Stone
is a
Spirit
good
တို့
game
နဲ့
for
တွဲ
it, right?
အဲ့ဒါ
So,
အဆင်ပြေ
I don't know if you overreact just because one hero had a good game.
Let's
Maybe
Shred
they did,
Stone
maybe they
Spirit
didn't with the TA. We'll have to see. But I think this Pugna was a big problem in this game, and I think taking it away from Navi is a good answer already.
I think this is a good start. I think GH plays it well. Probably Omar can play too, but I'll probably end up being on a position 5.
Yeah, and he probably won't pick IO now because he has.
I do agree that if you go for a hero like Io, it's a very much a game plan hero. and they didn't have an IO draft, in my opinion, and I think it ended up showing that as well. And Pugna is a very simple hero because he can fit in so many different ways. And as for Templar Assassin, I do think it's a good ban. Your first pick, you have extra bans. TA is clearly, it's another.
အော်ဒီတစ်ခေါက်
hero
ပက္ကနာ
that
ပြန်
is
ယူ
a
ပြီ
structured
အဲ
hero where
လေ
you have to play a
စာ
certain
တက်သွား
way
ပြီစာ
where,
တက်သွားပြီ
you know, it felt
ပက္က
very
နာ
hard
မ
for
ဘန်းဘူးဆိုတာ
NGX
သူတို့
to
ယူ
play that
ဖို့
last game. So I like it. We'll see what Navi wants to
ပက္က
go
နာ
with
ပြန်
as a
ယူထားတယ်
response.
အော် silent သာပေးလိုက်ရပြီ
It's like a soft response to
oh.
Pugna. Of course, like you stop him in the fight with your global, stop him from healing, but it's not a straight
ပ
up
က္ကနာ
response.
တွေး
You know,
ထိုင်
it's
ဖြည့်
like
လို့
just
မရ
a,
တော့
eh,
ဘူး
it's
ဘတ်
okay.
တယ်မှာ
Then what
ဘတ်တယ်
other
မှာ
benefits
ရှော့ပါဇက်
does
ပိတ်ဆန်းလို့
really
သွားပြီ
improve
နော်
if it's not that direct? Okay, we're targeting.
အဲ့လို
cameras.
စုမေး sound switch တွေပါတယ်လည်းထုတ်လို့မရတော့ဘူး
I have not been impressed with this hero so far.
So you have nothing positive
ဆိုင်လန်သာကြီးကြံခဲ့တယ် why အန်နာ
Like
အန်နာကြီး
Mars
ဘာ
It
လို့ပန်း
has
တာ
a 53% win rate, just not on the games
ဆိုင်
I've
လန်
been
သာ
watching.
ဘန်းတင်တယ်နော်
Probably 0% of the games you're watching.
ဟုတ်လားလားအဲ့ hero ကတကယ်ကန်ဆာမနေ့
I
က
don't have like a good
သူတို့
read
ရှုံး
on
သွားတာ
the
အဲ့ဆိုင်လန်သာ
winning of this hero
global
this
နှစ်
match.
ခေါက် online လုပ်တယ်
Obviously,
ပါတယ်လေ
everyone talks about the global,
သူမေး
but I
sound
think
switch
this
ကြီးအဲ့မှာ
hero
တစ်
to
တွေ
be
လဲ
good,
ပြီးရှုံး
it
သွား
must have some benefit in the laning stage to
why
allow
ဆိုင်လန်သာ
the
ပေး
carries
လိုက်ပြီး
to
တော့သူတို့ဘာ
have a better
flow နဲ့
win
ဆော့
stage.
ဖို့တော့
I don't know if you
DK
play so much fly to
DK
chime
carry
in on what else does silencer do
ဇက်
other
ပိတ်တာကို
than
မကြောက်တဲ့ carry တွေနဲ့ဆော့
He
မစ်
can
က
get a
လည်း
good
ဟိုလိုမျိုး
lane if he has a position
Eh,
forward,
bah,
he
ရှိ
can
တယ်
trade with glaives effectively.
Shake-a,
And he doesn't
shake-a
really see
ဘန်းကန်
one
တာ
now, so NGX has
global
the
မကြောက်တဲ့
option of
mid
just
hero
picking
ကခက်
something
ရှား
that
ရှား
destroys
ရယ်
Silencer. So I think
သူ
now
မာ
the
တဲ့ကောင်တွေပဲ
Silencer's
ရှိမယ်
condition to be useful is having a lot of jump to deal with the Pugna, because what ends up happening in some of these games is because Pugna is actually not that easy to kill some games, he can buy items that help him survive, whether it's Glimmer, even I would even consider Greaves if you have a free game against Silencer, just to dispel. You need a way to kill this hero with the silence. So something like Storm, in addition,
Silence
you
are
probably
in
need two
2
jumps,
CB,
realistically,
ဟုတ်တယ်
but
အဲ့လို
something
ဖြစ်
like
နေတာ
Storm plus a Lycan would be able to
အဲ့ဒါအင်းနဲ့
isolate
ဆို
the
တော့
Pugna
2
and
စီး
take him
သွား
out.
ပြီလား
So
နောက် hero တွေ
I
ကြည့်
think the
ကြည့်လိုက်ပါ
Silencer
အောင်မယ်
has
Lycan တို့ဘာလို့
something
ကြံသေးတယ် Silent သာကိုနိုင်တဲ့ off lane တွေNigma Lycan လည်းပစ်တတ်တယ်Lycan DK အကွက်ဆိုရင် Silent သာ flow ကိုနိုင်တယ်
Coming out from Nigma Galaxy.
အဲ့လိုလုံမ
Not
လား
sure just
ကြောင်
how
ကြီး
much they were going to react
ကြောင်
to
ကြီးမှာ
what
plan
they're
တော့ရှိ
getting
မှာပါ
one brought, and it feels like, yeah, a lot, right? So the Shaman now also taken out the Primal. I know that they had it. So
အာ
they're
Lycan
gonna
ဘန်းသွား
want
ပြီ
something
ဟိုဘက်က
that
ငါ
they
ပြောကြားသွား
rate
လားမသိ
quite highly. They don't want to pick it up themselves. They got to take it out of the pool. The Lycan
Holy
coming,
shit.
coming out from Navi. and
Lycan
it
ဘ
does
န်းပြီး
mean that
Mars
Mars
ပစ်သွား
is
တယ်အေး
back
အောင်
in
အေး
there.
ရင်းနဲ့ချက်ထဲရောက်ပြီ
Number one, but yeah, so Mars and Pool.
DK
Navi
တကောင်
can
နဲ့
snag it for themselves.
DK တကောင်နဲ့ဆိုရင်
They're definitely thinking about the new
ဘလို့က
hero
တိတ်မ
pool
ပေါ်
again.
ဘူး Lycan နဲ့တွဲမှရ
Because
မှာ
I'm not sure how much Mars PMA played. I guess he played it a little bit, but again, all the offers are banned. Beast is banned, Lycan's banned, the Undying is banned, Primal's out, and now they take the Mars, which is a pretty decent hero against Pugna. You can usually jump, and it's such a big AoE you can catch him. And I guess
Marcy
one hero I
လာပြီ
forgot to
Marcy
mention is
carry ပေါ့
Marcy
ဒါမှမဟုတ် IO နဲ့
was
တွဲ
all
မလား
along
IO နဲ့တွဲလို့မ
and
ကောင်း global
Marcy
ရှိရင်
is
IO ကပုတ်တယ်
pretty good. And the
Marcy
Marcy
ကိုရိုးရိုး
Marcy did.
dominator နဲ့ဆော့ သူကဆိုတွဲဖို့
She hasn't really
dominator နဲ့ပဲ
jumped
တွဲ
out
လိုက်
to
တော့
me, like,
IO အစား
Sometimes I don't notice she's not banned. She's not
disable
good enough for
disable
me
တ
to be
ကောင်
like,
ကော
wow, Marcy just
Can't believe that
destroys
got-
every game, right? It's
ဘိန်းရှိမယ်နော်ဘိန်းနဲ့
in
မ
the
ကောင်း
game 16 as well.
အဲဒါကြီးပေးလိုက်ရတော့
it's solid,
disruptor
it plays
ရော
quick.
disruptor
Could that be a noob hero?
I was gonna say, is it better on a core role or a
Disruptor
support role, or
ရှိမယ်
is it very team dependent? And this hero is
လုံးသ
I
ရု
like the more
The
versatile.
flavor of this.
Oh
hero right
yeah
now
yeah
is
လုံးသရု
core.
ကြံ
Feels
သေး
like
တယ်
they're going for the helmet
မေ့နေရ
dominator
ကြ
build. I think no matter.
ဒါပေမဲ့လုံးသရုက
where
အဲ့တော့သူ
they're playing,
shaker
they're
တို့ဘာလို့နဲ့
It's a
တွဲ
flex
ပြီး
hero.
ပစ်တာအခု
Yeah,
shaker တွေ
and
ဘာ
we
တွေ
can
ဘန်း
see
ခံ
the
ရ
gold
တော့
records right now for the routine international. So for
ပြင်
carry,
ပြပါမယ်
slightly more games played, slightly more
သူစ
positive.
ကာ
That is
okay
a
G8 စကာ
disgusting combo. I played against this once before. If they lane together,
G8 စကာကောင်းသွားပြီအဲ့ဒါဆိုရင်တော့
Marcy
ဖန်လို့ပြု
and
လို့ကောင်း
Toss
မယ်
just- you can't move. It's just so much damage. If you use like the tag team with the bodyguard or whatever, it's just like hit after hit after hit with the tag team. You need a hero that can just get away from this.
This is if it's off lane, right? Because carries usually go the.
If this is their offlane duo, I'm just saying it's very cheap.
ဘက်ကဘိန်းကထက်ယူသွားပြီဟေး
Easily knock
သူတို့ပြီး
me.
သူ
Marcy
တို့
could
ကြီးပဲ
just carry, Toss
ဘလို့
could
ပဲ
just
အုပ်မယ်
go.
ဘိန်းကိုက်မယ်ပေါ့
Navi has a really low damage lineup right now. Like their laning's pretty nice, but you have no combo with your arena right now. Like Monkey's banned right now. They didn't pick something like a Snapfire. You have two supports who don't really do any damage for your smoke ganks. So I really want to see them cover that now.
I agree. I think, well, first of all, if I'm Silencer, I'm scared for my life right now. Like, you get caught out, you're just dead. But they definitely needed here like SF. I think SF is a good, it was a good pick. Because like you mentioned, they have no follow-up in Arena. Now they have their
တောင်ရဲ့ idea လေးတွေပါရှိသေးတယ်
SF
ဘလိုပဲနဲ့ Shadow Fiend နဲ့သူတို့ပြီးလောက်သွားတော့မှာ
to
နော်
make up for these two supports. But yeah, they're kind of, when I picture the game, you want to be able to sometimes kill heroes with
BKB
just
တွေရ
a
ရ
pairing of
င်
two.
BKB တွေရ
But
ရင်
now
တော့
it's
ဆို
almost
BKB hero တွေထည့်
traditional
ကွာ
to have the Mars and the SF together
RC
until we
BKB
see the last
ပြီးတော့
hero, as opposed to having
မစ်ကိုလည်းအဲ့လို
the Mars
BKB
plus
အစိုးရထည့်မဲ့ကောင်
some
မျိုးမှာ
hero
ကွန်
that
ကာ
just can deal
အိုး
enough
လုံးသလို
damage.
လာပြီအိုးလုံးသလိုလာပြီ
Marcy Lone Druid.
RC လုံးသလို
I mean,
That's Ghost.
I mean, I'm a big Lone Druid fan.
Really?
အဲ Marcy အဲ့ဆို offlane ဖြစ်ပြီပေါ့
I know.
Oh, okay.
There was a
It's
little bit
just-
of
I don't-
sarcasm in that one.
They've played it before.
They have.
Yes,
And they won with it.
It's
did
like
win with it.
one of the most
Yep.
memorable games of this Road to TI.
I don't know. There's so many memorable games.
I know, but like everyone was talking about that.
I mean,
first game.
this hero's like has been and probably always will be for the longest time
Yeah.
the biggest Mars counter. Like, you can't spear the bear backwards, and I do not know why, but you just cannot. So
This is unfair.
Dota
Yeah.
said so.
Dota did say so. So it's very difficult to play this matchup as a Mars if the bear does get very farmed. The downsides of Lone Druid though are his scale is very questionable at best. Like the later the game goes, you have like these weird timings where once it's late enough, you can no longer man fight if you're behind because the bear can just die easily. So then you have to go into like rat mode, and the game just becomes this weird like buying, you know, Aghanims on your bear and buying the Shadow Blades and just ratting. I'm pretty sure that's how they won the game. They did play this actually.
They did,
So
yeah.
this is a hero that turns into a very strong laner, but has this weird mid game where he probably can't fight anymore or gets bursted, and then just goes full rat mode, which, you know, for NGX that could be good. But it's a little off-putting for a lot of teams to want to play that playstyle. That's why we don't see a lot of this Lone Druid.
How does Lone Druid play early into Bane between like Nightmare and Enfeeble?
I mean, you get the shard and you don't really care.
You get the shot.
လုံးလို့ပဲလဲစေးမမီဘူးနော်
This
တဲ့
hero also hard counters.
ဒါပြီးတော့ကျန်းတယ်
Yeah.
ကျန်းတာကျန်းတယ်
They have two supports actually.
အဲ
that
လုံး
just
လုံးနဲ့
hit
ဆို
some-
သူတို့ကစားပေါက်ကနည်းနည်း
I like this a lot because I think
confident
they have
လေး
a
များ
clear
ဖြစ်
idea
သွား
of
မ
what
လား
they're
ပေါ့
doing. Last game I
ဘလို့
didn't
အပြာကြောင်း
feel
နဲ့
like
red
the
တဲ့
draft
ကွာ
made
လေ
sense together, but now there is a plan here. They're gonna buff up this Lone Druid. They have Pugna and Lone Druid who can push towers early because they see these two supports who don't do that much by themselves. So the early game is very exploitable on the side of Navi, and I think NGX is trying to take advantage of that. They just have to be able to finish the game if they do get into that position, right? Like they're a throwy team, let's be real, and Lone Druid can be a throwy hero. So I want to see something from the mid lane that can kind of make up in case something goes wrong, like a little scaling hero. I'm trying to think though, because you are laning against Shadow Fiend, it's not that easy to choose a hero. Maybe Sniper, but it's kind of bad against Mars.
Invoker
Okay, Invoker.
To
So
me,
it does fit
Invoker,
what I
what?
was saying. It's just more buffs for the bear.
Okay,
With
can
Alacrity. So they're going full out on the bear. The
Uh,
hero that can lane against
what
the Shadow
what
Fiend, maybe
will
he'll build a
electricity တင်
dominator
ပေး
build
တာ
as
ပါ
well,
ညာလဲ
can
တာဝါ
amp
ချွ
up
င်
the
share
game.
ပဲ
But overall, I think NGX has a good idea of what they're doing.
ဟုတ်
and
ပါရ
that's
မိုက်တယ်
what
ပစ်
I'm
ကတော့
happy to
မိုက်
see.
တယ်
I
နေက
think
မှာ
this
ပစ်
is
ကတော့
like
မိုက်သွားပြီ
perfect
Hey,
game
now some
for
bit liya,
my
mate.
two favorite heroes. I think Weaver carry
ဆော့နိုင်မ
will
လား
also
ပေါ့
be really good
ဂ
here.
လိုပဲ
I'm
ဆိုင်းတဲ့
just
အောက်မှာ
concerned
ဆော့နိုင်မ
for
လား BKB ကြီးပြီးစပယ်
the
တော့
safe lane of Navi
ပြီး
right now,
လိုတက်ဆော့တွေ
because
ပါ
it is
ထည့်
going
ပြီး
to be Tusk Marcy.
တက်စကားလည်း
I think
လူ
you need
တက်
to
ကို
play
ထည့်
hero
မယ်
that
ဆိုတာ
has
ဒီ
some
ကောင်
type
တ
of
ကားရင်တော့
get out of trouble button, whether it's Sakuchi or
အလုံးမ
Wolflane
လဲပေါ့
Waveform
လုံးမလဲ
or anything that can just disengage quickly, because the amount of damage they can output is more than any hero has health for. So, I mean, Faceless Void could work too. They definitely need something that, yeah, can just sit there, and if you decide to commit an Ice Shard or a Rebound, you can just get out very easily.
I'm thinking Morphling, but it's just so greedy, and I think they're going to get run over.
That,
အမြင်အောင်ကြပြီအဲ့
not
ဟီရို
sold on that one.
Or do they go the route of just standing there and trying to out damage?
They
them
will
instead?
die.
Okay. I tried. I tried to defend the gyro, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Really tried.
I mean, the way you play this lane, which could work, is you just continuously flak spam with Arcane Curse, and you have to get them. They have to stay low enough to the point where they can't commit. But if they ever push the lane out, which Gyro loves to do, by the way, and you're in a position where you get disposed and rebounded with tag team, Silencer's not going to save Gyro. He's going to die, so a little afraid for that lane.
Okay. You're afraid of the lane. What about in that mid game, right? Because you already talked about Lone Druid is that sort of funky hero that in the mid game you could potentially lose that momentum. Do you see
I think NGX is going to snowball this game.
Yeah, okay. You're like, it's not even going to get to that point. We don't have to worry about it, right?
Yeah, it looks snowbally, and on top of that, if it does go late game, I don't know how they're going to deal with this Lone Druid ag split push, whatever the hell, like...
So game 3 is what we're looking at.
It looks like Navi want to be together, and then you're just going to have to deal with that. Yeah, game 3.
Okay, all right.
NGX all the way. I think this is a good strategy, and I really want to see them go to game 3.
Okay. Is it also going to be in that, because you said, yeah, we want to see a game 3, but we kind of want to see Nigma Galaxy bounce back. You kind of want to see a stump of a game, and you really don't see any way that Navi can come out of these lanes a little bit ahead, or at least even?
There's definitely a shot. I think Gyrocopter was a better idea than some Morphling, at least a hero that can fight back. I think he's gonna suffer a little bit, but it gives him a better shot. But yeah.
Okay, all right. So no one's really putting their faith out there for Navi right now. That's not to say it's impossible for them. We're just saying it's definitely going to be a big struggle for them. On the side of Nigma Galaxy, though, this is what they've needed. They set themselves up for a very good game at number 2. So I don't want to waste your time anymore. I want to get on into it. And I want to get on to our casters, Synderen and Sunsfan.
Hi, welcome to game 2, NGX versus Navi. Is this going 3? The panel seems to think so.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I would favor Nigma Galaxy in this game. Again, the issue with this just is, and we want to see Nigma Galaxy overcome their demons to make consistent wins out of good situations. Because I agree, I think this is a game that Nigma Galaxy are supposed to get ahead in, just on paper. I think they have very good lanes. I think they have very good acceleration in their lineup.
Stop looking at me.
You just need to, okay, well, we'll look at the game instead, as you wish.
Thank you.
You really need to... You need to keep your wits about you as well, because if you mess up a little bit here on Nigma Galaxy's side, there is a ton of teamfight potential on Navi. You've got Arena with Shadow Fiend and Gyro doing massive AoE damage. You've got Global Silence, but all of those big cooldowns don't really matter if you never get to structure that type of fight, and that's what Nigma Galaxy could potentially avoid. Now, what I was thinking Navi might do is to swap their support lanes so that they put the Bane against Tusk Marcy, because Sleepwalking is actually very, very good against Tusk, since then one of them has to stop hitting all the time. Like, either you're breaking the tag team away, or rather the Nightmare away from one, but then the other guy can't hit, and then you don't die on Gyro. If you're putting Silencer 5, or playing in the safe lane, you are susceptible to what the panel is talking about being run over. However, the downside, if you do lane swap, Silencer is really bad against Lone Druid safe lane. So you kind of have to pick your poison here. And
Come on, Navi.
Silencer's just bad.
I'm kind of leaning to sacrifice your Silencer there and make sure Gyro gets off to a good start, and then maybe on level 3 you can swap them around. But probably just going to stick to their guns. Well, this could be a nice
in
little...
a lot of trouble. Sunstrike hits, but Omar gets the last hit.
Sign of things to come here.
Good start for NGX. Desperately needed, because this is now an elimination game for them, not just series. Whereas Navi have a little bit of extra wiggle room.
Falk was pointing out to me in the green room, we were talking about this Marcy pick, and he said that Noob is the only core Marcy who picks Pick Me Up instead of Fleeting Fury. And guess what? He did it again. So
yeah, I like it.
Everybody runs Fleeting Fury basically, because when you get your ulti unlocked, every time you rebound, you get 3 additional attacks on Unleash, and you get 3 more seconds.
What?
And of course, if you use rebound without having Unleash activated, you just get those 3 quick attacks. Rebound?
Fury
It's a creepy.
If you could rebound the Baron, that's kind of sick, actually.
We'll see.
Really?
I mean, that would be the main reason for getting it this game, it feels like.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Let's speak about the Bear.
Yep.
It was played earlier in this tournament to much fanfare. It was a crazy game.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on the Lone Druid?
Like Fear pointed out, this lane matchup's very good. So he should be doing well against the Mars, and Pugna against Bane is also fine, so should be okay. Overall, he should be off to a good start. Generally, what I'm looking at with Lone Druid is 3 things. First of all, do you have a lineup that can take advantage of pushing towers? This game, absolutely. You have Alacrity and you have Pugna, so you're going to push fast. Second thing is, do you have good lane? Third thing is, do you have the juice?
No
not
juice this time.
No
I
juice.
think all the juice is on the NGX side. 2 kills already.
No juice this
And
time.
finally, to round out my trifecta of low endroid things to look out for, if you do go late, do you have
အေဟိုကလည်း
enemy
ရုံ
heroes
အောင်
that
ဘီ
deal
စီယန်လည်းမ
well
ဟုတ်
with
ဝိုင်းက
killing
ပြန်ရှုံးနေတယ်တဲ့
Gyro is not very good at it because he's
why
a spread
Pilai
damage
la?
carry. He doesn't have heavy single target
Yeah,
focus.
when it was pick ban, I mean, I figured that this would be a Shadow Fiend mid and he'd go for the caster build, but
Yeah.
old school Shadow Fiend right click is actually good against the bear,
Yeah.
at least historically.
Yep.
But I doubt they go for that. Do you think they pivot maybe?
No, definitely.
As again, got the
Yes.
juice stuck inside the shards, gets
ဟုတ်
some
တယ်
shot
အောင်လန်း
in,
လုံးနေ
and
ပြီ
Noob
တက်
takes
စ
him
ကာ
out.
မာစီဟလား
Oh boy,
This
that
it is
is
early, but this is potential for snowballing, no pun intended, out of control in NGX's favor.
I mean, that's dying twice in lane before minute 3 is just not a thing at this level of care. But the problem is the lane is just borderline impossible, right? That's why I wanted to see the Bane bot instead of the silencer, because at least you get counterplay.
အင်ဗိုက
If you get
မား
another
အရီနာ
rebound,
နဲ့
you're just dead.
global
Like, what is
silence ကို
silencer
ကြောက်တယ်
supposed to do? He can
အင်
look
ဗိုက
at
ဆို
you,
တဲ့ဟီးရိုးကအဲ့တစ်ပေါက်
like,
ရှိ
cheer
တယ်
for you a little bit.
I mean, he does have a fearsome face. Another Ice Shards play. And the tag team, another kill for NGX, dominating in this bot lane.
လိန်နေနေရတော့မှအုပ်နေပြီလိန်နေအုပ်နေပြီ
Zayas now getting chased
Oh,
by
yeah.
the bear. Blood grenade applied. Sunstrike not going to hit this time. Pops the fairy fire, but I do believe he's dead. Root
Yeah.
activates just to add
He don't fight.
insult to injury.
I'll say this. If you're also getting stomped top with Bane there, well, you're not getting stomped. Mars has decent CS, so you are getting that out of it, but it's hard to make a case for this being the correct laning if Bane is also struggling, right? Like, at the very least, you have to... I think a lot of Navi's best games have been off of Got the Juice getting a really, really strong start, but look what he has to do now. Level 2 jungling.
Ugh.
When is the last time you've seen this?
level 2 jungle
Well, depends on if you include pubs.
Level 2 in Turbo is basically 4 slots, so then you can already jungle, of course.
Man, that is as rough of a start as we've seen in our cast so far.
And you can't set anyone down here either. The
No.
support can't lane. He's just going to get... Riddy's just going to try, but he can just get dove in the tower. Zayas, close call, yeah.
Mid lane is the one shining spot for Navi.
Yep.
As Nigma has had
ဟိုမှာလှုပ်တယ်လိန်နေနေအကုန်ပတ်ပြီးတော့ဝိုက်နေတာတက်စကာ
I mean, this is the thing. When you dominate a lane, you can just roam around and equalize the other lanes.
They need
So
to go
mid
tiny
lane,
bunny,
Sumail's gonna
Navi,
be
yeah.
super happy despite having pretty big disadvantage in the CS. Now back to base to get mana to be able to farm.
Not to get ahead of ourselves, but this is a game that is hypothetically just a checkmate in 15 minutes. It is possible that it gets to that stage because, as you said, bottom is unplayable. If Tusk starts running mid and killing for Invoker like this and Sumail also gets ahead, you win there. Lone Druid is going to free farm now, so he's winning too. And your playmaking potential on Navi comes from levels that you don't have. So when we reach level minute 7 and it's time for Wisdoms, honestly, I think Nigma Galaxy could get both Wisdoms too. And if they do that, you're just really stuck with these two supports. Bane and Silencer without levels, they're not making moves.
Yeah.
You're mid SF, he's not making moves because he's SF. So I have to say, the current state of affairs, Navi are in major, major trouble minute 5. Maybe the most one-sided early game of the tournament.
This is really hard to watch. Got the juice, just trying to stay in XP range as the safe lane carry. And that means Noob can just have free reign. All the denies, all the last hits. Huge level advantage now.
He's watching Riddy's try to last hit. That's Gyro carry.
There's the
baby.
dispose as GH coming in as well.
Sunstrike တော့ရောင်းကောတဲ့ juice ပါထက် juice ခံရပြီဟေး
Still up as got
ဘိန်းမှာထပ်ပြီးတော့
dies
parcel
again.
ထပ်ပါအောင်မယ်ထင်တယ်
How
fortify
dare
လိုက်
he
ပြီ
enter the lane.
Eh.
Zayas
Oh,
looks to
man.
be next on the list. And the nightmare you're talking about does
လုံ
delay
ရဲတော့
things a bit.
လုံရဲတော့လှုပ်တယ်လှုပ်တယ်
Rebound into
ဒီဝါ
another death for Navi.
channel feed ပေါ်တက်ဆင်းလာမမီတော့
Very long
ဘူး channel
TP
feed
for
မဟုတ်ဘူး
Reddy's.
sign နေတာကြီး
You know what, Shannon? We've cast a decent
9-0
amount of games
ပဲ
against
ဖြစ်ပါ
TI
တယ်
already now, or this road to TI, I should
နော်
say.
လုံးသူလုံးသူ
We've not had a total stomp.
ဟော
We're due for one.
motivation ဖြစ်သွားတယ်ဆိုတာကို
This
ထ
is
င်
the
တဲ့အတိုင်း
one-
ပဲ
there hasn't
လုံးသူ
been
ပစ်လိုက်တဲ့အချိန်မှာဒီကောင်
absolute
လေး
beatdown in any of our games, but
Oh.
this is the makings of
motivate ဖြစ်ပြီးတော့
stat
Soft
farming
quality,
here.
yeah.
If
Look,
you
ဖြစ်
have
မလား
Nigma
မသိဘူး
Galaxy
လို့
in
ကို
your
ပြောလိုက်
fantasy
သေးတယ်
roster, you want this game to go on
နော်
forever.
ထင်တဲ့အတိုင်းပဲအသေးလုံးနေရ
Printing points.
I don't think that's going to happen.
comfortable comfortable
If there is a team that could make this go on for longer than
They
it
game
needed
boost round
to,
them a
it
lot.
could be them, just
That's
based on the
true.
track record so far.
Eh.
But yeah, this one. let's put it this way: if this game
Item
also
to
ends up
do
being a
nyam
ball
nyam
drop for Nigma, then it was just not meant to be.
အဲ့လောက်ဒီဟိုပူတာရလို့ပြောလို့မရဘူး item အမြ9កောင်လုံး item တွေမြနေမယ်
Some shrine.
ဟို big game ဆိုရင်တာတယ်ပြောလို့မရဘူး
And yeah, we have the TP.
သူတင်ကိုတင်ပဲသူတင်ကိုတင်ကျုံးရမှာဒီဘက်မှာလည်း global နှစ်ခေါက်တွေ arena နှစ်ခေါက်တွေရှိတယ်အဲ့ဒါ late game ကြရင်
Will be able to secure it. Question is, what will it cost them? PMA? Okay, they're not going to go any further. So successful maneuver for Navi. The first thing that has gone their way the entire game. Of course, it's going to cost them a tier 1 and all likelihood.
ဒီဝဲရှောင်းရင်ပြုတ်ပါပြီဟုတ်ပါတယ်ဒီ series ရှုံးရင်ရှုံးတဲ့အတင်းကပြုတ်ပြီးပဲ
It's
ဖြစ်
really
ပါ
hard for Invoker to get over there. So SF will TP and protect it.
Nice raises from Niku. GH extremely low. Will pop the stick. Good shard.
Oh.
And actually a dodge. Unintended for the raise there, but Omar. I was going to say he's left alone, but he's able to snowball the safety.
Yeah, you
and
can't
now
pick up the bear.
Indeed. That is a good combo.
That is cool. That's the kind of secret sauce you want to bring out in your elimination game.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for them that they might have already won the game before they showed it. Because Got the Juice can barely get through this centaur.
All right, mid tower's gone as well. Some mail.
Centaur, do it.
Ooh.
It's gonna be really close, but Got the Juice just lives with 20 HP. Back to base you go. The juice has been squeezed.
Not too bad. He is staying ahead of the enemy position 4 by 300 gold here.
The juice have been squeezed.
If you're new to watching Dota, that is very sarcastic and not good.
/S.
Yep.
Just say that.
/S indeed. Yep, that's... Do you know anyone in... do you have any friends in real life that say /S?
No.
Do you have anyone who spouts Twitch memes instead of saying full words?
Yeah, you.
That's incorrect.
Noob.
That's Kezu.
Yeah, that's true. He's got a lot of brain rot.
Yeah,
as do
don't
most
have
of
to
us.
tell me that. That's true. He is. I'm not sure he's a lost cause, but maybe we can still bring him back. But he is on his way to the abyss, not the SVG abyss, of course.
Yes, of course, a different one entirely. Zayats found
hello.
out. Meatball surprise
Hello,
for
bye bye. Yo,
PMA shows up.
arena.
First arena of the game.
နောက်ကြအေးဆိုးခွဲပြီခွန်ဒါဒါမေကတိတ်တော့
They get their first kill of the game.
ဝေးတော့တိတ်မဝင်ဘူး
Niku
ဒါ
is
မေ
going to
က
get chased down by Omar instead with a solo tag team, and the Sunstrike not going to hit.
Move speed in the river.
And Niku is fine.
Wait, was that actually? Yeah, it was.
Well,
oh, he had Cobalt Cup too. Sumail not accounting for the way the river flows.
All right, well, Got the Juice finally given a little bit of space to farm. And this Diffusal Blade, when it's picked up on the bear, gonna be pretty dirty to just chase down anybody.
Yep. Hey, he's level 6.
Oh, that's another moment. I already said that. 2 to 1. We're still counting.
N0 now 7k လိဒီလိုပွဲမျိုးတော့ပြန်မရှုံးတော့ဘူးထင်တာပဲဟမ်
I think you're 2 to 1.
ဘယ်လိုသဘောရလဲပြိသက်ကြီးအရောက်တရားရဲ့အဖြစ်လုပ်ပါ
Score.
မနေ့က
That's right. PMA.
ဘာကနလန်းရပြီးနဝတွေစောင်းရမ်းတာနေတဲ့ပွဲတော်မှာ17စကိုပြန်ရှုံးအောင်ဆော့သွားတဲ့အသင်းဆိုတော့လေဘာမှမပြောရဲဘူးဖြစ်
Okay, they don't have the damage.
And
Based
inevitable.
on how this game was going, that's the most surprising thing to happen. Uh-oh.
ဘာကောင်းကြောင်းမှမပြောပဲထိုင်ကြည့်မှာပဲအေးစပီးရတော့မယ်ခွတ်
In a very precarious
Oh la
spot.
la,
That is a big
sabi,
kill
hey.
for Navi.
တကောင်ဆပါပြီဟဲ့
Sunstrike.
Sunstrike
Oh, not enough.
တွေးလေးစေ
Nice clean hit though from Sumail, but needed one more point in the exort for that one.
accuracy
Look at Sumail's helmet bomb
44.4%
creep. Literally a
ကို
lane
ခုမှ
creep.
4ခုထိတယ်
Really strong.
ကိုခုကျန်းတယ်
Is that a flag bearer? Looks like it.
Yep.
And now the tier 2 pressure already at 11 minutes. And Ghost with that bear at his disposal. Nobody wants a piece of this, it seems. Well, Got the Juice is hovering
7
nearby.
မိနစ်ကို second tower ကိုချိုးနေတာ
Doesn't have homing missiles, so the chase
ဒီဘက်က
potential is
ဘာမှ
gonna be
ready
hard,
မဖြစ်
especially
သေး
without
ဘူး
a blink on PMA yet.
အစီပဲ
And there is the diffusal for the bear.
တောင်ကတွေးတော်ကိုင်းသွားပြီ second tower ကြီးအစိုးရရှိသည်
Looks like Sumail has upgraded the lane creep to a tomato.
This already kind of feels like a desperation smoke, but they have nothing to make plays with. Bane is level 5, and Mars doesn't have blink, so it's really difficult to even find an angle. They will try to walk in for an arena, it looks like. And might just...
မိဝါကလိုပဲနဲ့
Global
Oh
silence to follow with the Requiem as well. 2 big kills for Navi.
Okay.
Okay
That worked.
Well executed.
Okay
Didn't get the snowball in time.
ဖြည်းဖြည်း
Showing some signs
On
of life,
Omar,
perhaps.
and that's big.
တစ်ခုခုတော့တစ်ခုခုပဲနော်
Ghost, though, still left alone. Call down.
ကလိုပဲပိတ်လိုက်တော့ snowball နဲ့ကယ်လို့မရတော့ဘူးအမှပါဇက်ကြီးအားပြီးတော့ arena ထဲမှာရက်ကန်နှစ်ကောင်လုံးရှော့သွားတယ် Requiem ခွဲလိုက်တော့နှစ်ကောင်လုံးကနိုင်ရန်တွေကိုပြေးတိုက်နေကွာကွာကွာကွာဆို damage တွေကဝင်ချက်ဆို
Prevents the counterplay.
ဖြည်းဖြည်းဖြည်းဖြည်းချင်းနော်ဖြည်းဖြည်းဖြည်းဖြည်းချင်း
The remaining heroes. Now that was their big play though. Those are the big ults, so now it's going to come at a cost.
Got the juice. No more mana with that defusal being shown from Ghost. Gets the root, but not enough to actually finish the job. But they will be able to finish the tier 2 instead. And that is very early timing.
I think he could just ball
Ano
over
man
to mid and
eh,
take it too.
he
to be
do
honest,
the
if he
long
wanted
yard,
to, but I'm not sure it's the most efficient play on the map. This is kind of one of those games where you know it's a given that you're getting these towers soon, so you want to do it the most efficient way possible.
Yeah.
Your latest science. Easy kill for Sumail Sunstrike.
And Niku's still hovering around. Gets a
Niku.
stack, so it's an easy raise, but
Niku,
it's
tiro me.
going to cost him.
Baby.
Greed will be his downfall as we see the Centaur stump come out. Dispose kill for Noob. He's got the juice, finds a lowly support GH that may have more farm than him. No, that was an exaggeration. Still
Slash
can't do
S.
much about True. Damn, that was a perfect opportunity actually.
Goes with a little pause. Seems like he's moving his headset around a little bit.
So while we have this moment, I would like you to explain, and I know you can just read it, but it's just more fun for you to do something for once.
Okay.
The shards and ags for Lone Druid, because we were talking about this yesterday, and some of them we had forgotten, actually.
Yeah. Well, okay, let's see if I can do them all by heart, because you barely see this hero played, no pun intended, and then they've been changed a bunch. So Lone Druid's Bear's Shard is the one where he can play semi-Bat Rider with a lasso. It's called Fetch.
Yeah.
So he can grab a target and pull them toward his team, and it does damage, and it's a root, right? Then his Bear Scepter is that the bear can play independently from the hero. So that's the good old scepter where the bear is no longer leashed to you. His own scepter is where he can give Spirit Link to an ally.
Okay.
But then his bear becomes inactive, so it runs back to base, and then your ally is your bear. And his own shard is the Savage Roar upgrade, but what does it do? I actually don't remember this. Basic Dispel. Okay, I'm cheating now. I'm reading the story.
Now he's reading. He was not cheating until this point.
Basic Dispel, and then move and attack speed bonus to allies and around the bear. And yourself. It was close. I got 3 out of 4.
Such a cool design, though, I have to say. This is one of, even though I'm not a Lone Druid player, the idea that your summon gets Ags and Shard is awesome.
I think the Bear Shard is actually pretty good.
Readies. He's going to get decrepified as, oh, this could be a big one onto the Lone Druid. Look at that damage. Got the juice, has got the juice this time.
Well, he fixed his headset, but this time the keyboard not
Don't
getting
little
off
show
the
out
true
of it,
form might have made a difference there, but got caught off guard. Maybe he was microing the bear at the time.
အဖိလွန်ပြီးတော့နော်အဖိလွန်ပြီးတော့တစ်ချက်အန်ထွက်တော့မှာပဲအေးသေးသေးလေး
shard where you get the
ဖန်စတက်အုပ်လေးလုံး
is a pretty
ဖန်
interesting concept. It's even better with pick me up.
အဲ့လိုပဲ
on
လုပ်
Mars.
ရင်
You can jump
စင်
into
ပြေ
the
တယ်
enemy
နော်
and then you can pull them back. You're effectively giving the bear a blink.
Yeah, that's true.
Or a 4-staff at least. So then Marcy can jump onto SF with the bear. The bear can lasso him back. Just hope we see it. I don't think Ghost will spend the 1400 on the shard though.
What do you think the percent right now is? I mean, they've been getting a couple of nice kills on the Navi side. If you had to guess right now.
What the graph says?
Yeah.
25-75, maybe?
Okay.
အခုတော့အရန်အဖိလွန်နေတဲ့အချိန်မှာသူတို့တစ်ချက်အဲ့လိုခြေလမ်းလေးတစ်လမ်းမားလိုက်တာဒီဘက်
That's pretty close.
Wow.
Pretty close. By that I mean flawless.
Yeah.
As we've all come to expect, of course, all my predictions are true. If you check my predictions for the tournament, I probably have 0 out of 16 right.
Yeah, that was really nice.
I'm happy to get one.
A broken clock, right? Twice a day.
That's right. I have a trivia
Zayat
question
steals
for
the
you.
shrine. Go ahead.
if all heroes in a team have their shard and you kill the Tormentor, does the bear get its shard?
You know what? I would actually guess no, but
I also think it doesn't, but I don't know.
because I don't think the bear has a net worth, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't count as an actual hero.
I would
Plus,
think
it
so,
could
too.
steal it from supports, which would be really bad, right?
Well, it depends. The bear shard is better than a lot of hero shards.
Well, yeah,
in
I'm
my
just saying, but they would be sad about it.
opinion. Oh,
အင်
yeah,
ဂိမ်းပြန်ရနေပြီအင်ဂိမ်းကမဟုတ်ဘူးကိုယ့်စီမှာမရတာလုံးဝမရတာ
anything
သူများတွေက
balanced
မ
in
နေ့
the
က
last
တည်းက
five
ရ
years of this game is coddle up
မ
to
နေ့ကတည်းက
support
ရ
to
ပြီ
make
ဒီ
the
နေ့ထိလည်း
rich
ရ
happy.
နေတယ်
That's why
ကန်
they
ဂျီ
get
တို့ဘာလို့
MVP
ဆိုရင်
literally
ရ
every
နေ
game
တယ်
if they placed a single
ကိုသွား
ward.
လောက်တာမရဘူး
Play Witch Doctor.
လုံးဝမရဘာကွာနေလဲမသိ
That's
ဘူးရုပ်ဆိုးတဲ့လူတွေပဲရတာ
true.
ထင်
Do
တယ်
you agree with the 75?
ချောတဲ့လူတွေမရဘူးအဲ့လိုဖြစ်
Yeah.
You don't think it's more than that? This is quite the lead, but
ဒီချိန်နာပြီးထည့်လိုက်
not
တော့
increased.
really
Like Navi has done a good job of kind of crawling
really
back a bit.
နာပြီးဘယ်နဲ့စလဲမသိ
Nope, gonna
Okay.
get gripped. Another
Navi
big
been
kill
a sale,
potentially
hey.
for Navi. Looks to be the case.
Yeah, it's nothing
ဟုတ်
to
တယ်
jump
နာ
on.
ပြီးဘယ်နဲ့စလဲမသိဘူးဟေးနာပြီး game 2
Wait, where is
win
this
တာ
pump creep, actually? Did you not have one? Oh, it's in the lane farming.
4.5
So you didn't have anything to rebound on.
ညဖြည်းဖြည်း
Not
ချင်း
saying
နဲ့
that's
ဟို
a
ကောင်လေးက
mistake, but it's just an
ပြန်ပြီး
unfortunate
တော့ control နေ
circumstance. If
ပြီ
he had
နော်
it, he might have got out.
Grumpy boy.
Yep. It's very
Really,
sad.
he
Not-
walks like me, actually.
Yeah.
Just waddles.
This is effectively a one-to-one with you playing racket pickleball with the
4.5 တယ်ထိတ်လိုက်ရင်ကောင်းမလား
Yeah.
နာပြီး game 2 win တာ 4.5
Gets the congregations of the deep right before the death. Big play from the Croaker.
So the reason I kind of agree with the 75-25 is you can
Look
see a
at
path
it.
for Navi into
Look
this
at
game
it.
by
Look
winning
at it.
one team fight, right? And if that one moment comes to be, let's say that perfect team fight happens pretty rarely, but at least the decent ones happen somewhat frequently. Later in this game, I'm still concerned with their ability to deal with the super late game bear, but if this is the gold status in 10-15 minutes, I don't think it's that bad.
အာ
And if you keep finding a little bit
Yeah,
of
another kill
random
for
picks
Navi.
around the
ဒါ
map,
သာကီ
NGX leaving a door open. We talked about their
Ah,
potential
not
to
a
give
goal.
up these
Okay,
leads.
there's
GH
another
now
one.
dies to got the juice.
even
တော့
if
တဲ့
this is
juice
support
ဖြစ်နေပြီ
kills,
နော်
they're
ဟို
actually
ကောင် juice တွေပြန်စုနေပြီအချိုရည်တွေပြန်ရနေပြီဟို
So
ကောင်
there's bonus on that one. Got the juice, got like
အာရည်လဲတော့မသိ
500
ဘူးလိမ္
gold
မော်
for
ရည်
this
လားတော်ပဲရည်လားမသိဘူးဟိုကောင်ပြန်ဖတ်နေပြီဂိုင်ဝက
recap. It's not
ဖတ်တယ်တော့မဟုတ်ဘူး
a-
ပေါ့နော်
Still
လူလူ
showing
တူတူ
shadow
ဒါ
everyone.
ဖြစ်လာတော့မှာ
Try again.
critical အသေးရယ်
One more time.
BKB ရတော့မယ်
There it is.
power ထွက်နဲ့
400 flat. Okay.
လူမွေးလူရောင်ပြောင်းလာပြီပြောလို့ရတယ်နော် level ရတဲ့အကုန်12တွေနော်
I mean, considering how his game started, this is honestly.
oh
Absolutely. Typically, you see the Ags beforehand, but obviously, with this much of a deficit, needs to switch it up a bit.
They're getting some decent items. Mars got Yules, SF got Kayasha. Silencer is somewhat close to a 4-staff, which is actually a very good item this game. You're playing against Ice Shards, you're playing against Tornado, playing against the Bear, even against the pick-me-up, like we talked about rebound. Just being able to reposition and kite. It's the name of the game here. If you can avoid the first volley of spells from Nigma,
yeah,
they don't
down
really have
there,
that
yeah.
much afterwards, and then maybe you
သူ
get
က
an arena.
chain 2အကြီးအဲ့ diffuser chain 2အကြီးပြီးအပြာချောင်းကဒါပုံမှန်ပဲသူနိုင်ရှုံးရှုံးထည့်မဲ့အနေအထားမှာ
NGX
ရှိ
will
တယ်
be going for the Roche play.
idea အဲ့လိုမျိုးသွားမှာ
Lest we forget, they were up 10-0.
လူချန်ယူသွားပြီ
Yes.
So the mid game has gone 2-7.
ညနေနော်
This
လူ
is
ချန်
a freebie, as to be expected.
But-
Navi definitely cannot contest this yet.
လုံး
They
ထု
are
ပေးတာ
definitely crawling their way back. There was a 6K lead at a very early stage of the game. Now it's 5K lead at 18 minutes. We've seen this lead evaporate before. He's got the juice, able to evade that. Oh, I say that, but he's going to get defused now. Ghost with the bear, can't attack. And now the BKB online forgot the juice. So Ags will be next.
let's go ဆင်းလာပြီ
It's protecting the Shadow
တ
Fiend.
က်ကအော်တက်စကားတကမရသေးဘူး
Galaxy with these double TPs
100 ကျော်
down
လောက်လို့
here. Surely if you make this TP move,
အ
you
ပလေး
are
မိတ်က
connecting
တ
your
က
heroes
လို
through the
ွားပြီ
Radiant
တက်စကာ
jungle
တက
and
နဲ့မှ
puts
ပြန်
pressure.
ပြီးတော့တင်မှာ
What
ဘိန်း
can
တွေ
you
ပါ
do
လေ
with
ပြန်လိုက်ဖမ်းပြီး
There's
ဆိုင်လ
gonna
န်
be
သာ
a
ကို
farm
ရှာ
at the
ပြီး
top
လုပ်
in
လို့ရ
30 seconds. That's what you should really be looking at.
အလုံးတူလို့ invo ကတော့လမ်းလျှောက်ပြီးသွားမယ်ကောင်
Of
တွေ
course,
ပဲ
hoping
အ
to
ကုန်
get the
လုံး
shot
ခုံ
on
တဲ့
the
ကောင်
fair
တွေမ
in
ပါ
case
ဘူး
it doesn't work like
မာစီနဲ့တက်စကာနဲ့ကလည်းလှုပ်ပေးမှရအောင်
Navi are not going to let them though. This will be a big moment. If Navi can somehow turn this into a good fight for themselves, they could equalize the game. It's a tall order though. This time Lone has the Aegis.
Yeah, they should know that they're heading towards the top side.
Yeah. Oh, this could actually even be even worse. If you come through the gate after Nigma Galaxy are set up, this could be real bad. BKB on Noob is going to be impossible to run into. Yeah,
they are going to
they're
be
just
kind
too
of
late.
low though, but yeah.
Just a big old waste of time for the Navi side.
Yeah, so Omar going to be the recipient of the shards, so his ice shards are upgraded. Well, got the juice at the very least, can farm the enemy triangle a bit as Zayat's setting up for the 21-minute shrine. Might be able to get this actually.
ဘာလို့ dominator everywhere လဲတဲ့ trend ဖြစ်သွားလို့လေ trend
trend. The wisdom shrine.
ခေတ်ကလူတယောက်ဆက်ရင်နောက်ကလူတွေလိုက်ဆက်တယ်ဒါပုံမှန်
Displaces
ပဲ
heroes or removes them temporarily from the game is pretty powerful, like astral imprisonment, disruption,
memes အ
sleepwalking.
ရင်ကဆိုရင်ဗာလဲဟိုဗာလဲခဲကျဲတာလား
Why not the most powerful?
ခဲကျဲတာဆက်ရင်တကောင်ဆက်အကုန်လုံးလိုက်ဆက်ခဲကျဲတာတွေကြီးပဲ carry ကအစခဲကျဲတာနဲ့အမှလိုက်ဆက်
Also outside the ring.
Yes, but you
ပြီးတော့ပြောက်သွားအေးမိပြီ
blink as Zayat's
ဒါရ
ends up being spotted, unfortunately for him.
Okay, they
So Ghost and GH both get the shrines, so NGX able to amplify their XP lead a little bit more. So got the juice, only has one component of the Aghanim Scepter. We haven't talked about the SF in a bit, but has the blink and Yashakaya, so Ags will be next for him as well.
Yeah. It's an interesting game for Shadow Fiend itemization because usually you really want to get BKB after this, and you probably have to because of Invoker. But beyond that,
Gets spotted with a nice tornado from Sumail into a global silence though as PMA tried to TP. It is not to be though. Drops to the deck as Sumail gets credit for it.
This is kind of costly burning your global to try to save Mars there and Arena. I would like to see Nigma Galaxy force high ground bottom here. Like, this is a lot of advantage, but this would be even better, perhaps.
Absolutely. Niku gets the Requiem, attempted TP maybe, goes for the raises instead, knowing that he's likely to be falling to the ground as Sumail, another kill to his name.
Yeah, now you should definitely go high ground.
And that one
Force the issue
felt like Navi were trickling back in ever so slowly, but this one really hurts.
The unfortunate circumstance of this is this Shadow Fiend kill is really good, but it means you've split your heroes 2 and 3, so you can't really force bottom, and the top wave was pushed in far enough that Ghost can't really go and hit there either. But there's still going to be global and arena cooldown for a little bit if you wanted to poke. Considering you have that Aegis, why not? Just need everybody there, need a Lactri on the bear, need the Pugna there.
high ground တော့တက်လို့မရ
Executing it too fast though, so I guess the moment is
ကြောက်
gone.
စပယ်မရှိအောင် high ground တက်လို့မရဘူးဒါလည်းပုံမှန်ပါပဲဘာလို့ဆိုအရန်ပွဲရန်စောနေလို့အချိန်က23မိနစ်ဆိုတာကြီးအရန်စောလို့ねဒီကမာနေနဲ့လုံးလို့ကောင်းမှာချုပ်ပွိုင်းကစားတာကောင်းလို့ချုပ်ပွိုင်းကစား control share controller မှတ်တယ်ဖက်စာက3လုံးအောင်ရှိသေးတာဟော AC control ရုံပဲတန်ကယ်တွေအကုန်ပတ်စား
In terms of the bear,
အိမ်တဲ့နောက်ဝကြီးကဆောင်းရမ်းခွာပြီးတော့တက်ရိုက်လို့ရ
the actual bear
ပထမရူရှင်တိုင်မင်ကတော့ဂုံးသွားပြီပေါ့
has the
10 second
Mjolnir and the diffusal blade.
စက္ကန့်ရူရှင်လောက်မှပဲ
Now
တက်တာ
we'll be
ကောင်း
going for the Aghanim Scepter, so
ပုံမှန်လေး
no
ဖြစ်
leash.
Yep.
Tornado from Sumail with the meatball to follow. Ice shards not going to fully connect, but Zayat's walking
Hey,
into the sunshine. It's not
Tito,
quite
Tito,
coming. The
no.
kills do comes in with the unleash, and now the punch from Omar. Global silence a
Blue
little
way.
bit too
Arena
late,
ထွက်သွားအောင်
though.
နော်
PMA drops to the deck. The bear, though, taking considerable damage. That's going to be the bear down and out.
Okay, not too bad of a defense, really. You lose
bear in
Mars,
2
you kill
seconds.
a bear, you force BKB from Marcy. You do have to.
ကောင်းသေးမတန်ဆပေးရမလားဟုတ်တယ်မတန်ဆပေးရ
Just choose to.
ကိုလည်းမသိဘူးဘာလို့ဆက်နေလဲဒီကောင်လေးပျော်လို့လားမသိ
And still retain solid.
ဒီကောင်လိုက်ဆက်အကုန်လိုက်ဆက်
Would love to see them pick up a.
Invoker
gem here.
တော့မိုက်တယ်
I feel like
Invoker
when you're in
တော့
this
ဆက်လို့
dominant
ကော
of
င်း
a position, just keep locking down. the
RC
map as
ကလည်း
much as possible.
rebound target ရှိလို့
Triple essence ring.
တက်လို့
that's
ကောင်း
true. Pretty good against Gyro. To have essence rings.
All right, well, got the juice can get his Ags. The question is,
nice
can he
တော့က
get
လို့
to
ဘာ
the
လို့ကြတော့
secret
စဉ်းစားလို့မရ
shot,
တော့
which
nice တော့က dominator တို့
might be a tall order considering
Oh,
NGX
Bashi.
in that area at the moment.
dominator တွေအဲ့ဒါကြီးကြောင့်သိစဉ်းစားလို့မရညံမမီတော့လို့ပဲဖြစ်လိမ့်
And they scan their triangle. Is
မိုက်ဆုံးကတော့
Show a
Invoker
little
ပဲ
bit north of it, but
Invoker
this looks like
Marcy
an opening for got the juice to
ကဲ
be able to snag that bad boy.
တော်သေးတာပေါ့နော်
Looks
ဂိုင်ယို
like
လို
Noob
ကောင်
is
ဒေါမနီတာ
picking
နဲ့
up
ထွက်မ
the
လားလို့
Linkens for his Marcy against
ဂိုင်
Bane
ယို
in
ဒေါမနီ
particular.
တာတို့ပါလေ
I suppose when you do jump in with your ult, Bane has a little
အပြာ
bit
ချော
of
င်းရ
fast
သွား
time
ပြီ
on a
got the
secondary
juice
spell.
ဘောတဲ့အ
But
ပြာ
a
ချော
lot
င်း
of
ဖြစ်
the
သွား
time
ပြီ
we see
နော်
Marcy's in this slot just get a basher and just kill a core. So I don't know if this is a bit too defensive, because even if you get gripped, you can still get saved by supports, unless we're talking the nightmare scenario.
Got
where
that
you get
ghost
caught
bit,
and
got that
global
ghost.
and therefore cannot be protected, and you are the target. Don't know if that's what you really should be building for, rather than all the positive ones.
Well, Zayats has his sights set on Aghanim Scepter on the Bane as his second item.
Yeah,
Very ambitious.
good luck with that. At the very least, he does have... Well, hang on. Lone Druid has his shard, right? Yeah. So...
This was probably an instance where it got the juice. Regrets going for the BKB first.
အိုင်ယိုရောအနာတော့ထည့်တာအိုင်ယိုလည်းမာစီလိုပဲလေသူ့ရဲ့တွဲဘောလိုချင်လို့
Taken out.
target တွဲဘော target လိုချင်လို့
The rocket barrage to follow. So at the very least for Navi, they get a trade.
အိုင်ယို
but
ထည့်ခဲ့တော့ကဘာလို့ထည့်ခဲ့တာလဲဆိုတော့အဲ့တော့က dominator အကောင်ရဲ့ move speed ကဆောင်းရမ်းများတယ်
kill this illusion.
အခုလည်းများတော့များပါတယ်အခုလည်းများတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့အဲ့ဒီတော့ကပိုများတယ်
11k lead. now for
dominator
NGX.
ညွတ်လိုက်တဲ့ကောင်ရဲ့
We'll
move
find out
speed က
shortly how long Roche is
loud.
going to take to spawn.
400ကျော်လားမသိအဲ့တော့ IO ချိတ်လိုက်ရင်အဲ့မှာ IO ကသူချိတ်လိုက်တဲ့ကောင်ရဲ့ move speed ကိုယူတာဆိုတော့အဲ့မှာနှစ်ကောင်လုံးကမြန်သွား
Creeps here.
အဲ့လိုမျိုး
Takes out one of Sumail's.
ဟိုမာစီဆိုလဲအဲ့လိုပဲသူ့ရဲ့ rebound target ကြောင့်
Decent against Helms.
ဒီနောက်မှာဘယ်သူမှမရှိရင် target တယောက်တည်းတတ်လို့ရအောင်လို့ dominator လေးနဲ့
Yeah, especially if there's more than one. Flat cannon is
ကျန်တဲ့
nice
ကောင်
to
တွေ
kill
ကတော့မသိဘူး
multiple
ကျန်တဲ့ကောင်တွေက
targets
ကိုယ့်
that
အကို
are
စဉ်းစားကြ
too
ည့်မှ
high
ပဲရ
HP.
တော့
Yeah, it's alright.
So, do you think this was
ပြာချောင်း
more
တွေ
of a
ရ
draft
လာပြီ
issue,
နော်
or I mean I know you were
SF
harping on the
လည်း
lanes
ပြာ
a
ချောင်း
lot, that they could have switched things up.
ဟေး
I mean,
တကယ်
in the
space
end,
တစ်
though,
ခွ
you
က်နဲ့
think that made all the difference.
I
Hello,
think it
but
made a
they
huge
ပြောင်း
part of
ဖြစ်
it,
သွား
and I
နိုင်တယ်
think, yes, it is a draft
ထင်မထင်
issue,
သလို
and
ပေါ့
if they swapped the supports around, I think it would have been
အဲ
better,
duration
but they would have
over မှာ
still
ပူ
lost.
စရာမလို
But I
တော့
think
ဘူး
they
ဒီ
were
နေ
lost
ထား
by less.
ဒီကမှာလည်းတက်လို့မရ
That's
ဒီဘ
what
က်က
you
လည်း
have
တက်
to
လို့မရ
strive
ဒီ
for
ဘက်
in
နေနေရ
games
ဆိုတော့
where
ပိုဆိုးတယ်
your
တက်လို့မရ
lane picks just aren't the best. It's about
duration
stemming
over
the bleeding and not
confirm
getting run over.
Right.
40လောက်တော့သွားမယ်
Everything that has happened in this game is a consequence of the first 5 minutes. And you could say that every time, because yes, obviously the early game comes first, but the extent to which Nigma Galaxy are leading was built in the first 5.
And GX, they won't got the juice.
got the
Gets
juice, Navi.
launched in the air
Got
and
the ghost.
destroyed.
No buy.
No buy at all.
Only buy.
As Riddies
Oh, nice
will
dodge.
dodge the tornado, but just a matter of time before he's found. Now a lightning bear is after him, gets rebounded in his face.
lightning bear
Will be used. Help take
Lightning
out
bear.
GH. But now the rest of Navi have to get the hell out.
And Nigma Galaxy with that smoke, they find a connection on Gyro, but they don't have the waves to hit high ground once more. So
သူမင်းကကတက်ကလစင်းဟာ
just
what
gonna turn into a pick
Who-
off and then
ဟို
farm.
ဟာတွေကအခု invoker တွေက
Yeah.
ပေးသက် white နဲ့မှမ
As
တွ
I
င်
say that, maybe this
ကြာ
mid
ကြောင်
wave
ကတက်ကလ
makes
စင်းမ
them
ယူကြတော့ဘူးဗာလဲဟို ice wall ဟိုလို
tempted to
နှင်း
go
နှင်း
and do
ပွင့်
some
နေတာ
damage,
အဲ့ဒါတွေယူကြ
but
မ
the
လား
bear
သူစုမင်းကတော့ကတက်ကလစင်း
still
ကျဲ
has 10
မယ်
seconds to
တဲ့
get there.
တက်စကားနဲ့တွဲပြီး
Just
ကျဲ
from his own control
တ
instead.
ကောင်တော့ကောင်းကောင်း
No
လုပ်
push.
လို့ရပါအဲ့မတန်ဘူးအဲ့လိုကြာ
Nigma in the meantime takes their
ဟိုရေ
wisdom.
ခဲကပူကျန်းသလားလို့ကဲရေခဲအောင်ရေခဲ
Zayat's,
Stacking the enemy ancients
yeah.
for his gyro, I'm assuming.
And now the Roche attempt
ကဲ second
for
Lucian
NGX. Should be a freebie.
second Lucian ဆိုတော့ high ground တက်လို့ရဘယ်လွယ်ပါမလားပေါ့ဂိုင်ကိုပြစ်ချတာနဲ့ arena တားမှာနဲ့
Indeed.
ရန်ကြီးတော့မလွယ်
Autonomous bear.
Yep. Omar did switch away from the Linkens into Basher, so I agree with that choice. I think now the Linkens gets more appealing, or the blink that he has queued up. Also not mad at that. So you can blink, initiate, and then if you get in trouble, you can rebound out, or you can rebound the bear in still as you're fighting. Different options.
Sumail sees the Bane.
ကတက်ကလစင်းတေးဦးကဘိန်းတော့မသိဘူး what the
Nightmare
fuck
himself, but delays the inevitable as Niku also spotted out and will be brought down easily. A big kill for NGX, 12k lead, continuing to grow now as Damage rune
NGX
spawns on the top. Feels like all the stars are aligning for NGX to.
အဲ့ဝတ်ဒေးတလက်ဆုပ်ပြီးဒါပေမဲ့လည်းရှိတယ်
50-second death timer on SF.
That's the machine. I mean, if BKB or Yavi,
so
that's
he's
the
going to
machine.
ramp up his farm massively. He can now farm jungle and lane at the same time. He can split push whenever he wants to, hit high ground, and yeah, Samael is connecting with the bear here. So it looks like a plan now. Alacrity on bear, invoker with the.
Who might fight it? They charge you.
This is going to be a tough.
I'm a man. The concern. Hey, yo, Palo Dale got the juice. Oh.
Not quite dead yet. Gets four staff away. So does.
They don't mind. I go. Palo Dale. I know. But that's all.
Their buildings are going to melt in the midst
What?
of the bear attack.
Arena လည်းမရှိတော့ global လည်းမရှိတော့ပြီးသွား
So what I was
ဒီ
looking
ဘက်
for
ဝက်ကို
earlier
သွေး
when I
လေး
was
ထိ
talking
လိုက်ရင်
about
ရ
Mildred Shard is he needs a way to remove Enfeeble.
Gain
And since
3.
he has Shard, he can roar the bear as a dispel. So that historically was a pretty good way for Bane to counter Lone. It was actually just enfeebling the bear, but
ကျွန်တော်ပြီးတော့ထွက်ပြီဒါဒီကောင်စိုးနေနဲ့ဆူအောင်
200 gold.
သူခွဲဖို့အတွက်စိုးလေး
Ghost
နည်းနည်း
Bear has
လုံ
come
မယ်
back after getting a nice healing session.
ဒီမှာတော့ဖန်ရတာမဟုတ်ဘူးအလဲမှာစိုးတွေ
A nightmare to delay a bit. Sumail, another alacrity though. This should be the end of the melee rack.
It's enfeebled though. He has cooldown on roar. It's gonna roar now, surely.
Very
He's
softly.
not roaring. Now he's
There we go. So full lane for NGX. Very methodical approach, and still 2.5 minutes on the Aegis, which, by the way, they gave to Marcy in
Yep.
this case.
I like putting it on the Marcy here. I think Noob's job is to just cause chaos. He just needs to jump in and start killing someone and force out spells. Not pop his BKB on his first life. Maybe not even pop Unleash. You just blink in and dispose someone. And then as the fight develops, he can go full ham if he wants. Otherwise, just the chaos he's creating. The pressure between that, the bear, and Pugna hitting towers. It's going to be really difficult
ဝက်နဲ့
for Navi
ဝက်
to
နဲ့
make
တော့
the
မ
right
ရက်လိုက်ရအောင်
decisions.
မကတလန်းရအောင်နော်အဲ့တော့ Game 3တော့သွားလောက်မယ်ထင်တယ်ခုလောက်ဆိုရင်တော့ပြောလို့ရပြီ
NGX, their plan is to go
ဒီလောက်
for
အနေထားလောက်
a
ဆိုရင်တော့
set
ပြောလို့ရပြီ
action
ထင်တာပဲ Game 3သွားပြီလို့
Maybe even try to end the game.
ဟေး
Tornado.
Tornado မီးလုံးချဲထားတယ် BKB တော့ရှိတယ်အေးမှာ bash ဝင်သွားပြီ
Unleashed from Noob, doing quite a bit of damage to the gyro.
Noob
Continuing on.
ဘလို့တော့အထဲကြီးရောက်နေ
Gets
Tapi ami wabi.
to a tree. Cataclysm to follow, though. Zayat is going to be taken out by
Oh.
Sumail. And
Being
most
sure
of
there, yeah.
Navi have to back away.
အော်သူက agent နဲ့
So
မာစီယာအကြောင်း
much.
စွတ်ထိုးနေပါလေ
They
လို့
lost
ဒီ
their
တစ်ခါ
fade.
လုံးလို့မ
They
ယူ
used
တာ
gyro
ကို agent က
BKB.
လက်ခရီဒီတင်လိုက်ပြီချိုးချက်တွေကိုရှိုးချိုးချက်တွေကိုရှိုး
Going to town on these buildings. PMA gets off the arena only onto one, though. And there's not going to be
နောက်မှာလုံးတူတစ်ကောင်လေးနဲ့ကြံတဲ့ကောင်တွေကလိုက်လာလို့မရဘူး arena ကတော့တားပြီးတာအကောင်းတယ်လိုက်လာလို့မရတာလေတစ်ခုပဲ
Not able to do too much here as Ghost. Is he actually going to get this kill? It's Yul's at the last
Oh,
moment.
so
Now
no
the
more
Rocket
than we
will
want.
force him back. That's
ဟို
actually
ဘော
a
လေးဝင်
lot
သွား
of
လဲ
damage
တွေး
on
ရ
the
တော်တော်ကိုင်းနေတာဟေး ghost ချောသွားပြီ
This is the death of the lone
အဲ ghost
druid.
ချူစေဗမာသွားချော
Kill
อ่ะ
for Navi
ghost ချူစေချောသွားပြီကွာ
as Omar gonna get
what the
healed up.
juice
As
ကဲယူ
Sumail
နှကောင်
actually
တော့
jumps in with a
မှောက်သွားပြီ
tornado
ဟိုဘက်ကော
as
ဒီဘက်
well.
ကော
Likely to be no follow-up. Do they continue this push?
Remember, the bear is
Yeah, the
still in
bear is
play.
still alive
ဟို
because of that Aghanim Scepter, and they're going to find the Shadow Fiend inside the Ice Shards. Has to buy back. As now the fortification comes out again. This is likely the last one.
အာ
As the grip actually does find the marks, but a nice snowball save. Niku inside the shards. This is going to be a dieback on the Shadow Fiend. And Ghost Bear can just finish the job. Gets the melee racks. That's the important one. And NGX gets out with most of the bodies. I mean, in that whole engagement, was it just the one kill on Ghost?
Think so. Oh wait,
Oh,
they got the
Marcy.
Marcy.
သူမျိုးနောက်ဆ
Aegis,
င့်မြင်နေတာ
sure. So yeah, and you could even make the
တက်
case
တော့လဲ
that
တက်
Ghost
တာပေါ့
overdid-
မတက်တော့လဲ
overdid
မ
that,
တက်ဘူး
didn't
ပေါ့
need to play that aggressive.
မြင်
You
မြင်
could
လား
take
မ
the
မြင်
bear
မြင်လား
slowly,
ဒီကောင်လေးနဲ့
wanted
လဲ
to go
ဆိုင်
for
တော့
the kill
ဆိုင်တော့မ
and
ဆိုင်တော့
goal.
ပါ
Quite enough,
ကိုမြင်
but
မြင်လဲမြင်ခွင့်ရချင်မှရမှာ
the Galaxy in this
Hey,
game are
dog.
in such a commanding position that mistakes
မနေ့က
are
ပွဲကြီးကြည့်ပြီးတော့ဘာမှမပြောချင်တော့
pretty reparable.
မနေ့ကပွဲကြီးကြည့်ပြီးတော့ဥဒီပွဲတော့ပြန်ရှုံးရင်ရှုံးသွားအောင်မ
Seems
ပြောမရ
like it should just be a matter of they're all like this 50
Baka na lang, no?
excessive because of the dieback. You have so much
ပြန်ရှုံးရင်ရှုံး
time.
သွားမှာလုတ်တတ်တယ်
Tormentor, you can push out all the lanes.
အတော်ကြီးကြိုးရမှာ
you can
အော်
short
နိုင်
up
သွားပြီ
situations
လို့ပြောရမှာ
relatively inconsequential.
ဇော့တဲ့အိုင်ဒန်ကြီးကတော့တော်တော်ပြတ်နေပြီ
All three.
ဇော့တွေရော BKU ကတက်ထဲလိုက်ရင်တော့ပွဲသိမ်း
The fact that this has lasted 35 minutes is more surprising than anything.
Yeah, this might
So,
be
yeah,
the first game
chain
of the
to-
tournament that a team has
အ
lost
ကြီး
a
ရယ်
tower.
Was that
ကြာ
in
ကြောင်းရ
fantasy?
ယ်
I don't
လုံး
think
စုက
so, but Yeah, it's a rarity nowadays that a team loses control of the game that hard, that fast. You're usually able to get some sort of a trade where you get the enemy safe lane tower and trade some space or whatever. See you later, Reddies.
Yep,
What the? Monster Gay.
Oh, they found Zayats
Yeah,
too.
both
Okay.
supports dead, just like that. One does have buyback though.
That
Game 3 မရလို့ 1
is
မရရင်4ရောက်ပြီတဲ့အေးအဲ့ဒါတစ်ချက်ရှိသေးတယ်နာဗီက Game 3မှာ what ကိုဘန်းမလားမဘန်းဘူးလား
Yep, no
မဘန်းရင်တော့ saucy ယူသင့်တယ်
got the juice.
အဲ့ pressure ပေးလို့ရတယ်တစ်ဖက်အသင်းကိုသိရမလားလုံးလို့ဖြတ်ပစ်ထားလိုက်ဟိုဘက်အကောင်နေ
70 seconds, this should do it.
စိတ်တော့ကရောက်နေမှာကြီးခေါ်သွားပြီမခံစားနိုင်တော့ဘူးတဲ့သူတို့ what down မခံနိုင်တော့ဘူး
GX start out the game 9-0, and they've just dominated all the way through this, forcing a game 3.
what down
Yeah, that was. I gotta agree with the panel on this one. Just strategically superior in this game. Fly in particular really liked the way Nigma went around about the
ဟိုဘက်မှာ
pushing the
ပြီး
enemy
သွားပြီ
supports and playing around their own.
ဝိုက်ကနဲ့ဟို
partner
နဲ့
trade.
ဝိုက်ကပြန်ရှုံးသွားပြီလားဘာဖြစ်သွားပြီလဲ Game 3ဟာ Game 3ရောက်နေပြီ C ရဲ့ D ရဲ့ C မှာပါလာတယ်ထွန်ဒရာကဘာဖြစ်သွားပြီဟာဟဲ့အောင်ထွန်ဒရာက Game 2ပါနေနေတာဟဲ့အောင်ရေထွန်ဒရာတို့ကြည်အောင်လို့ hero တွေကတပွဲနိုင်တာပြီ Game 2ကို now 23k ထက်တာနေတယ်
Butterfly and
Oh la la. Ligi anti mage. Okay.
The thing that is
ပွဲ
just
ရ
a
တစ်မျိုးကြီးပဲ
little rough.
Why
and I
don't-
say this as you know.
Second
it's
tower
just
ရှိ
the
သေးရ
tiny
နော်
things.
Second tower 3လုံးရှိတယ်
It's gotta be ages.
အဲ့လိုအနေထားမှာဘလို့ now 24k ပြတ်နေတာငါစဉ်းစားလို့မရ
Anti-Mage was going to have it and start split
In
pushing like
context,
crazy.
yes.
Yeah, you're pretty happy with that.
ဟိုကနေခိုး
But it
ရ
does
လား
mean,
ပတ်စံ
like
နေ
you
ဘယ်
said,
သွားခိုး
it's
တာ
hard to actually push.
Why
with
isn't
that
Navi
Aegis.
ကြပါအောင်ဒါကြီး
So what they're trying to do is just farm up hexes.
35မိနစ်
See if
Second
Thunder
tower
can
3လုံး
interrupt
ရှိသေးတယ်
before
ဒါပေမဲ့
it's
now
happened. You
24k
want those
ပြတ်
hexes to help you kill the anti-mage and
hero
this
k
Tinker here.
36စနစ်ပြောရဆို3စပွာတယ်ပဲထောင်း
He's making use of
now
all
ကအဲ့လောက်မ
of
ပြ
these
တ်တင်
tree
ဘူးလား
spots.
အဲ့တော့
Aggressive
Halfway
TP
later,
from
yeah.
Nature's trying to break smokes.
okay whisper
Not gonna find anybody. Hex almost, you know, it is.
Ulan
he's
Ijao,
got
ah.
the gold, he's got 5,800. They're gonna look for Sox. Requiem's gonna be used, and Tinker's gonna be in the middle of the pack. He is in trouble. Does he
Oh,
get
Tinker
out? Does he
Shoai.
not? No.
Okay.
Analog
he was
gets
out.
the kill, and that
anime တင်က
instantly
ကွာ
makes
အခုမှ
this a
ကြည့်
win
မိ
for the side of heroic in
တင်
the
က
fight.
မေ anime
That's what
game
we've
တွေ
been
တဲ့
looking
Beyond's
for
godlike.
for like 10 minutes. You've been trying to find this.
ကလေးတွေ
Tinker
တောင်
man,
အဲ့ကွက်မ
and
စော
you
ဘူး
Been looking
finally
for
get
since
him.
the solo kill.
ကလေးတွေတောင်အဲ့ကွက်မစောဘူးလို့ထွန်းတာဘာလုပ်တာ
You
လို့
look for you look for Tinker at
အခု
all
မှ
points,
ကြည့်မိတယ်
but this is what they
anime
need
နဲ့
to
တင်
finally
ကာ
push
ကို
up the
တွဲထားတာ
towers.
ဗျာ
Great snowball save from the
လောက်တောင်
top
မလောက်
of
ဘူး
that fight. Dodged the warlock ult, and that allows them to then head over
Oh,
to the Tinker to
ဘ
kill
ယ်လို
him.
ပြောရမလဲ
which
ဖယဲသီးနဲ့ဘဲဦးတွဲမစားဘူးဆိုတဲ့ဟာမျိုးလိုပဲ anime နဲ့အဲ့လိုတင်ကာနဲ့ကတွဲဦးမပစ်တင်တာ
Now looking for the anti-mage here.
what the fuck
Snowball. Okay, now you're coming back with me, but I'm gonna have Yuma ready to go when you get here. Oh, the snowball actually hit Yuma. Now the blink away. Unfortunate TPing in, but he's got no cooldown on this. And you said you wanted to see that shard on him. He's got it. Shard's thrown by Schofield, and now he's got the no walrus punch, and this is a danger anti-mage of dying, and he is killed again. That is the 6th time he's died.
That's why that shard.
Data Prophet item 5ကွက် item အကြီးတွေပဲအသေးတစ်ခွက်မှမပေါ့
you kill the Tinker,
3400
you stagger that
လောက်
now
ဝကြီး
into the anti-mage kill, which he was trying to split push.
I
You
don't-
have to, right? You
36
know,
မိနစ်
oh, Tinker's
35
dead,
မိနစ်
they're
ပတ်ဝန်းကျင်
gonna
မှာ
try to
အဲ့
take
လောက်
our buildings.
က
They gotta push out other lanes. But
Akimi
Heroic
လောက်ပဲ
reads
ရ
that,
မှာနော်ပုံမှန်
gets a
ဆို
kill, so now
Akimi
there's
တောင်
another
မှ
minute where Tundra is missing a hero. You continue to
တော့
maintain
ဖန်
that
သွားကြည့်တယ်
pressure.
အေး item 6ကွက်ပြေးသွားပြီ Yuma item
He's gonna
5ကွက်မဟုတ်
use
6ကွက်
to stay
အ
alive.
ကြီးတွေကြီးပဲ
He's got the
ဘလက်သွန်း
Satanic
ရယ်
killing a
စေတန်းတွေရယ်
Salazar.
Deadless ရယ်
Rip
BKB ရယ်
33. God damn.
god damn
Damage coming
Warlock
in.
just trying to
oh
live
la
his
la
life over
ဘီယွန်း
here.
ကလိုက်
He's
19ကောင်
not
နှစ်ကောင်
gonna be able to do so. There is
Oh,
no
shit.
TP cooldown. He is just in your face immediately. By the way, he had saved up
Oh, shit.
9,000 gold, goes straight into the Bloodthorn, and it packs a punch.
ဘာလို့ AN တင်ကမကောင်းတာလဲတဲ့ဟာ
Hex, but
ရိုးရိုးလေးလေးလို့
silence. Like the hex wouldn't pierce the
တင်ကအယုတ်တွေကျဲပြီး lane တွေကိုလိုက်စားနေမှာတော့
and you
AN
have
အတွက်
one
စပစ်ရပဲ
on
ရှိတော့မ
your
လဲ
Slardar, so Bloodthorn will give you more damage to finish the job while he's hexed. or to just
အဓိကနှစ်ကောင်လုံးကအဲ့လို greedy farming hero နှစ်ကောင်ဖြစ်နေလို့
Oh boy, that's a Tinker that's dead. That he's got buyback, but they've kind of mixed up these respawn timers.
ဟော
You can maybe buy
တူ
back
စီ
as
တဲ့
the
ရောင်
time
ရေး
comes up.
Yeah.
You may have lost
အော
your
က်ကြီး
barracks
တွေ
at
ပေါက်
that
ချက်
point.
တွေအောက်
Okay,
ကြီး
one
တွေ
more fortify.
တော်သေးအောင်ထုံတာမထည့်မိလို့
If you don't
ထည့်
buy
ထားတဲ့
that,
လူ
you
တွေ
will
တော့
be
တနာပါ
right here, though.
Well, that's gonna be a
Oh,
three-shot
no.
warlock trying to live his life, not able to do so.
အလာလာလာလာ
He's forced to buy back. And now eventually Tinker will have to buy back. That's what he does with the Burrow Strike landing on a 2. They go to the snowball. It hits on a 30.
Whoa.
The damage is so quick. You never stood a chance. Oh, the Requiem hits Crystallis. He's dead. That's an anti-mage gone. With no buyback 80 seconds, he is going to have to observe the rest of this.
I don't know if there's going to be much observing to do. You have 2 heroes,
Oh,
no
no, no, no.
buyback, as the last barracks is about to fall here. And then you're
Divine
going to
Rapier
back
for Yuma.
because why would you back? Of course you're just going to keep pushing. I don't think you're going to
Joel
get the respawn.
Schofield. And they will get the kill there on the Saxa. That is from half health. He just cleans him up. And now it's all on BZM to show it up. But GG is called heroic. Take down Tundra in a 2-0 fashion. That looked oh so good for them.
This is not the result a lot of people would expect, I think, looking at this. Tundra is certainly the favored team, even with the stand-in, just based on their performances throughout the year. But Heroic came to play. This is a team that, as shown, clearly has the capabilities to take games off of the top teams. It's the consistency that they often struggle with, but clearly in this series, they were ready to go. 2 really painful Roche steals, actually. If either one of these had worked out, there's a much better shot Tundra wins. The fact that both of them got stolen is so bad.
When the KJ one shows up, I am going to be looking at him just kind of walking in here. I want to see what goes on there. And you can see it's 25 minutes into the game. They have a huge lead. Again, Heroic aren't bleeding kills in any way, knowing that these power spikes are big for Tundra. But they use their advantage and just kind of overwhelm the Tundra side in these fights. Like, even though they're so split, you kill these heroes so quickly with corrosive hazes and the minus armor and having the damage coming out really fast that, you know, your supports are gone pretty quickly.
This was
And
kind of
Tundra don't have an answer.
Yeah, I think the draft was really good for Heroic. Both games. Whisper enabled to have a really good game, which, power of hindsight, I'm not sure why Tundra went for the anti-mage that early. It wasn't... Usually you see Medusa, you know, and then you take the anti-mage. That's one of the few times you actually see the anti-mage pick. As a creative, you know, we preemptively prevent certain picks. I was open to that. And the Tinker did do a lot, right? You get the Tinker pick at the end because of the early anti-mage pick, but...
Oh, here it is. He's
Was
just
it
out of
really-
range
He's just
here.
walked in. He just walked in.
He's just out of range there, where that Roche was. Oh my gosh. It's still... I mean, that is... insanity. Just watching him being able to walk in. The confidence you have to have. To just be like, I'm walking in. Let me just do this.
You think you're walking in to distract them, and that they'll kill you. You'll get vision for your team. You're like, I'm doing this for the team, and then you walk in. And you're like, I didn't think I'd get this far. I guess I'm here, guys. I'm gonna clear a spot for my inventory. I'm just gonna grab it now. Step 2, and it works.
And in this top fight, you're already up 45,000 net worth, and you can just see Yuma ripping it up and getting 19, 2, and 15. Man, 40,000 net worth. And like you said too during the draft, it's like, all right, we see this Nature's Prophet. He gets to that point where he has no TP cooldown, and he just farms fast. Like, that net worth spikes up the second he's able to just move around. And after that point too, after they got that removed TP cooldown, they were fighting a lot. And just getting a whole bunch of kills. When your cores combine for 5 total deaths, you know it's a good time.
Yeah, I think they executed very well off of very good drafts. Heroic, props to them. This is exactly what you want to see from them. not fully qualified yet, and neither is Tundra knocked out. All right, they're now going to be 3-2 for Heroic, 2-3 for Tundra. So you're going to go into the elimination phase next with those, but at least you're feeling good because previously Heroic's 2 wins were versus some of the weaker teams. So here's saying, okay, we can beat Tundra. I know they're gonna stand in, you know, little asterisk by that, but we beat Tundra pretty handedly. So some confidence going the way of Heroic. Tundra gonna have to maybe head to the chalkboard before the elimination games to figure out what went wrong here and have a better showing for the elimination games, which is why, you know, we're saying technically 3-2, you should in theory play weaker teams. But there are some team that is 3-2 that is now going to be matched up versus Tundra. They're going to be like, what the heck? How did we end up with Tundra as the weaker team we have to play against, you know? Yeah. So that's why you just need to make sure you're playing well and you don't worry too much about, you know, what you can't control, which is who your opponents are going to be. As long as you're playing well, you'll have the confidence going into that.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, we've got one more matchup on the way that's going to decide who's 3-2 and who's 2-3. And, you know, we'll have to see what ends up being the result of that, as we're going to be coming back with another series after we take a short break. So, guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I'm here with Lal from Team Spirit, one of the favorites at this international. Lal, how are you doing? You excited to be at another international?
Yeah, I mean, feel good to here in Germany. Like, good weather and also like good looking, I guess. So I mean, not that much excited, but just feel good to be here on tournament.
So when you came to your first international with Spirit, I remember a lot of your teammates saying, we need to win an Aegis for Lal, you know, we need to get him an Aegis. Are you saying the same thing about Rue now?
I don't say it's to him, but I mean, of course we try to win for our like new player. Like he don't win, even I win, so I mean he can also do it, I guess. So.
Well, regarding Rue, you know, you guys like in game. I mean, you guys play a lot together. You know, after the lanes, you go around, you kill people, you make plays. Who's sort of leading that? Is it his calls or your calls more?
More, I guess, my calls, but it's maybe on like. He also try to say something if he sees some moment he say, but mostly I think it's like me, like you can farm me, take a jungle, or we can smoke here. So I mean, it's more like for me, I guess.
In Riyadh, everybody was talking about how close it was going to be, how many teams are looking really, really good, and yet it seemed pretty convincing how from you guys at that event. Why were you so much better than everybody else?
I mean, maybe just we find our like good shape, like our heroes. So we just play a lot and good vibe in team, like game voice. Try to find moments in game when we can come back. Falcons also play good. They pick their heroes, but we just I don't know farm, dodge smokes, and it's hard to win. Yeah, I mean that's all.
It's really interesting that you got the 3-0 then, and then in an online event afterwards. Of course, there was the other 3-0, but you know, you weren't a part of that, right? So
yeah, Falcons was like upgrade from Riyadh, and they like pick their heroes like this Bristol Bex and King. They Dragon Knight carry. They find their like shape like Pagna, Chen. They always play with it, but in Riyadh they don't try to play it. So I think they just find good like good heroes in the team, like meta heroes in the team. So they don't play with some, I mean, Quop, Pac. They try, but they pick Sun King, Bristol Bex, like only I mean heroes for like this team.
Is there any hero in particular you think you've gotten better at this year, or you think that you've been really like kind of improving on, and you've enjoyed playing?
I think this year it's like Monkey King. When I start to play, and I think I win a lot of games on him. So I think Monkey King, the first one, and what I can say. I mean, maybe I enjoy to play some Snapfire mid, and yeah. So I think it's Monkey King and Snapfire, like fun heroes.
Is there any hero you think is going to be really popular at this international, which we haven't seen so much of yet?
This hero, I mean, some Chen gonna be more popular on this tournament because we play scrims and pubs. You see this Chen, and also on previous tournaments people play Chen. Maybe some patch, I guess. Also, people try to play it. I mean, one play on it, like some also Malrine play on Fisher, so I think some patch also.
All right, well, last question. Well, are you excited to get into that arena and potentially go and play some Dota in front of a TI crowd?
Yeah, I mean, it's I'm very excited. I hope we're gonna get it. So, on like arena, but yeah, it's also good to play like a lot of people like sharing, screaming. You just feel this like it's a good vibe, and that's why a lot of people play Dota professional because it's like this vibe. Tournament, it's international, I guess. It's always good.
Always good vibes with you, Lyle. Thank you very much for coming to talk to me, and good luck at this international.
Thank you.
Numbers being like, oh, well, Silencer kind of like dissuades people from wanting to pick that. It's like, great, but how are you going to build off of that? And we're going to see exactly how some adjustments are going to be made between our two teams. Navi, Nigma Galaxy. We got our game number 3 here, draft on the screen. Some questions around exactly what's going to be playing out. And yeah, I mean, the bans, nothing too crazy out of it here. We got a TA, an Undying, a Naga Siren, a Beastmaster, and a Nature's Prophet. So Nigma Galaxy still holding true that the TA was a really big issue in a game number 1 and really solved it for themselves in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, after seeing that gyro pick, I agree. I think if you ban the TA and their next best choice is gyro there, they're onto something. Like, Got the Juice has some specialty heroes, and we'll see if they can make some adjustments here or not. And the bans look, I want to say exactly the same. At least from NGX they are.
Yeah, Navi as well.
So
between game 2 and 3, that
yeah, and I think the Pugno as well, we talked about from game 1 and Navi and how much success they had with it. NGX also plays a good Pugna, so they got first pick again, they stole the Pugna again. Now it's time for Navi to adapt. And there's the adaptation right there. They're going to take away the Marcy, not going for the Silencer. They realized that that did not have the impact as desired, and they definitely felt the pain of this Marcy as well. So I do like how this is evolving into like this game 3 meta, where it's like a series meta update.
Is this then for Navi? I mean, obviously that part where it's like, well, we can't let them have it again. You could have used this one ban they have between first and second phase of pick for it, but is there also something about having the Marcy for yourself that's one, that good building block Fly was talking about, and 2 is good against the Pugna?
I don't think it's good versus Pugna, right?
Yeah, I think Pugna is considered a good hero against Marcy.
That's crazy.
Decrepify.
Right.
Until later, where you are a nullifier buyer, at least as a core. So I'm not sure how many games Navi has played Marcy.
I think it's none.
I know Zayat does play this hero. I don't know about Got the Juice. I think it's okay to take the hero. I mean, it's like you said, they're spraying themselves a ban essentially. So I don't know if this is more of a let's just take this away from you and then we'll figure it out, or they actually have some kind of strategy of this, because it looks this looks a bit better now. They have some response to Pugna, in my opinion. They have the little shredder for the Pugna ward, and I've just been loving Snapfire this tournament. I feel like the hero's been having a lot of impact, and I'm happy to see more of it.
Let's be real, you just really like the hero pick screen.
I do. It gives it the
so
lick.
cute.
It's very cute.
It's very, very adorable.
Yeah, I couldn't find, or at least in, I think, this tournament and the last tournament, I don't think anyone's played Marcy.
On the side of Navi?
Yeah,
Fucking
on the side of
first
Navi.
bit.
I don't think it's a complicated hero to
ဟင်း
play.
တူးတော့
so I
နိုင်ခဲ့
believe-
တဲ့
and I'm sure maybe
အကွက်
they
လေးပဲလား
scripted
လုံးတူးကတော့ဒီတစ်ခေါက်ဘန်းခံရပြီ
so I don't think it's impossible.
အစီ
Yeah,
ဟုတ်ပါ
I
ဘူး
don't
အ
know
စီအ
what
သေးနေ
role
ရ
they're gonna put it
တဲ့
into because
TI
I
မှာ
cannot
တဲ့
find
အ
any
နီထက်စွမ်း
match
တယ်
history.
Sure, I guess that's the more important thing. We know someone on that team will be
အနီထက်
comfortable in playing it, but where exactly does that go?
My only issue with it is it's straight up just a block pick.
Yes.
In the last game, Marcy destroys Silencer.
Ah.
Silencer has zero tools to deal with that. Whereas I'm pretty sure Pugna is the best support in the game versus Marcy in the laning stage.
မာ
because
ဘေးဟေးဝင်းရိတ်များတဲ့ကောင်တွေ
he
ပဲ
can go on
နော်
anyone. He's
ဘိန်း
just
နေ
amplifying
ပကနာ
and
တွေ
left off. So
We're seeing this trend now. This is
what's the trend?
Bane into Snapfire. People like
Yes.
this. They really like that
Why?
matchup. Honestly, the reasons I could tell you that I was told by an expert opinion that's not my own opinion. I'm just going by the experts.
One expert or multiple experts?
You're on the
One
couch. You're the expert.
I'm taking that expert opinion to my own expert opinion. Apparently, it's like a lot of it is the trading of like when you leave the lane, when you're outside of the lane. Like let's say you want to contest a triangle. Let's say you want to be fighting in the river, so and so on. Like Bane just wins. Like Snapfire, I think we saw a clip in one of the games we covered earlier where Snapfire was forced to abandon his own triangle whilst Bane was like using sentries on it and stuff because you don't win.
Down to Extreme Gaming.
Yeah, it's like Snapfire has to back off, and Snapfire is like generally a pretty strong force. So the fact that Bane can just win that and cloud check him is pretty nice matchup.
Sounds like getting dono walled there.
I think Bane is good against Marcy, especially core Marcy, because he won some sort of BKB disable. So it's been sort of like a pseudo counter for a while now. But it does trade well into Snapfire, and yeah, if you fight in the ruins like in a purely 1v1, you know, Bane is probably gonna win. So I can see that for sure, and we'll see how Navi likes to respond. I don't know if they play Lycan themselves, but Lycan can be good against the two supports. Maybe not so much against the Mars Arena, but I'm curious to see what they do with this Marcy now, 'cause it doesn't look like that easy of a Marcy core game.
ဆိုင်ငယ်လေးထည့်တာခဏနေနှစ်စီးဖြစ်ပြီးဟိုစိုက်ကား
I'm worried about how
ဆိုင်ငယ်တစ်စီးကနေစိုက်ကားနှစ်စီးဖြစ်သွား
Navi have here.
Hello, Jenny, oh, man.
This downtime we have before they pick a hero.
ကြည့်ရလေလို့
It really annoys me that you can be ethereal and BKB'd at the same time now. Like I know this change was made some while ago, but this
စိုက်ကားကတော့တော်
I've
သေးတယ်
seen
စပင်း
so
နှစ်စီး
many
ဖြစ်သွားရင်ပို
instances of
ဆိုးမယ်
people being ethereal and be in Magic Community at the exact same time, and it's annoying. It makes me angry.
Whoa ပြော anime ထွက်လာပြီ got the juice
But this is okay. But the reason why
ကိုနေ့ကထွန်းတော်နိုင်သွားတဲ့
I would have thought this would impact heroes like Marcy, you know, who do only physical damage. Now it's like
ထွန်းတော်နိုင်သွားတဲ့အကွက်ပေါ့
Pugna, for example, it doesn't matter. You can just get away
ဘာ
with
လို့
it. You can just be immune to what she does and also not die to spells.
Yeah, but Nullifier exists, and
ဒီလိုပွဲမျိုးကဆလာတာမစ်တွေပါထုတ်ချင်ထုတ်လို့ရ
Good comms. A nullifier and good comms.
ဒီကမာအနေနဲ့
Okay.
ပါရာမစ်တို့ပါ anime ကိုရိုက်
Exactly. No, that's what I mean.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Ghost Scepter doesn't save you anymore. You need that BKB.
ကိုကတော့
It is,
အာ
there's an anti-mage.
There is an anti-mage, and there's also a troll.
Okay.
ဟုတ်တယ်
Are you just pointing that out, or is there something to it?
pro က anime ကိုနိုင်တဲ့ထဲမှာပါပါတယ်အေးအေးဆေးဆေးမာစီကိုလည်းနိုင်တယ်
Let's look at it. So, AM
အေးဆေးပဲ
has
ကြောင်း
been
စရာ
doing
အကြောင်း
pretty
မရှိဘူး
well,
ဒီပွဲ
I would
ထိုး
say,
ရတော့
but usually picked a bit later. They saw Mars, so he knows what lane matchup he's in.
နေကမနိုင်မိလားမသိဘူး
which
ဒီလေးကောင်လေးကောင်ကြည့်ရ
secures
တာ
his
တော့
lane. Like he's just gonna get
နေ
healed.
ကမပစ်
and
ပိုမိုက်
he's gonna free farm. And the troll comes out sort of as a
အ
response
တခု
to
ပဲ
anti-mage
စ
as a
တန်း
carry
လို့သေး
matchup.
တယ်စ
And
တန်း
also
နဲ့
if
နဲ့
it's a
anime ကအဲ့လို
offlane, which we don't
ဘိ
know
န်း
yet
ကြိုက်တာ
because
တို့
this
ဘိ
team
န်း
does
နိုင်မဲ့
play
အိတ်တာတို့
Snapfire
လုံး
before.
လို့မလွယ်တဲ့ hero မျိုးအဲ့တော့သူတို့မှာရှိတာစပီယာတစ်ခုပဲရှိတယ်
So the
anime
troll
ကို
is
ပင်ပွိုင်းရ
kind of a response to
သူ
two
ကတော့ခုတ်ခွင့်ရ
potential
အောင်
cores.
လုပ်ပေးနိုင်မှာအဲ့ဒါပဲရှိ
I
တယ်
think it
ကွာ
looks
နည်းနည်းတော့အနေတော့
better
များ
for
သေးတယ်
NGX. This Navi lineup
သူမ
looks
င်း
a
မ
bit
င်းမှာ
all over
တစ်
the
ခုခု
place for me.
amber spirit တို့
The first building block was the Marcy block pick, right?
It was
amber
the
spirit
block
ဘန်သွားတယ် what the
didn't
fuck
really, like,
သူတို့လိုတာ
I don't
amber
think they
လို
knew
တာ
exactly what they
amber
wanted
တို့
to do with it.
ဟွာတို့လို
And
တာ
the aim is
Bad
sort of
dude.
like, yeah, man, let's, you know, anti-mage time.
ပတ်လည်းမဆိုး
Yeah.
Kind of.
အဲ့ဆို drink wine နဲ့ဘန်သွားပြီဟိုဘက်ကတိတယ်ဗျာပတ်ကြီးဖြတ်ပဲ
And they really like playing safe lanes with save support type stuff. So I think at the very least it's making them happy. It's what they know how to play.
I feel like when you're riding that line of elimination, it's one thing you want. You want
အဲ့
to
ဒါ
be on
control က
comfort.
မရှိတော့ဘူး amber လည်းမရှိဘူးပတ်လည်းမရှိဘူး voice switch ကမကောင်း voice switch က control လို့မရဘူး
But everything from here on out is going to have to be
Ponka.
good for Navi with such little reserve
Ponka
time.
လည်းခ
I
က်တ
think
ယ်
that's a very fine line, you know.
Yeah, of
Sometimes
course. You can't just pick because it's comfort.
Yeah, I mean, it happens a lot though.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're in a position where it's very tense and somebody will throw out a suggestion and you don't think about it too much and you just go with it just because it is comfort, which I'm hoping this anti-mage doesn't fall victim to that. Because, yeah, it's normally every anti-mage pick we have seen this tournament was last pick. It has not been these blind pick kind of heroes. You see your lane and supports, that's great, but you don't see the mid, you don't see the carry. It's already a bad carry matchup. Still playable to some degree, but it's definitely not good for him. And I think as well this anti-mage versus Mars might be fine in the laning stage, but counter spell doesn't really work versus him either. So if the Mars is good, he can always do a spear initiation, and then they have a lot of follow-up with that as well. Doesn't look easy, and yeah, I'm really afraid as well. Like you have this Marcy hero. I'm not sure what they're gonna do with it, but if it is offlane Marcy, and you're playing into Pugna Troll, I don't feel like you're gonna be very successful. What's your other pivot? Pugna, sorry, you do Snapfire Core with Marcy? That sounds like a better lane, don't get me wrong. But do you really want to Marcy support in a Snap offlane? Is that good? Not sure, probably not.
I'm curious to see what Sumel's gonna finish up with, because I think he has plenty of options. He has Mars for the setup, he has Bane for the setup. He doesn't necessarily do another lockdown. He probably is considering whether Snap is good enough if he can play Mid here. Fiend could work. Well, if the Mars gives you a stable lane. If they want to go more disable, I'm trying to think what's left that can do well. Maybe a Void Spirit, but
yeah.
I think he has options. Depends what he's confident in. I can see them going the more disable route or just more follow-up damage. I think both can work.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but because like anti-mage has some counters. I mean, Puck would have been great. Obviously, that got banned. I think Ember was decent too. But you kind of want to be a hero that can lock down anti-mage if possible. But your options are very limited. Like Void Spirit can do it.
Oh my goodness.
And then they're gonna go for this. All right, so they really just type mid, right? Because you are playing versus anti-mage. To use against an anti-mage, you don't have to worry about the the most annoying part about anti-mage, like Puck, you just drop the ground, he dies very easy with physical damage.
So it is a snap mid.
Yeah, this tournament, they're gonna do it again here for the second time, and in their potential elimination game here, they're putting a lot of faith into the mid snap, but Fly, you're not really feeling it. You're not really liking where these heroes ended up in the Dawn last pick. I'm really not liking it. I think nobody's playing for anti-mage. I think Dawn has nothing to ultimate, because usually you want some kind of mid hero that jumps to combo with Dawnbreaker. Snapfire mid usually plays on TPing to a side lane. Dawnbreaker wants to be in a side lane and ulti in. It looks very clunky to me, while NGX just looks very clear what the idea is. Let's buff up this troll. Let's make sure he takes objective. He's gonna 1v5 this game, a bit more like Extreme Gaming's lineups. So NGX, yeah, much better. Okay. For yourself, Rare, because I know there's been a couple of times today where you've liked the look of Mag, but now we're actually seeing a Mag come out, and you're like, yeah, this is a good Mag pick. It's going in the mid. It's coming up against Snapfire.
I don't care at all. I love Snapfire. It's one of my favorite heroes. Okay. I'm so thrilled.
She in the tiering.
Snapfire. Yeah, she's all the way up here.
It's bias.
Yeah, it is bias, and I'm so here for it. I can't wait to see how Niku performs. I think he's got it on lock. He's going to make all the space for my anti-mage to get bodied by troll late game.
Yeah.
How do you play the mid snap then? Very quickly, like, what is... since you're such a fan of her.
Oh, I play it completely different to the pro. I play with the Ags.
Okay, all right.
No, the nice idea is that you can at least scale into the late game, right? You can get this Daedalus to be like another core on top, so it's not like you're relying on anti-mage to be the only one to kill a troll warlord here.
And Fear, last opinion to give in this elimination.
I feel like Navi tripped up on this like Marcy pick really hard. Like they didn't know really what to do with it, and it ended up as a pos 5, and their whole draft just looks kind of weird because of it.
It's not only that, you just feel there isn't anything to a Marcy position 5.
It's a Marcy anti-mage lane. I've never seen this before in my life.
Okay, well, you're about to see it for the very first time. Everyone else at home as well is going to get to enjoy what is the Navi up against Nigma Galaxy Elimination Game 3 with Sunspan and Synderen.
Fantastic,
It all
Yatoru
comes down to this, Cinderman.
DCM
Who is going
yeah.
to be out of TI? And
People
who's gonna be,
Sky.
well, 2 and 3 is still pretty close to being out of TI, so you're not out of the woods yet. But this game 3 is going to be deciding for one of them.
Yeah, and I feel like whoever goes through
fine.
this victorious actually has a pretty good shot. That's the thing, right? Sometimes you have teams that barely scrape by, and then they get the elimination game, and you're like, okay, they're like a massive underdog. I feel like either of these teams, when they play their best, can hold a candle to the possible opponent they end up facing tomorrow. So there is a lot on the line here, of course. That goes without saying. Yeah, I echo a lot of what the panel said here. I feel like this Navi draft, I'm a big aficionado of Dawnbreaker.
Aficionado.
As an aficionado myself, I do not like this lineup as Dawn. That's my biggest concern. This was your overall last pick. You have no setup for ulti. Effectively, it seems like they picked PMA's Dawnbreaker as a counter to RP. But the problem is, Dawnbreaker actually isn't the best counter to Mag, because yes, if your teammates get RP'd, you can ult, then you can just skewer them away.
Right.
And if he does the full combo RP skewer, you're probably arriving in some really obscure position where you're just landing inside an arena as well. Like, this is going to be really tough. I think the one upside that I see here for Navi is some good potential in their laning, because Marcy Dawn is a really strong lane, and Fear unfortunately will not get what he was talking about, the 5 Marcy. It will be position 4 played by Zayats. Unless, are they lane swapping? No, they're just starting as 3 bot. So it will be, that is my biggest upside here. If Marcy Dawn can pop off, it's a very, very strong lane. It's one of the lanes that can kill Troll because the blind of Whirling Axis does not work against Starbreaker.
Right.
So Dawn has 3 guaranteed connecting hits. She has magic damage from her Celestial Hammer, and Marcy does spell damage when landing. So this lane is playable.
Oh boy, Sumail has skewer.
ဟုတ်တယ်ဗျာစလာတဲ့ AB စခူဝါလိုက်တာ
Big kill as
First
Sumail will
blood.
grab it. So
Oh,
Omar sticking around.
damn.
That is
Someone
not a
in
good
better,
start for
no?
Navi, but brilliant
Very good.
from NGX.
Omar tipping Sumail. I guess it was his idea. Or he said, good job, you skewered on Nightmare. Probably the former.
Starbreaker, this is the combo you were talking
Omar
about.
ထက်လျှော်ပြီ
Powerful, but Zayats is the
ထက်
one
လျှော်ပြီ
taking
ဟုတ်တယ်
the
ဗျာ
death
2 စီ
instead.
I would not advise going for it on level 1. I think this
Hero
is a
pick
lane
wa
where
maနိုင်ပါဘူး
you
ဆိုမှ
chill, you get level 2,
Naviကအားလေး
and
တွေ
then
ဖိ
your
နေ
damage is twice as high. Perhaps the concern is if you do it before or at level 2, then Decrepify is coming into the equation. We didn't even talk about that. That's a bigger problem, honestly, because like, yeah, you can get the Starbreaker hits, but you're only getting them if GH is accounted for. Otherwise, you just decrep the troll.
ပြစ်ကြိုက်လို့ပြစ်ကြိုက်လို့
But at the very least, this top lane for Navi should just be able to farm. Like, you can just play it safe, you can get your stuff on Dawn. You're one of the heroes that doesn't get fully bullied by Troll. But yeah, not off to the hottest start here. However, Warlock Anti-Mage should be doing well. I don't see Mars plus Bane doing all that much against Got the Juice with a Warlock healing him up. So that lane is stable.
Yep, gonna continue the pressure here. Got the Juice. Not able to do too much now as Nightmare takes Riddies out of the equation. Talk to me about the Snapfire mid. It's been a while since I've seen this.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not
what
exactly the
what
most
do you build
popular.
on this hero as a mid laner? Any different than?
Well, it's good for Helm of the Dominator because you can cookie the creep, so that's what he's going to go. And then the next item he has queued up is Blink, and then I'm guessing this is an Axe to toss in Marcy or Anti-Mage? I mean, it's an early quick buy, right? So it could be anything.
Hero pick ဘယ်လောက်သာသာနေကွာဖြစ်နေကြောက်ရတယ်
I would say Snapfire has 2
ဒါတော့
builds.
ဒါပေါ့
One is
ဒီ
focusing on
hero
kisses
pick
and
ကြီး
one is
ကွာ
focusing on attacks. And I think even if
300
you play
အကြောင်း
it
မရှိ
mid,
ဘူး
you
လား
can
လို့
focus on the kisses if you don't think it's a good attacking game. Which for me, this one is
ဘလို့ကြည့်ကြည့်ကို
it's honestly hard to build.
But
right.
only
It's
as an
after you're
fire
playing against
minute.
Mars, who can block your attacks with Arena, playing against Mag, who's going to skewer you in, and Troll as a carry matchup. I would rather see Niku just focus on the spell casting. Maybe go something like Kaya Sanj, focus on the globs, and
I mean,
do a ton of artillery.
If you want to go the Daedalus route, that would be like much later in the game anyway, right? We've seen the utility mid Snapfires from the past go almost like a supporty type of utility build to start, and then they end up with a Daedalus plus another item and doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, that was a different time.
Nigma
Though, I feel like,
really
at this point in the game, when you choose your
me.
facet on Snapfire, I feel like you're actually largely committing to
That's
the path,
true.
right? You've chosen full bore, so now your innate is buckshot, which gives you a chance of having glancing shots, and that kind of sucks later in the game because the I don't know, you have 30% chance to do, or excuse me, 25% chance of getting a glancing shot.
Oh, the AM red dead about though, the next hour. I do about a shot sheet.
But the alternative to full
How shall
bore
AM
actually
red
problems
or nine is
solve,
with
and
any
never
time
take
you
it
yell
to always
dying?
play snaps
They
support.
can't buy Pilla
The ricochet,
I
right?
send a fire, Daedalus
Just
get
gives
there
way
to
more
it.
damage
Can he
than
yell?
basic
That
attacks.
Valve game.
I think I know.
But yeah, if you're
That's
not,
nice,
it's
Sheila.
definitely not your primary plan to attack, right?
PMA. Thought he might be in some trouble there.
I mean, I do a mass body.
Trying to get
Mass
as
body,
much
send a
CS as he
fire,
can.
Pillow
Only
me out.
7 so far in this
I
lane,
love
which is
Pillow
kind
me
of a
out. Arena
disaster.
car, I
That's
don't
the
know.
lane that you were talking about that had the most upside for Navi. Not the case so far.
I fully take it back, honestly. The most upside is bottom, because that one is free. But I will definitely stand on this lane should not be 7-0 CS. This is just not a good start. Marcy can pull waves here against Pugna, because Pugna has no stun. And he will be pulling the wave here on Zayats,
Might
but
die for it though.
yeah, he should
Pops
probably
the
have
stick.
pulled the second wave of the lane.
PMA gonna try to block GH a bit, and the Nether Blast is still in range though, so he gets the pull successfully, but at the cost of his life.
It's just at this level of play, the play they made at level 1 is just costing so much. Like the cascading effect of messing that up is not to be understated. You know, they get level 2 faster on Nigma Galaxy, that means they have Decrepify, so then Dawn's combo doesn't really work as well anymore. You died on Marcy, therefore you couldn't pull the second wave, so you couldn't get PMA, some nice fast and safe CS. And here you are.
But it's how white
This is
line
the one
be
lane
near.
that's doing well though. Nice
Got the
reflect there.
juice, very nicely
Who
done.
let I got a
Right
low
now,
malad
Omar
chet ya, no?
gets
Pure
the
little
kill
me
onto
out.
Noob.
Couple more
Unfortunately,
So BKB
got the juice
Majive
and
နဲ့
freeze
တေ
to
သွားတာ
actually
လို့
snag that one.
ဟို animate mana ဘန်းလိုက်လို့လဲစစ်3စရာ mana မရှိတော့တာလို့
Start GH.
ပြောလို့တော့မရ
His
ဘူးကွာ
way in between
ဟို
Niku
ခံမန်းလို့မရတာတွေ
and
ဖြစ်တော့
Zayats.
ဖြစ်နိုင်နေ
Rebound
သေး
should
တယ်
secure
လုံးလို့မရဘူးကြည့်ရမှာ
Niku
ပဲ
getting something on the board for himself. 25-0 right now in that mid lane versus Sumail.
တောင်ပြီးတော့ရှုံးရင်အိမ်ပြန်ရမှာဟုတ်တယ်နှစ်သင်းလုံး
Yeah,
ရှုံး
that
တဲ့အသင်း
level
အိမ်
1
ပြန်ရမှာ
play helps Mag out a
Oh, yeah.
ton. You get such a big advantage from the first blood gold, and I think Snap might have even died during a couple of the creeps, so then he also loses a lot of experience. Yeah, Sumail should be very comfortable here. This has been one of his, I want to say, mixed heroes for Nigma Galaxy. He's had some games where he's really strong and other games where it just falls a bit flat, but to be honest, I feel like that's kind of just Magnus in a nutshell. There's just some games that just the stars align for you, and in other games the enemy team is just playing well or you're mistiming slightly. It's a very mechanically difficult hero to play perfectly.
Oh, he's got a damage rune.
Yeah.
See if Navi are aware at all of this.
ခုနမနေ့ရောခုန
Coming
မနေ့
from
ရော
the south
Oh, PMA in the corner.
has the RP as well.
If this move is successful, they might get both wisdoms.
Oh, they get scanned out, so PMA definitely aware.
They still have to do something about it, though. You can't just give away both wisdoms, right? Here comes the TP from Snap.
He's coming.
Power
There's
B.
the skewer.
အိုးအိုး
And RP
Ah,
not
Abi,
gonna be
don't
used,
lie, Ama.
actually. And the
Don't
Mortimer
Abi.
instead onto Ghost. Does have a
အဘီ
level
သုံးလိုက်ရ
6
မှာ
using
စု
it.
မေနှမျောတာ
Fatal
ကွာ
Bonds is still applied though, attempting to TP, and he's fine.
ဝင်းနှမျောတာဒီအချိန်ကတကောင်ရတကောင်စားရမှာအမိရအမိစားကောင်ရကောင်စားအဲ့လိုလုပ်ရမှာ
Yeah.
As
အို
RP
းချော်တယ်ဟဲ့
actually
ဟေး
not hit at all
ဘိုးစကား
here.
မပြဘူးစုမေကပြနေပြီ
NGX opening the window for Navi off of
မမျောလင့်ထားတာတွေစမြင်နေရပြီပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်
It's a guaranteed
Okay.
kill on Dawn if he RPs right away. He thought they had her.
Oh my
without,
god off lane
probably.
တွေကွာသုံး
And
တင်
then
ပါတ
instead
ယ်
ends up RPing and missing. And they also don't get
Wow.
the wisdom, and their carry has to TP base.
ခါကြရင်အတွေးလွန်တာတွေကမ
Almost
ကောင်း
as
ဘူး
bad as that could have gone for Nigma Galaxy, honestly. But you know, also credit to Navi for bringing over the snap in time. It's very important that she TP'd when she did. Otherwise, this whole situation could have been very different.
တွေးတွေလွန်နေတ
Ghost
ယ်
has
တွေးတွေ
returned. Oh, they're gonna find Zayats. Has the rebound. Still, both members in this top lane very low indeed.
Helmo Dominator completed for Got the Juice. He will be running the double. So Helm of the Dom and Battle Fury, 2 farming items. Gonna be a while before they can count on him.
Omar really wants this kill. Gets the Nightmare. 8-minute rune is bought, but this is going to set up Skewer nonetheless. Tempted TP though, and it should be fine. Heads up play, but the regen rune should go to the likes of NGX.
Something else to keep in mind about Dawnbreaker
never
is
mind, Reddy's denied it.
a really big part of Dawnbreaker's identity as a hero is winning your lane. It's one of the things it does better than almost any other hero in Dota is crushing off lanes with good partners, but
He changed the time
it's
of
just
my
really
way.
counterpicked this game, which is ironic because you
You don't know about
picked
that.
it into Troll, which is one of the
Oh,
tougher
but-
carry matchups, but it's still
Down
fine.
here.
But the Pugna really
Tu me piace
makes
di
your
oh,
life
tu hi
miserable.
piaceခံနေရဆိုပြမဲတော့သူလည်းတစ်ခါတည်းတော့ပြခြင်းပါဗောနော်
I'm
တစ်ခွက်
worried
နှစ်ခွက်တို့ပါ
about PMA's place in this game as we go down the stretch. Like, how does he find... He doesn't have allies to ulti on. He didn't win his lane. And it's not... I guess it's...
Yeah, anime dominator လာပြီဗျာ
just have to buy
anime
Axe here,
dominator
right?
ဟိုနေ့ကလည်း
Um,
ဟေး anime dominator
so
နော်
at least that's something he doesn't have
Anime
to worry too
dominator
much
ပြီးတော့
about getting
Fury
counter-itemized.
လာပါပြီ
Yeah, this is a
Phantom
really,
Lancer
really
dominator
bad
တို့
start
ပါ
for
လို့
this
နောက်ပိုင်း
hero.
မြင်ရနိုင်တယ် Chaos Knight Waking dominator တွေမြင်ရနိုင်တယ်ဟေ့ Raise yourself
For himself.
They're
Top
gonna
network
they're
on his
gonna need
team.
him. This
Raise
game will hop
yourself.
off.
Absolutely.
An average anti-mage performance doesn't cut it here. You cannot get enough out of Dawn from this position for AM to not have to play like
ကိုတင် famine လည်းပါတယ်တွေ့လား
Yeah, he went for the
dominator
helm,
ဆက်
by
တဲ့
the way. We
ကြီးရွယ်ချက်က
saw the
famine လည်းပါတယ်အဲ့ natural queen နဲ့သူ့ရဲ့
that's 2 and 2.
ဟွာနဲ့အဲ့လို
Explain it again.
ခုတ်
then.
တာပေါ့နော်
Well, why
ခုတ်
choose
ပြီး
it
တော့
here versus
queen မြန်မြန်
the
စားတဲ့
last
ပုံ
game
စံ
we
လို
saw?
မျိုးပြီးရင်သွေး
I'm not
region
sure why
ပါတယ်
he chose it over Battle Fury, except
ဒီက
that
အဲ့ချက်တွေ
it
ကွာ
could
လေ
be something. It could be personal preference, first of all. When Ame skipped Helm, I can't believe I'm saying that. Skipped Helm of the Dominator and Anti-Mage. When Ame did the normal build, it ramps you up faster, right? This is a little bit slower because you're getting an additional build-up item, but it gives you more early sustain in lane and more early fighting capability.
ကပတ်တာ dominator
Perhaps
မြင်
his
ရနိုင်တ
worry
ယ်
was if he goes Battle Fury that they're just too weak and exploitable. I
Zayat.
guess.
Omar actually just simply walks away, but at the very
တ
least,
ခါရ
we're
ပါ
not
ပြီ
gonna get
ဆူ
tier
မီရ
one.
okay အာပီလက်လာလေးများမြင်ရမလား
Let's see if they try to do a
အာပီ
smoke
လက်လာ
reveal.
လေးများ
Samil playing the standard mid-style Magnus as of modern times, which is the extra point in Shockwave with diminishing return facet, and then maxing out Skewer as well. So no points in Empower just yet for his Troll, but doesn't really matter. Troll's also playing Battle Fury, by the way, so there's going to be plenty of cleave where that came from.
Yep, good heads-up play from Navi again. Scans have been pretty on point this
အိုး
series.
အိုးအိုးအိုးအိုးအိုး
So
စ
I
ကန်
have to
တွေ့
look
သွား
to
ပြီ
maybe tank the gank. Not going to be the case.
Oh, you say that. Okay, never mind. He was on his way to the stairs, but didn't step down. He stacked the
Even has
camp.
times to stack. Spots GH as well.
They're chilling.
And now they've seen that Sumail has been missing for quite some time.
That's really awkward. I just TP Bane mid and take XP. He's very low level on Omar. Considering this was an early game that
အင်းကကြိုက်တာမရှိသေးဘူးအဲ့ကောင်ယူတက်လို့ရပါမလား
Follow up Fiend's grip though. Sumail is going to go for the skewer play.
ရပါ
Nightmare
မ
to
လား
follow. Got
ရ
the
အောင်
juice, should be fine though. In fact,
ကျန်အောင်သိသွားပြီ
Omar
Omar
actually blocks the way completely. So ends
Uh-oh.
up being a free kill for Navi.
Yeah,
Lick reveal completely ruined.
they couldn't RP because they know there's Dawn ulti. So the issue there is not their spell casting, it's that they tried to do it to begin with. They actually cast their spells fine. Skewering into Nightmare there is not a bad play, but you can't go for the kill because of Dawn and because you don't have
Both
enough
got
damage,
out of
so
it, now
why
I'll take
even
something out.
bother to begin with? Maybe they were just hoping to force TPs and disengage, but effectively serving up a kill for God the Juice is not what they came for.
Absolutely not. And now he starts his Battle Fury. Speaking of which, Ghost will finish his.
ပြန်အောင်ကျင်ထားတဲ့မနာပြန်ပန်းမှာနောက်ပိုင်းထည့်လောက်တယ် true อ่ะ review လည်းပြန်ထည့်လောက်
A
တယ်
little bit faster than the AM.
CPMA is exactly doing the standard Soul Ring into Ags.
သူမြင်ရ
Sometimes
တဲ့
you see an
unbound မြူ
optional
ရမယ့်
build-up
နေကို
item in
နောက်ဘက်က
between,
ကျန်း
but
နေ
this
ရော
is the normal build.
မစ်တရားတော့ level 1အဆုံးနေများပါတယ် level 1တစ်ချက်ပေါက်လိုက်ရင် crit weight ကတဝက်ရော့တာဆိုတော့
Seen the golem
ပြီးရင်
yet
3 4
either.
5ချက်လောက်လိုက်ခုတ်လိုက်ရင်ပုံပြီ
This is going to be. I mean, there's lots of pressure on all these.
အမ်ဘာဝါကြီးယူထားရင်ကြောင့်
elimination game.
lane rotate ကတာပါညာဒါပေမဲ့မထွက်တော့ဘူး
Yeah, that's the one thing.
Does this benefit young players or not?
I don't think this is an age thing so much. I think some players
ဒီ game
are
ဘယ်လို
just
တာ
better
လဲ
at playing
ဒီ
under
ပွဲ
pressure regardless
ဒီ
of
ပွဲ
age.
ဒဲဒဲလား တော့ခတ်တယ်ဟိုကနာဗီပစ်ကိုနာဗီတော့နေကမာပစ်ကိုကြိုက်တယ်ကွာလေဂိမ်းထိကြိုက်တယ်ထရိုးမကနေကွာ AM ဘလုံးမကြုံလို့မရမားစလည်းပါတယ်
seemingly completely un
ဒါပေမဲ့ AM ရက်သွားပြီးတော့အဲ့လိုပွဲကိုကမောက်ကမဖြစ်အောင်လုပ်မယ်သိရမလားအဲ့လိုတွေလှုပ်သွားခဲ့ရင်ဒီဘက်ပကနာဘင်းကရောင်သွားပြီးတော့တိုင်းနေပတ်သွားနိုင်အဲ့ချက်တွေရှိကစားတာရဲ့ဘက်နိုင်မယ်ထင်တာပဲလေကင်းက draft ကမြတယ်
Yep. I love that was
လေကင်းရောက်သွားရင်ပြောကင်းရောက်သွား draft ကမြ AM သာ item တွေထွက်လာရင်ပေါ့ဘေးကွက်လောက်ထွက်လာရင်ညသွား
insane.
Oh, not anymore, is he?
No, probably not. He's an old man, 17 or so.
It's crazy to be 16 every year.
Male.
ဟို
Looking for this. Oh, he goes for
ဟုတ်
the
တယ်
RP.
သုံးရ
He
မှာ
wants to
မ
take
တက်
a
နိုင်
look.
ဒီချင်းကသုံးရမှာ
Chaotic Offering comes out, but
ဒါရဆဆပဲ
doesn't get there in time. Solar Guardian is there with the Mortimer's Kisses to
ဒါပေမဲ့
follow.
သူ့အသက်ပြန်ပါသွားပြီ
shows up. The Mortimers
အိုး
are enough.
DH နည်းနည်းနောက်ကျတယ်
So
သွေး
it's
ဖြ
a
ည့်တာ
one-for-one support for mid. Definite favor going to Navi, although obviously some long cooldowns from both sides being expended.
You gotta appreciate the comedic timing of me saying Sumail is unfazed by pressure situations, and that's the first thing that happens.
I mean, I don't think that's the pressure, though.
It didn't feel like pressure. It was a bit of a misplay, honestly, just misjudging how far he was gonna get pulled in on the shockwave.
But the Zayats take out GH with the help of Niku.
နာဖိုင်ယာမစ်ကြီးကအာဟုတ်နေတယ်အိမ်ပဲမရှိတာ
And Navi definitely, I mean, the draft was precarious based on yours and the analyst's opinion, but do you think the later this game goes, the easier it gets for them? Because, I mean, Troll Magnus late game is kind of scary.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a linear thing, but I think there's timings along the way where you have a good shot. I think AM, when he gets his third item, so let's say he goes Battle Fury Manta and then one more, I think there's a window there where he's going to be very strong against specific things except Troll. But then when we go very late, I think he's going to have serious trouble. Yeah. Against Troll, when Mag gets Refresher. The only BKB ability you have on Navi is Golem, and that only gets you that far. Against 2 RPs and a BKB Troll with...
Well, maybe he has 2 golems.
သူရီတော့နောက်ကြတယ်ကွာသိလား Dominator ဆက်လိုက်တော့ပါထွက်လဲပြန်ထည့်တော့
He can die with
သူ
the
ရီတော့နောက်ကြ
summon.
နောက်ကဒုတိယမှာရှိရနော် Animate
Oh, it would be sick if he summoned a Warlock. That would actually... That would be pretty broke. I think Warlock would be first pick.
ပိုကောင်းတာလားပိုမကောင်းတာလားမသေးခွဲတော့သူရီထည့်သွားတာပဲကောင်းသလားဒီလိုလေးသွားတာပိုကောင်းသလား
That's what he needs.
Placing a ward here that was immediately spotted by GH. He had the vision in advance, so...
I mean, if you think about it, Undying's innate is basically that, right?
Yeah, just it works once.
Yeah, unless you have Refresher.
You can't refresh that.
That's what Fear said, so it's his fault for tricking me. Are you sure?
You can't refresh the innate, can you?
I mean,
No
it's
way,
It's
right?
a skill.
No way
Omar
you can refresh
with
it.
the Nightmare. Looks like he's gonna go down, though.
ဟို
Unleash
ဘက်က
the
လည်းကြည့်
Giants.
တကောင်ရရဆဆပဲတို့လားမာစီလိုစစ်တွေပါနေတယ်သုံးပြစ်
And
ရဆလိုက်တွေးနေ
will instantly respawn the fountain. Begins the game on
စနဖိုင်ရလဲ Dominator ပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်အော်စနဖိုင် Dominator ကလည်းသူ့အနေနဲ့သူကုကီးကျွေးလို့ရတဲ့ target ချိသွားပြီဆိုတော့ဒီကောင်လည်းလိုက်တာပဲသူ့အနေနဲ့သူသိလားကုကီးကျွေးလို့ရတယ်
fake news out
ပြီးဒီကောင်မှုသွားနေတာအပြာချောင်းသွားနေတာ
So, of course,
အဲ့တော့တခုဆိုသူ့ Dominator ကောင်ကြီးကို
Fury and Flax
ငုံပြီးပြစ်လို့ရတယ်ဟုတ်တယ်ဒီကောင်အပြာချောင်းငုံပြစ်တာလားဘာလားပြောင်းသွားပြီလား
Perch just walked
Now,
over to the
where
door and
are you?
shook
Back
his head.
ဟိုနောက်ဆုံးမှတ်မိတဲ့လောက်ကတော့ငုံပြီးပြစ်တာကွာ
the
Down
US
line
up
on
and
the-
running for Noob.
တောင်းတော့မပြောင်းတော့ပါဘူးနော်
As NGX, I mean, the couple times they've tried to get aggressive, kind of flopped in this game. I mean, they have the 1K lead now, but
Yeah,
haven't really found their footing, it feels like.
they haven't found their footing. I feel like their plays have been a little bit or uncoordinated, as you said. But I also, overall, in terms of the game flow, fortunately for them, they're not under pressure to really nail this time of the game. I think it's okay to, stabilize and farm. Ideally, you want to be further ahead than this with the lanes you had, without question. But it's not cause for concern yet. Of course, if you literally just let AM farm for another 20 minutes, you might end up on the receiving end. The biggest story in this game for me is that PMA has recovered. He had 7 CS minute, what was it, like 5, 6? And now he's 4th on net worth.
Yeah,
he's
that's
ahead
true.
of Magnus. 2 levels ahead.
Yeah, Sumail's moves. I mean, that's
okay. There is cause for concern.
There were
this was worse than I
two
thought.
instances where Sumail trying to use this blink dagger just
hello Riddies.
clubbing it up. Sumail walks right by Riddies. Does he have PTSD
3
from
တ
the
ကောင်
last
ရ
time? Maybe.
အဟိုမှာ arena နဲ့တကောင်ထပ်ဖမ်းထားသေးတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့
Extremely easy kill.
မိလား
Indeed. Got the
RP
juice.
He had him.
It was
but
close.
I
Got
think
the
he'll
juice.
have him anyway.
Blink in
Be
1
Wabi.
second when the RP finds.
There it
and
is.
the juice is down. Omar.
That is the big one.
what the juice မ juice နိုင်တော့ဟိုမှာတကောင်အိတ်လိုက်ပြီကြိုက်လို့ရသေးရဲ့နော်
Still though, Spear connects. Nice rebound. In the exit plan, Niku
ဒီဘော
gets
တင်ထားတယ်
and now the skewer back. Okay.
ကြိုက်စရာမလိုဘူးတော့သွားပြန်ပြီနီကူအာ
Actually, don't know what.
လိုရှန်မှာယူခြင်းယူလို့ရတယ်
Review.
Yeah, must have
ဘုံ
been.
တိုင်း
So another big kill for NGX and the tier 1.
All right.
လိုရှန်ယူလို့ရတယ်ဒီကောင်လေး
Shannon, do we have
You
this
lah,
much
huh?
power? Is it the moment we criticize literally anything in the world, it just levels up?
Yeah, Dawnbreaker top 3 net worth now.
Shannon, I think your casting is
မယူဘူးကွာ
awful
ဒီကောင်လေး
today.
Okay. Oh, that's
ကွန်မန်
not
တာ
good.
ယူဖို့စဉ်းစားမလား
Just wait. I'm gonna say something really funny any second now. Yeah,
What a stack.
you're right. I get.
ကတ်စကမပါ
Yeah,
သေး
never
တာ
mind, it
ကတ်စ
didn't
က
work. Some people are just
စပ်တိမ်
immune
မှု
to
တဲမ
help.
ပါသေးဘူးအိုင်စနက်ကမထည့်ရသေးဘူး TIB ရင်တော့
You
လာမ
just
တယ်
can't be- you
TIB
can't
မှ
be saved.
ထည့်ပေးလောက်တယ်
Unfortunate. What can you do?
TIB ရင် patch အကြီးတစ်ခုထွက်လောက်တယ်အဲ့မှာကတ်စကကပ်တိမ်မှုတဲဝင်မယ်ပြီးရင် spell လေး adjustment လေးလာ
Pretty
မယ်
good Roche potential as
Dominator ကို
well.
nerf မယ်
Not sure how early they'd want to go for it.
ဘူးမှလုံးမယ်လုံးနေတယ် Roshan ဆော့ဆော့ first tower ယူပြီးတော့ anime နဲ့ Snapfire တင်နေတဲ့အချိန်ကို Roshan မလုပ်ဘူး
Not necessarily.
Đúng mà Lucian lâu
It's
phút
just one of
chèn
those
này,
moments where
bà
do
còn
I
làm
have
gì?
to take this risk? Like, sure, you can possibly get it, but alternatively, wait for RP, find any sort of good pick-off or team fight, win that by at least a bit, and then you can probably just get it. Also, the
Navi.
timer was a concern. Roche is about to move,
minute
and it's
20.
Torment time, so we'd rather
န
be
ည်းနည်း
ready
လာ
for
ချ
that.
ဟိုဘက်
It is
ဂိုလန်နေလည်း
tournament
ရှိရနော်ဟိုဘက်ကောဒီဘက်ကော spell တွေရှိရ RP မရှိသေးဘူး point က
Almost has his Yasha. Has the Battle Fury with the Helm, so a little bit behind. Maybe trying to bait himself in the midst of the rest of his team being smoked. Of course, Chaotic offering one of the best responses to any sort of initiation that they have.
The troll can solo this, by the way. He
If
doesn't even
done
need.
correctly, yeah.
He doesn't even need help. He just needs people to scout ahead for him.
Well, looks to be a freebie for NGX.
Waited patiently until Hero showed mid, and this bit of information is enough for them to go off of now. Zayats will trade for a tower. But that was a tower they were going to get anyway. Unfortunately for Nigma Galaxy, not the best shard carriers in their team. I would probably rather have seen it on Bane to let Omar farm a bit more.
Oh, is that a finished Ags for Snapfire? We got the Gobble Up on the way. Okay.
ဟုတ်တယ်ဒီကောင်
So now you
ကြာအောင်ရသွား
truly
ပြီ
have
ထွေး
set
ထုတ်
up
လို့ရ
your
သွားပြီ
Solar
ထွေးထုတ်
Guardian, Cinderin.
ငုံမယ်ထွေးထုတ်မယ်
I'm not sure.
I feel like
You
I
could
just-
throw in the creep, the helm.
I guess. But you can't. Can you Dawn ulti on a.
Kills the creep though, right?
I guess it doesn't kill a Dominator creep.
Oh, Omar, wow, that's some range right there. Meanwhile,
Freebie,
Ghost
freebie.
focusing on the Warlock. Easy kill. Tempted TP, but the spear will find Zayat, so both supports dead for Navi.
Roshan
And NGX continuing to grow this lead now.
Yeah, they can Roche. It's moved to bottom since it's post 20 minutes, and this is just straightforward. 20-second respawn on the enemy supports. This Roche should be close to dead beforehand. Mars tanking it for the troll.
AM မန်ဖိုက်မရဟုတ်တယ်
Alive indeed.
AM red တဲ့တစ်ပေါက်ပဲရတယ်
I don't think
အဲ့
you
red
can
တဲ့တစ်ပေါက်ပဲ
solo
ကြောက်ဖို့
Guardian
ကောင်းတာလေ
on this
AM က
Freak Hero?
ထိုးအားလုံးနဲ့ရှင်ရင်တော့မန်ဖိုက်လို့မရဘူးဟိုကောင်ကပြင်းမှာအမပတလာတီးမှာ
Scouted out, and Niku looking for maybe
အဲ့ red သွားပြီးတော့
deny.
ခြေလမ်းမရင်ကြိတ်တဲ့အကွက်နဲ့ AM ကဆော့မှာအဲ့လိုအနေထားမှာခြေလမ်းမမားဖို့ရည်ကြီးစပူတာတွေခြေလမ်းမားတာတော့ပါတော့ဒီဝါပြီဒါပေမဲ့ဒေါမရိကစစ်ကြီးဝင်လာတယ်ဟာအိုးနားတယ်ဟာ
Onto 3 here as the Chaotic offering to follow Ghost has to use his
ဂိုလန်နဲ့ဟိုဟာပါလေ
and now the Dawnbreak will likely
ဖတ်တယ်ပေါင်းနဲ့တွဲသွားတာ
result. Ghost a little bit left alone at the moment. Of course, has that second life to work with as Noob comes in and destroys Zayats.
အကုန်လုံးသိမ်းမလို့ဖြစ်သွားတယ်နေကမာဘက်က
So in the end of all that,
It's a good enough result for
more
Nigma Galaxy. there.
loss of life for Navi. Yeah, absolutely.
2 for 1. You force Golem and Dawnbreaker ulti, and you expend Arena and RP and Troll ulti. But your cooldowns should be ready again for when it matters. You're obviously Dawnbreaker. Something to keep in mind is the solar charged facet, which makes your ultimate come off cooldown faster, and the 15 talent. But the overlap now, whenever Dawn dies, she's obviously not progressing her ulti at a faster rate than normal. So it is going to be ready basically at the same time as RP, which means there's no real moment of opportunity for Navi to try to overwhelm you. Should be good enough here for the side of Nigma Galaxy. Now here's item number 2 for AM that's worth talking about, is that Manta. He's queuing up Butterfly next. It's tough though, right? Like you're not going to be fighting Troll, I think. You have to kill the supports.
Yeah.
So... Nightmare.
Oh my god, we're able to
It was reflected. Nice timing from Got the Juice. And there is the gobble up on top of Omar. Spear though hits AM. To try to heal him up. Omar's Arena does find 2, but it's the 2 supports, neither of which have their ults anyway.
RP-man ရောက်လာပြီ RP-man လည်းရောက်အောင်ပွဲလဲပြီးတော့
Another trade of supports overall. PMA is going to be able to get back to base in all likelihood, but the shockwave bringing him back. Starbreaker with the shard.
ပါဝါ RP မရှိတာလား RP ရှိတယ်ရောက်မသုံးတာဆူမီးကလုံးပြန်ပြီဟဲ့တော့စနေတာ RP ပေးလိုက် throw လောက်ခုတ်ယုံမဲနော်
barely early enough
3 ယောက် 3 ယောက် anime ကလက်မခုတ်ရဘူး
juice as you mentioned, they got to keep him going. As we talked about, doesn't really overpower Troll at any point, really. As long as they keep neck and neck in net worth, which they aren't. Troll is even ahead, so he should be just fine. It's a matter of when does AM get strong enough and confident enough that he can just jump and kill Pugna, jump and kill Bane. And, of course, ideally pull off a masterful Manta dodge on some big spell such as RP or perhaps... I don't know if you can Manta dodge Spear. I guess you can just have an illusion get speared instead. Oh, see you later, by the way.
Yep, that is a dead Riddies. So NGX.
Ghost က 8-0 ပါတဲ့လူတကအထင်သေးနေတဲ့ Ghost က 8-0 ဖြစ်နေတယ်တော့တကွက်ထားပြမလဲတော့မသိဘူးလောလောဆယ်ကတော့လောက flawless တော့ပြနေရလောလောဆယ် no mistake ပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ် Mana sign BKB Fury.
You know that without Warlock, it's
hard
for Navi to find enough damage, but Snapfire will put an end to the wave. Perhaps no ability to hit high just yet.
အမားလုံးဝမရှိသေးပါဘူးခုတက်ထိ25မိနစ်ထိ
does feel like
နောက်တစ်ခွက်ကို diffuser နဲ့ animate ကိုပြန်လှော်ခြင်းလည်းရတယ်ဒါမှမဟုတ်ပုံမှန်ဘေးလေးအတိုင်းပဲ bash သွားလဲရတယ်ဘာလို့မလဲမသိဘူး diffuser အကြီးဆိုရင်တော့ animate နဲ့အဲ့လို AC anime နောက်လိုက်လို့ရတယ်ဘလင်းတွေပါခုံသွားလဲအဲ့လိုကိုကိုပြရမလားမူစီမြန်ပြီးလိုက်လို့ရတယ်အဲ့ကွက်တွေလုံးလို့ရတယ်ကိုကလော
Did they just think the Dawn ulti was that
essential?
That was worth it? Because to me, putting Snapfire mid instead of 4 is actually almost a downgrade in this game. Because the purpose of the hero could have been performed by 4, and then you could have got another mid.
Hey, Wabi, Sakura.
For an opening, and they go for the easy skewer play on Zayats. Gets a big rebound though with the glimmer to follow. But still able to get back into his base. This is all in an effort for Zayats, or sorry, forgot the juice to get some farm. He'll be cutting the wave. But not gonna save.
Can he get this tower ghost? Yes, he can.
I think so. Through the backdoor protection.
Yes.
And yes.
He got it. Took a while, but he got through it.
Only 20 seconds left on the Aegis.
He has a wave mid, so he can start this.
Exactly that.
Aegis second, 15 second ပဲကျန်တော့
Might go for the tower and then.
Oh, နောက်မှာပကနာလည်းရှိတယ်ကွာ AC ပဲ
Just play range here.
စိတ်တန်းနေသူထည့်လိုက်တာ
Hello.
Dash လည်းမဟုတ်ဘူး Diffuser လည်းမဟုတ်ဘူးစိတ်တန်းနေထည့်လိုက်တာဟိုကဆက်စတိန်အတူမမနာ900ပဲရှိရနော်ပြောရမယ်ဆို
Okay.
They just
I
mean, what can Navi do exactly?
They have no displacement, so they should be able to just save their troll with a Decrepify.
There's the play onto Omar. Bane is out.
It cost them a mid-tier 3.
Yes, that was quite the cost. And he's going to be back in 30 seconds anyway.
Yep. Now, what Nigma Galaxy should do is just protect this ward they have. Keep playing this area, stick tight together. You can win a 4v5 here if Navi approach blind. With any sort of good fish from Magnus, you just get a blink skewer on, say, Marcy or Warlock and kill them instantly, or Snapfire. And you retain this hill control. They're also going to try to get themselves the Wisdom for Ghost. Maybe getting his 20 talent. No,
I feel
they
like
get it too. So
Navi have just put so much pressure on Got the Juice because he hasn't really joined any of these fights really, which means the time he does join, it just has to go perfectly, like literally picture perfect.
This is that stereotypical pub game where you're fighting or protecting for your AM to farm 4 items, and then he shows up and gets 1 chance. And if he fails that fight, the game's just over. And if he wins, you have a chance. So.
Ghost. Sumil gets the skewer on the PMA, put in a pretty bad spot. Now the arena with the spear. Eric Offering's not going to do too much to save PMA as he will be down and out for 70 seconds.
They use nothing except arena. They have RP and troll.
Butterfly now online for Got the Juice, but now it's a 4 versus 5, so we might not even see an actual fight the entire game for Navi as Ghost playing this Troll Warlord, one of the best pushing heroes in the game. And this is going to be Megas pretty shortly. One last fortification for the road.
You have to jump mag, I think, and try to catch it. I don't know, how do you burst him though?
There's the gobble up right on top of the RP to follow though, right on top of the AM. The Juice down and out for 70 now, as Zayats will follow suit. And this looks like the beginning of the end of the run for Navi here.
Nigma အနေနဲ့ elimination round ကိုတက်ရောက်သွားပြီပဲဖြစ်ပါတယ်เนาะ3ပွဲရှုံး2ပွဲနိုင် elimination မှာပြောရင်တော့ပြုတ်ပြီပေါ့နော်ဘယ်သူနဲ့တွေ့ရမလဲတော့မသိဘူးပွဲတော့နိုင်သွားပါပြီဆိုင်ကန်2စီးရပြီလို့
could get started in this game for Navi.
ဆိုင်ကန်2စီးရပြီ
drops to the deck as well and goes. At some point, Navi got to throw bodies at this hero. They're going to throw a hammer. The gobble up hits the Pugna in the back to try to stop the healing. And there's a Solar Guardian to follow, but PMA just going to get kited as the arena finds.
Fire mid,
drop to the deck as well as GG.
Elimination match, fire mid.
Eliminated from the road to the international, and NGX will stay alive for another day.
Stay alive.
I have to say, this was a rather odd series.
Nigma is stay alive.
Navi with a rather extensive victory, and then in games 2 and 3, just feels like something happened in the Nigma Galaxy. Significantly outdrafting Navi, but I feel like it took 2 to tango here. Both Navi maybe with a little bit too cute approaches to some drafts, and at the same time, two extremely one-sided games, and that's all it takes in an elimination series. You just can't drop the ball like that. But Nigma Galaxy, they got it together when it mattered most, and now they get a chance.
Yep, and back to you, Nat. Enjoy.
ပြုတ်တဲ့3သိန်းကပြည့်သွားပြီ
Sunspan and Cinder in there.
Navi ရဲ့ limit 6ရဲ့အခုဘွန်ဝိုင်းကဆော့နေတယ်ပြုတ်တဲ့ရှုံးတဲ့အတင်းပြုတ်မယ်အဲ့တော့ပြုတ်တဲ့အတင်း3သိန်းကပြည့်သွားပြီ နော်တက်တဲ့အတင်းကဒီမှာ extreme ကလုံးဝ4ပွဲနိုင်တဲ့လုံးဝခွင်းလုံးကျွတ်တက်သွားပြီ
played for them either later today or tomorrow. That's yet to be
play off ဒီ
decided.
မှာ
They do
တွေ့မှာပဲ
event
ဖြစ်
now.
ပါတ
On
ယ်
the other side though, Navi
3-2 နဲ့ 2-3 နဲ့
to
တွေ့
say
မှာပေါ့
goodbye to them, and it was a tough one coming in
3-3
fight
နဲ့
like that
3-2
for
နဲ့
a
တွေ့
game
မှာ
number
နေရော
one.
အဲ့ဒါ
You
ကြောင့်
did
ထွန်တရာအရှုံးပေးလိုက်တာလား
Then
မ
you
သိ
feel
ဘူး
like you're dismantled by this Master Tusk. You try and take it for yourself in game 3, and
ထွန်တရာတကွက်
not
ပြ
much
ပြီနော်
really to work with for it.
Yeah, I think it
hero
showed
တွေကို
some
Z2 နဲ့
mixed
အရှုံးပေးလိုက်
experience
အရှုံးပေးလိုက်တဲ့
because
စတိုင်
they were
ပေါက်
not
နေ
able
လား
to
လို့
figure out
animate တွေ AI တွေ
what's
ပြစ်ပြီး
happening
ရှောက်
fast
ဆော့လိုက်တာ
enough,
လားမ
and
သိ
their
ဘူး
adaptations
ကဲ
were
လို့ဒီကောင်လေး
updated.
2ပွဲနိုင်
Realistically,
3ပွဲရှုံး
it
ဆို
is
လို့ရှိရင်
heartbreaking nonetheless, doesn't matter
ဟိုဘက်က
if it's the first time, your
အ
second
မဟုတ်
time.
ဘူးကအဲ့ညာ3ပွဲနိုင်တာ
Losing,
သမိုင်းနဲ့
you
တွေ့
know,
မှာပေါ့
here,
ကိုယ်တော်ခက်သေးတယ်
it's
အဲ့ဒါ
the
ကိုဒီကောင်လေး
absolute
ဘာ
worst
လို့
feeling, and I think a lot of these guys are
ဘာလို့
promising
အရှုံး
young
ပေးရ
players
မှာလဲနော်
so
အဲ့လို
they
တွက်
have,
ကြည့်တော့
you
လည်း
know,
မဟုတ်
a
ပြန်
bright future ahead of them in Dota.
မဟုတ်မဟုတ်သူကသူ
Today
ဖင်
was
အား
not
လို့ရှုံး
it, and they're gonna look back at this and wish they had done.
အထွန်းရိုင်းနဲ့သွားတွေ့မလားမသိဘူးသုံးပွဲရှုံးနှစ်ပွဲနိုင်
Not
ထွန်း
to
ရို
do
ရှိရ
when
ယ်
it comes to competition, you're always kind of going to have that little bit when you look at it, but you're right. The young, promising talent, I am sure there's going to be many more TIs and road to TIs ahead for themselves there. And something that is so remarkable about them, especially for this game number 3, is that the fact that they're willing to try new things, even when it is that potential elimination rare. The fact that they're running a Snapfire mid, yes, it's happened before in this tournament, but they're willing to do it again here, and it's interesting the way
Nigma live to see another day ပေါ့နော်မနက်ဖြန်မှာ elimination match မှာပြန်တွေ့ပါမယ်တော့ခဏနားလိုက်ပါအောင်မယ်နားလိုက်ပါအောင်မယ် bye bye
ကျေးဇူးပြုပြီးယနေ့ညရဲ့ကျေဝင်များကိုကြိုဆိုလိုက်ကြရအောင် One Expert မှာထိတ်တန်းစုများကိုရယူထားသူ Dota 2 ၏ hero များအကောင်းဆုံးတည်ဆောင်မှု Hunter Lancer အကောင်းဆုံးပံ့ပိုးမှု Mossy အကောင်းဆုံးအလေလံ Zeus အိုးငါဘက်ကိုဆိုလိုတာပါအကောင်းဆုံးကစားသမားစု One Expert ကစားသူများ One Expert ဒါသင်ရဲ့ pick ပဲကျေးဇူးပြုပြီးယနေ့ညရဲ့ကျေဝင်များကိုကြိုဆိုလိုက်ကြရအောင် One Expert မှာထိတ်တန်းစုများကိုရယူထားသူ Dota 2 ၏ hero များအကောင်းဆုံးတည်ဆောင်မှု Hunter Lancer အကောင်းဆုံးပံ့ပိုးမှု Mossy အကောင်းဆုံးအလေလံ Zeus